What is up, everybody? It is Thursday night. Time to toss on back. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? I gotta say it three times.
Nervous.
It's like Candyman. You gotta say it three times. So, what is happening? How you guys doing? No, what was the TikTok?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I wasn't. I was looking. I was just waiting to see.
No,
what TikTok?
No, I showed you where those two people that man.
Yeah.
He calls. I think she calls her husband into the bathroom and turns the lights off. I think and says, "Candyman, Candyman, Candyman," and then she runs out and closes the door on him, and he's stuck in there. And then she's messing with the electricity, and it's going off and on. And he's about to shit all over himself. It's pretty funny.
God, what a fun wife she is. Yeah. Freak the guy out.
I thought he did it to her.
Maybe he did do it to her. I can't remember.
I think he did it to her.
Well, welcome everyone out there. Myself, as you know, Todd and Shannon in the house as well. As we sit back and enjoy a couple beers, and Shannon's actually going to have wine tonight because she's being all fancy. So,
bougie like that?
Yeah.
My wine's cheaper than your beer.
Yeah. And we just kind of kick it with you guys, see what you guys are up to, kind of have a couple drinks, and get ready for Friday and the weekend. So definitely looking forward to that. Short week at work this week, and it still felt very long. I don't like working full weeks. I don't like when it's like a Monday though off either. I feel like Monday's off, it just throws the rest of your week off. So, but shout out to Vanessa.
Laws that should pass a 4-day work week mandatory.
You got Vanessa in the house. You got Paul in the house as well. PA, what is going on, my friend?
What's up, Paul?
Hopefully, both of you guys actually were doing okay from those storms that came through because Vanessa was up in Connecticut, and I think she was okay through it. And Paul's in PA, and I think he was okay through it, but there might have been damage around them in certain parts because that Ida was no joke.
No,
talking
about another one getting ready to come through somewhere.
Somebody it's like a Larry or something, right? I think it's the next one.
Yeah, I heard about
yeah.
that.
I think Larry from Three's
coming through Florida or something, though, isn't it?
Well, Larry's coming through. I want to say up through like PA or not PA, but somewhere in the Northeast. But I think there's another one going through Florida. No, maybe Larry is the one in Florida. Maybe Larry is that one.
I was thinking one of them was going through Florida, but I don't know the name.
Yeah, there was one that was a Cape, but the Cape stayed out, I guess, in the ocean, and then there was another one as well. So it's hurricane season. It's through October. So sadly, I think the one coming through Larry might even hit Louisiana as well, which will suck.
Such a boring name for a hurricane, Larry.
Hey, back in the day, Leisure Suit Larry was a game to play. That's all I'm saying. Everybody played Leisure Suit Larry. He was all about trying to get it on. So.
If the hurricane was called Leisure Suit Larry, that'd be a different story. But it's
just
Larry.
Larry was Jack Tripper's friend on Three's Company too, so he had all the ladies. So Larry's been a ball of feistiness every time we see a Larry somewhere.
Larry,
yeah. Except for the Larry and the Three Stooges, not as much of a ladies' man. But anyway, I digress. Paul and Vanessa said hello to each other here. And he says fancy pants because you're having the wine, of course. Yeah, semi-retired. I decide when a full week is enough. Yeah. Semi-retired. CB gets here. CB is fully retired, so he's always just chilling. Vanessa said she got lots of rain. Yeah, there was tons of rain you guys got up there. I mean, with the rain they got in New York, that was crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of flooding that took place. So Better Paul has entered the chat. Welcome, Middle Fruit. No, you got Canadian Paul and American Paul in the same chat. Worlds colliding. Oh, my God, a blast from the past. Did you tell her you were coming on or something?
Dolly! Oh, my God, I've been wondering about you.
Yeah. So she is alive. So Dolly's in the house.
Oh.
Paul still says, still raining like hell here. Yeah. Well, my mom's up in Jersey, about an hour and a half, probably east from Paul, and they were getting hit there as well. Blake's in the house. Cheers. Mr. Rajay, Shannon Todd, go Cowboys. Yeah, Cowboys are playing tonight, and Blake's a diehard Cowboys fan. I don't know why, but I mean, we've all got our vices. So, you know, he roots for the Cowboys, and he roots for Arkansas. Some people just like pain. That's all. That's how it works out. Some people just like pain. I thought you can't smell vape. Why are you waving the vape away?
Because it's smoky. You can't smell it.
But it's just like it's not supposed to linger, but it lingers.
It's supposed to vaporize or whatever, right? So
yeah,
it really vaporize.
I mean, it's not that bad, but you can kind of see it. The light's really bright up here, so you can kind of see it.
Shannon's Smoky Kitchen.
Yeah. Pretty much the only time it gets smoky when I have.
Oh, sorry there, Paul. The less sexy Paul, you mean? There you go. Hurricane hit us. Tropical storm traveled us west and the east. Basically, stayed over Connecticut right through. Yeah, that's the thing. It was a slow moving one, so you definitely had that actually stay over in your area for a good amount of time. But luckily, you came out okay, and it wasn't as terrible up there. Not compared to New York and New Jersey. Little Larry Love. Oh, that's an old Grandmaster Flash song too, back in the day. Let me see here. You got me, other Paul. I concede. Vanessa's got rain as well. Jimmy's in the house, cuffing stuff. What is going on? Cheers, my man. What is happening down in North Carolina? I'm a hot piece of tail, middle through is what Paul, or hot piece of tall, Paul said. But then again, I don't know if Paul like misspelled and meant to say tail because Paul would do stuff like that. So. Oh, sorry, tired. So I won't make people jealous. Yeah, like to get there some point. Princess Shannon and Todd. Now she's a princess.
Yeah.
Superstar and princess. Yeah. Y'all just keep making her head all big here.
Oh, that's funny.
Dolly said it's raining. Well, Dolly's right there in the PA area too, so she's getting the rain that Paul's getting as well. And hopefully, Dolly, your family and everybody was safe too with that storm that came through. Some people like the Cowboys. Some people abuse small pets. Some people are just messed up. Yeah. I wonder if there's like a Venn diagram with all three of those circles and like Blake's right in the middle.
And the bear.
And the bear. That's when you toss out the larger explosives, shuts them all down. You're throwing out explosives, Vanessa. Too lazy to use. Why are you yelling, Dolly? What's going on there? Too lazy. Trying to be special. Hashtag Shannon cheerleading squad. Yeah. Yeah. It's all about Shannon. I'm just going to sit back and let Shannon go ahead and direct the rest of the show here. Dolly, you shout all you want. All the ladies are taking over right now, which is fine. You know,
hey, we could do that if we want to. You know,
you can. Hey,
we could take over everything.
You could. I mean, I think there's more women than men now in here as well. So unless you go to Texas, you know who runs Texas. So women can't.
Don't get me started.
You go to Texas and be like, know your role.
Oh, God. Yeah. I really went through a place where I was just like consumed with the news, and I'm like, I can't live my life like this. So I totally blocked. I'm like, I'm not getting on there or anything. And I seen a couple of headlines about the law in Texas, and I'm like, I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Like, I can't do anything about it. I can't take on any more right now. And then he mentioned it, and I started. And I'm like, well, it was 6 weeks this or 6 weeks that. And then we were trying to and I'm like, then I got in there and I wish I hadn't.
Yeah, I bet. It's like, put it back to about the 60s, I guess. So you're about 20 years away from being put back in the kitchen in Texas. So.
Christ.
Yeah, but it's fun. Like that whole 6 weeks thing. My understanding is because obviously I'm not a woman, but the women I know will tell you they don't even know it's 6 weeks. So you might know something, but you got to check to see if you missed something and all kinds of stuff.
The very earliest you can, by the time you can even find out you're pregnant, you're already 4 weeks pregnant because you can't test until your period is late, and then when you test and you're positive, you're already 4 weeks pregnant. So you have 2 weeks to figure out. And you know, a lot of people, they don't have their period every 4 weeks. You know, their cycles are messed up, so you may not even find out until well beyond that. And I'm like, this is what happened when a bunch of old white men are making the rules.
that does happen there.
Oh,
But yeah, because I said some women aren't even irregular, right? Like you said.
right?
So,
Yeah.
but we won't get too much deep into that. But don't worry, because Greg Abbott said they're going to stop all rapists there in Texas. Like, oh,
Yes,
you,
I saw that.
he's got the formula. It's like, once you let the other 49 states in on a secret, and we'll stop it across America.
Right?
But,
Yeah.
But as far as beer, I am cracking open. Which camera am I on? I'm on camera over here. Graders. I'm just drinking the Peach Milkshake IPA. So I've had this one before. Need to finish them out. I forgot if she had it in there. So such a tasty beer. Southern Grist Hill
Imperial Sour Ale.
It looks good. It looks strawberry.
Cherry, mango, and peach.
There you go.
I smell cherry.
And what wine are you drinking, Shannon?
Oh, God, why did you? I'm drinking a vintage 1904 Cabernet.
Cabernet.
As the lightning strikes
Yeah.
down.
I'm drinking
Nothing wrong with a little cab.
Special box Franzia.
When
That's what I'm actually drinking.
I used to bartend in college, we served Franzia.
Yeah.
Right from the box, put it under a spigot.
It's easy to drink.
Pop the spigot and let it go. Let's see here. Vanessa says we need more questions nights. Talk to Shannon about that.
I know we do, but we always, you know, since we had the lockdown, which technically I still feel like I should be locked down, but we go out on the weekends that I'm off now. You know, back then we were like a shutdown and we wouldn't go anywhere. So now it's like if I can go out, I want to go out. Like it shut down, like lockdown.
You want to do that as much now.
I know. I do enjoy the question game though.
So we might get shut down again. So
we ain't gonna get shut down again. They're not gonna do it.
Kentucky's at the highest level ever.
A lot of places are, yeah.
Yeah. So now we got some of the entertainers are pulling out of Cincinnati because they don't want to have the large spots for the concerts and stuff.
Yeah.
So you start to see some stuff get pulled back. So we'll see.
Yeah,
maybe that's what Texas has in mind to stop all the rapists. They're going to tell them you gotta rape people, and then they'll just stop because they
right. Yeah.
Maybe.
That sounds logical, right? You have to wear a mask. Oh no, I don't.
Oh my gosh.
No, I don't. You gotta rape somebody. No, I don't. You can't tell me what to do.
I need a segment like This Week in Politics on the show. Just...
always yeah, you did. I was making sure I didn't mention Texas.
Oh, you try not to, but it just slips out once in a while.
Hard not to fall down that rabbit hole sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what though? I had lunch with my dad, and we were talking about it, and I'm like, you know, I really feel like a lot of people aren't as extreme as we think they are. Because like a lot of my family, I don't really talk to a lot of my dad's family, or I'm not really close with them. But my mom's side, a lot of them are on the different. They're more Republican. I'm more Democrat. But if we sit down and we talk about the issues,
right,
we're not so extreme. There's
right.
like, you know, you have a group of issues and you just lean one way or the other. And I feel like the people that are out there spouting their mouth off are the crazy ones, and then it makes all the people that are in the middle or more towards the middle think that the opposite side is fucking crazy. But it's just the crazy people that are out there talking and not living their life.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's why conversation is important to have, because you realize you're closer to them. They're not closer. So,
yeah. You know, maybe a couple of issues. I might see their rationale and say, okay, I can see why you think that way. But I mean, I have a couple little things I feel differently about. So it kind of pushes me to the other side.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, when people talk, they learn about each other and they find there's some commonality, but that's when people are willing to talk. So
right, and, you know, and I love to talk to people that believe differently than me, as long as they're willing to talk to me and not yell at me and tell me I'm going to hell or I'm wrong. You know, I'm like, you don't have to be right or wrong. You're just different.
Yeah.
As long as you're not trying to take people's rights away and kill people and shit like that, then I got a problem, you know.
Well, yeah. You know, so it's all good that somebody's going to get hurt from it, right? So yeah. This is it. Texas is going to get spanked bad. Yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, they're going to be going to court now, so it's you know, it's one of those things. You know, I always talk about like our generation, like Generation X, like all the stuff we've seen. I mean, we've seen so many different things in historical context, like during our time of being alive. Like she's talking at work, like a couple of her employees, for instance, like they don't even remember 9/11 because they were like they were babies, so like they're like 22 or 23, or like they don't even remember they were kids. And a lot of parents were shielding their kids when that was on TV and stuff, right? So they're still getting a grasp of the whole thing. I mean, they know about the significance of it, but they didn't experience type thing.
Right. Yeah.
And you know, you look at
think that.
Yeah. I mean, we look at like the Texas thing, like we were kids then when they had the first win with the whole decision, but now we're seeing the other ramifications. But it's just so many things that happened during our lifetime there. It's kind of crazy.
I've been obsessed with 9/11 here lately. I've been watching Netflix. Have you watched that new series they have out?
No, I haven't seen that. I know Spike Lee's done one
really
on HBO
good.
too or something as well.
It's not just about 9/11. It's about like
a miniseries.
Yeah, it's like 5 episodes, I think, and it goes back. It goes to like when it goes back to the war when it first started, but then it goes through everything else that's happened since, like all
maybe that's the Spike Lee one. Then maybe it's not HBO. Maybe it's
that's
Netflix.
Not the Spike Lee one. Because he did HBO Max, I think.
That's on HBO Max. Okay, all right. Because I know he was doing it with the 9/11, but also COVID and a bunch of other stuff that have happened. So
yeah, I haven't watched that one yet, but I've almost started watching that one. I watched the but it talks about like the people in the Pentagon. It talks about the crash in the field, and it talks about the terrorists that were on the plane, and it talks about all kinds of shit that you don't even think is maybe even related to 9/11, but it's very, very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, 20-year anniversary, a bunch of different specials and stuff this weekend that'll be out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's been a couple on regular TV throughout the week so far.
Do you guys remember where you were when 9/11 happened?
I do. I was working we lived in our apartment together. We lived in our apartment at the time, right? Because 2 big things happened when we lived in our apartment, and that's one of them, and the other one was your cousin. But I was asleep because it happened at 9:20
in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was asleep, and I think I either came out to get a drink. Todd probably came in and woke me up.
No, I did. I was home because I was laid off at the time.
Yeah, and so he got me, and I remember coming out of the bedroom and looking at the TV and seeing the plane in the towers.
I went in there and woke her up. I was like, "You might want to come see this. See what the hell's going on." And then we watched it for weeks.
Yeah.
Because, every night they had, pretty much all day long.
All day long, pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Showing,
that's when the banners that's the banners across the bottom of the screen. That's when that started coming popular on the news channels that have the banners going across the TV screen at the bottom with all the new updates and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember, what was his name? Something Shepherd. He was on.
Shepard Smith?
I think so.
He was on Fox at that time, yeah.
Oh God!
Well, he was doing the news. He's just a news. I mean, he's always been a good guy. He's on CNBC now. Yeah.
Him, and he'd been up for a million hours, and just like, and you just saw the human reporters became human then because they couldn't hold back their emotions, and I remember that. It was awful. Where were you?
Yeah, I was actually traveling for work at the time, so I was we were downtown Atlanta. We just came out of a meeting at one of the buildings with the. I think it was Merrill Lynch we were meeting with, and we were going through the financial stuff. And downstairs in the lobby, and I was going to the coffee shop, and everybody's like standing around in front of a TV set. And I'm like, trying to get caught, like, what's going on, blah, blah. And then I saw the TV with the one plane hit. And then being from up there, I knew that's like a no-fly area, really. So when that happened, I was like, that's not a mistake. When I saw the first plane hit, it was like, that wasn't a mistake. I already knew that wasn't a mistake. I was just like, planes don't get that close into New York City like that. They just don't.
Right.
And if a pilot was getting like a plane going down, they would have did like the pilot did Sully. They would have put it into the Hudson River or something. Yeah. They wouldn't have, But then the second one came in and that hit, and it was like, we're definitely under attack there and everything. And then it was just like Atlanta had been prepared already because they had the Olympic bomber in the 90s, remember? And so when that second one hit, the sirens started going off in the building and place started closing gates. And they came on an announcement, we're closing down. We're going through this whole thing that just happened. Everybody be safe, blah, 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 like over the intercom and stuff. And it was just like, we were shut down. It was like, we were in town traveling for the week. So then it was like, do we still go on appointments this week? How's this playing out? And we the next 2 days, we were kind of just like hanging out around Atlanta, going to the mall, going to Best Buy. Like all the stores were just like letting people get a peace of mind. So we're in Best Buy watching movies and doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what do you do? And we couldn't fly back because all the planes were down. So I had a rental.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I had a rental car.
How eerie it was the next few days because you look up in the sky and there was nothing. Like you didn't hear anything, you didn't see anything.
So where did you live at when that happened? Did you live in Cincinnati or in Kentucky?
I lived. When that happened, I was in. Well, I'm still here in Kentucky, but it wasn't here in Independence where I'm at. It's in another town. But when that happened, it was like luckily I kept my rental car because my partner I was down there with, and we were going to turn it in because he already had the car. And when that happened, that was like Monday, I think, right? So it was like I never went to take it back in. They said, well, go ahead and keep the car, drive wherever you need to go, and you can drop it off there. Which luckily from Atlanta, it's like 8 hours or something, so it wasn't bad. Yeah. And so, but I was getting calls from my company. They were like, hey, we got people stranded in Florida. If they can make it to Atlanta, can we try to connect and try to meet? They ended up finding other routes and stuff, but the companies were like calling, like trying to get people back home that were stuck in places. So, but it was all just kind of crazy. I mean, it was all surreal when it actually happened and stuff. So we came back after that.
Which I never really thought. I mean, I guess I did back then, but like the largest maritime rescue ever was on 9/11. Like it might have been on that show I was watching. It was like the Coast Guard or the ferry main guy that would go to Manhattan from wherever they came from. Some, big transportation guy was like, we need to get these people off of the island because the bridges were closed down. They couldn't get off.
They couldn't get off, right? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So they called over the radio for every boat, personal boats and everything. It was like, if you can help get over to, to get them off of the island and get over here. And it was like over 500,000 people by boat they rescued, like within that first 24 hours to get them off the island.
Yeah, that whole thing was just crazy when it all happened and stuff. But it was like, I don't know. You read enough history, you watch enough stuff. You always felt like we were kind of on borrowed time, like it was going to happen sooner or later, something here. But it was just like shocking, But
yeah, I mean, that big of a thing, like right.
Well, that changed how we live in America.
Right under our fucking noses. But the CIA and the FBI, if they would have worked together, could have probably prevented it.
Yeah, I mean, all the different agencies, DOD, all of them, they all kind of, everything was all interdepartmental. They're all keeping secrets from each other because there was no national thing. They all had a piece of the puzzle, and they never put the puzzle together and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I saw that one thing. I can't remember which the FBI or the CIA, but it was like, and I mean, I don't know how true this is, because I saw it, but it was like the CIA had information and the FBI came into the office and they were like, what do you got? And as soon as they saw the FBI come in, they like closed the blinds in the office where they had like this big intricate whiteboard thing out with pictures and stuff. And then they got in this big meeting and they were saying like, if we tell you what's going on, then you're going to go out there and arrest and kill all these people. And we're not going to get the information from those people that we need,
Because they're going up to chain somebody else.
Right,
yeah.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Another thing that sticks out in my mind is, I don't know, weeks, months, however long it lasted afterwards, which is completely opposite of the way it is today. It was everybody in the country seemed like a unit.
Yes, I never felt more unified.
Like everybody was willing to help anybody for anything
without question.
Yeah, without even.
I don't care what you believe. You're a human being, and you like.
It was like everybody was
a family.
For everybody, like it, shit, we're under attack. Shit's happened. We need to.
And the flags everywhere.
Right.
I remember the flags everywhere.
Yeah.
I can't remember them. It was for a good while though. After that, I do remember, but now you think about today, and it's like complete opposite. It's like
And that's my thing. Like with the flag, like Trump ruined the flag for me. So like, I don't know now when people are flying flags, I'm like, is that a flag for, everybody, or is that like still Trump America, or like, I don't know if,
I think with flags,
down the street, and for Pride Month or Pride Week, she had a gay pride. She's a single girl, lives over here, and she had a gay pride flag, and I'm like, yes, and it was like the wind had gotten. I'm like, I want to get out and like straighten her flag out for her, and then I was like, no, that Shannon, you don't really know her, like what if she's got cameras and shit. So but I was like, good for her, because not even a lot of people have the balls to do that, especially here. And then a few weeks later, she had the American flag, and I'm like, confused. And that shouldn't be.
Well, it can't mean the flag means different symbols to everybody.
Right.
So it's all matter what you put into it. But people can have the rainbow and they can have the American and all the other different ones. Yeah,
we're not as far apart as we think we are. Because she could be a Republican, but she believes in gay rights.
That can happen. That happens.
Yeah, it happens probably more than we think it does.
Yeah. But I mean, just because she's American flag doesn't mean she's one party or not either, too. So,
it wasn't a sign for me to not like her.
Yeah,
it just made me think.
I've never even thought about it that way. Honestly.
You haven't? I have.
Yeah. Flags. I mean, flags are just flags are what they are. So, like, people get upset with stuff with some of the flags. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, people, the Constitution gives you expression. Like if people do stuff and it's their flag. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's all of our flag. It's just. I feel like for a time it was taken over but now it's like maybe people that they see a flag and they're like, oh, that's a Biden flag, like, it shouldn't be a Biden flag or a Trump
it shouldn't
flag.
Be, no. But there was a funny skit that Ralphie May had before talking about the rainbow flag and how he wanted the rainbow back. Because he's like, who said the gay people could take the rainbow? I want the rainbow. Why do they get to have the rainbow? That should be all of our rainbow. So I got that on the comedy page too. If you check that out, I can't get into some of the stuff he does. But you ever seen Ralphie May? His type of humor, and he breaks shit down. So yeah, but that's on that comedy page on Facebook that I have there. You guys are already part of it. You guys already were on there. Well, Todd was. I don't know if I think you might have been too, Shannon.
You're talking about the comedy page?
The comedy page on Facebook, Laugh Your Ass Off Comedy. Yeah, you are. You're on there. I invited you before. Yeah.
Much because I don't really see much posted.
I do it once in a while, but it's got all this different comedy routines and stuff. Yeah.
I
really don't like Facebook that much. It's just because I do these pages and stuff on it, and they keep up with people. But yeah, I get more stuff in my feed now. I definitely don't want. It's like, why is this showing up? So
right. I started snoozing because I don't want to unfriend people because they believe differently than me, but I get a little fucking tired of it. So I snooze for 30 days.
I've had people
on Facebook and get pissed off.
Have you ever unfriended anybody on Facebook? And then they're like, why'd you unfriend me? Like, what's going on? Like,
I wouldn't even know. The only way I would know if somebody unfriended me is if I see them, if I know they were my friend, and then I see them on people you may know. And then I'll be like, I thought I was already friends with them.
Yeah, but you see those too, though. Could be just a
account. And my friend Heather, though.
I was going to say.
Yes, my friend Heather. She will. I don't know if she keeps track of her number of friends. If the number goes down, she'll investigate who unfriended me. And then
right away.
Yes. And I'm
she'll call her and go, you know who unfriended me? And she was like, I don't know who. So and so. Like, okay, well, who's that?
I mean, because I think about, and I don't people will request me, and I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck that is,
Yeah.
And I will not. Accept the friend request. But sometimes I think, back in the day when I first started, there's probably a whole lot of people on here. I don't really care to know what they're doing or what, and I'm like, maybe I will purge the people, and then maybe that's what happens to Heather.
Like, you get certain people just friend request you because you're
they
friends
want, and they
want,
they want numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. I run
4.
I run my page like Donnie Brasco. So, you guys ever seen Donnie Brasco?
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Depp. Nobody gets on my page unless somebody vouches for you. So, I get it from classes like, who vouched for you? You can't get on my page unless someone vouches for you. So,
I have gotten a couple of friend requests, and I'll look, and then I'll be like, okay, who are our friends in common? And it'll be like you and Todd. And then I'm like, oh, okay, from the show. And then I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I'll accept it.
But I had one friend a couple years ago. Like a couple years ago, they were talking about how companies like search your pages and stuff now, right? Remember? So I started deleting people I worked with, because I didn't want them seeing those. And one of my friends, she was like, "Why'd you delete me off the Facebook page?" I'm like, "Well, it's a whole company thing." And she's like, "I need to be back on your Facebook page because I get all my news from the stuff you're putting out there." She's like, I don't like watching the news, but you always put stuff to make me think on your Facebook page. So I put it back on there. But she was like upset. She was telling me, I can't believe he took me off his Facebook page. and then they'd be like, wait a minute, Rod's on Facebook? Oh, see.
Then grab that other one in there.
Dolly said, please let Shannon take over forever. Oh, I think we did already.
No, I'm definitely a co-host.
I think we let Shannon take over. You could bring the questions back if you wanted to, Shannon.
What'd you say?
You could bring the questions back if you wanted to.
Bring what back?
You could bring questions back if you wanted to.
Oh, I know. I really do want to because I do love that.
Go get the book.
I love that.
Well, tell her to go get the book.
You want to do it now?
I mean, you can.
Okay, absolutely.
Dolly says my roll is buttered. Dolly getting all feisty again. Let me see here. Because Vanessa does like the question game as well. Snowballs get rather large across the state like Texas. They do. A lot of rolling. Vanessa, yes. And a period is variable too. That's what we were talking about there as well.
Right, yeah.
I never thought I'd be on a show talking to women about. Never mind. Anyway.
Periods, it's a part of a natural.
It is. It is.
It's nothing to be uncomfortable about, Rod.
No, I'm never uncomfortable. I just never thought it'd be a topic to come up on our show here. That's all.
Watch the beer show. We're about periods.
We're all about educating. So, yeah. Forecast big meatballs with a chance of cheesy sprinkles. I was hiding under the stairwell. Then I found Jesus. Was Jesus a people under the stairs? Tried some blue cheese today. That was the finest in some time. Buffalo blue cheese stuffed burger soup. Very nice. Yeah, Vanessa makes those. And I'm more of a blue cheese type person myself. Like wings or blue cheese. Are you ranch or are you blue cheese?
Ranch all the way.
Really?
My brother does blue cheese.
Oh, blue cheese is the way to go.
Oh, it tastes like old dirty socks smell.
That's the from under cheese.
No, I don't get close enough to smell that cheese.
Idaho's rationing healthcare. Yeah, that's another state out there too. It's crazy. I saw the West Virginia governor today. And he was just like, when one of his conferences, he's trying to get people to get vaccinated there, and he's just like, do your research, try to get the vaccine. He's a Republican governor there, and he's telling them, and he's like, I'm hearing all these stories about this and that, and people talking about being tracked with the vaccine. I'm like, he says, you walk around with cell phones in your pocket. They know where you're at. Come on, people, work with me here. He's just getting so frustrated, but
the freedom they think is going to be taken away, it was already taken. It's already been taken away.
Yeah. But that said, all rapists either had separated from their bodies on live CNN. Maybe that's Greg Abbott's plan, and now stop the rapists. Who knows? That could be part of his plan there. We're going to broadcast you live. Losing your head. No politics. I haven't a clue.
Good for you.
Crazy does get results. Oh, I am in hell. No one told me I was sexy today. Oh, Dolly.
You're sexy, Dolly.
Many don't know about Kennedy assassination. Well, speaking of the assassination, not John F. K., but RFK, the guy that shot him may be getting out of prison now. I don't know if you saw that. He and for the first time in California, like the prosecutor didn't even come to the parole hearing.
Wow.
And the guy that runs it now says, well, we stop once the person gets arrested or whatever. We shouldn't be. And it's like, so they're on there fighting to stop Sirhan from getting out. Like, it's creating a thing out there. So it'll be interesting. I was being sexy in 911. Rest in peace, 911. What's up, Gilbert? Cheers, homie. What's going on, Bart? Good to see you. Evening. Let me see here. I was salmon fishing during 9/11. That's where Gilbert was, out salmon fishing. And did you happen to hear about it when you were out? I mean, because you're out there, you're probably in the wilderness. I don't know if you had a radio or anything like that you heard, or did you not find out till you got back after the trip? Hey, what's up, Wayne? Hey, Rod. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Todd. Cheers.
What's up, Wayne?
Say, can I comment on the lack of certain drapery on the windows behind Todd? I'm improving.
I don't need your address. I need to send when I change my. I'm trying to think of a word that can't be turned around on me.
Yeah.
When
change the decor, window
I
treatment.
need your address so that I can send them to you because you obviously think about them night and day.
Send one pane to Wayne and the other one to JV.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both of those.
Very true, Wayne. This is America. You can love the American flag and the pride flag as well, right?
Yes.
Someone took my flag sticker off my truck. I epoxied my new one. Why did they take it off your truck? I mean, like, you just took the flag off. Like,
Because they're being assholes.
yeah. Gilbert's bias flag would be him eating ice cream.
Oh, God.
He does eat some ice cream. Well, it's funny. I did get a chuckle. There was a meme that someone had, and I don't know if you guys saw it on Facebook or TikTok like that, but it's like Joe Biden in the convertible. And he says, "Hey, get in. We're about to leave Afghanistan." And the next thing shows him, he drove off like and left the car. I was like, "That's cold," but you know what? That's still kind of funny. So you gotta have a humor about some of the stuff there. But
yes, because he's not who I would pick, but he's what I had to deal with. You know, like.
But he like today we had a flight out of Qatar. Or out of Kabul by Qatar Airlines or whatever. Yeah. And it has some of the Americans, some of the people out there. It's funny because hardly any of the news stations talked about it, right? Everybody talked about it when people were left, but now some other people came out that haven't. So it's just interesting. Let's see here. I befriend directly a positive politically folks so I can serve the fireworks. Sometimes I go to comment. I'll put a little thing in the comment, like a GIF with just the guy eating popcorn. It's like one of the ones I use that says, "I'm just here for the comments," and this guy's just eating popcorn.
Yes.
Oh, dark cherry, vanilla, and freezer. Ooh. Ice cream. You should see the ones you get on my Instagram feed. Yikes, Insta block. Instagram's got some crazy people on there too, though.
Yeah.
Facebook leaders are much more time I can spend as Facebook. You haven't done anything risque though on your stuff, but Gilbert put some funny. If you're not following Gilbert on Facebook, he's got some funny. He's got some funny shit.
He posted something, and I usually don't comment on Facebook, and I commented on one of his, and what was it? God, I can't remember, but it hit me right. Like, yes.
Yep, those story cones and stuff too on there. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gilbert has some hilarious stuff on his. They have shits to make periods only a few times a year, right?
Yeah.
So, I think you meant shots. I don't know if the shits can hold your period.
Oh, well,
off.
I mean, I have it.
God, see what you did.
I have it's a disease, I guess, but it's to do with my ovaries. And like, I would only get a period like maybe every 3 or 4 months. Yeah. And many times I was like, fuck, am I pregnant? Because who knows, you know?
Yeah.
And I could have very well gotten pregnant. I had fertility issues, but you fucking never know.
You never know.
And so, I mean, I could have found out when I was 5 months pregnant, you know, or 4 months pregnant.
Well, they say a lot of female athletes, they may not have one for a while. Well, no, I'm just saying, female athletes, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Proper blue cheese. Choose wisely. I just like blue cheese when it comes to wings. Third shot the day they approved for immunocompromised were great. So she's already got her booster and stuff. Thanks. I think our boosters will probably be next couple weeks or something. I think they're going to be setting them up.
I'm getting nervous because I don't
actually. I think on the plan that Biden did today, they might be pushing for the 14th or so. So it might be next week.
The last I heard, it was the 20th. Because they say 8 months out, if you have the Pfizer vaccine, 8 months out, you're only 40%. It's only 40% effective against not getting it. You know, you'll probably still be okay. You won't get it.
You want to go to the hospital,
like
probably.
Yeah. It's still 80%. But my 8-month mark to be my second shot will be 8 months ago on September 11th will be my 8 months. So I feel like I'm walking around unvaccinated almost, you know?
Yeah.
But since I'm in healthcare, I'll be one of the, just like when it first came out, you know.
You'll be the first ones to get it.
Right, yeah. But I'm like, I feel like I'm walking around like vulnerable.
Well, they said like Biden's like 10 or 11 months, I think, or something. They were talking about like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is in a couple weeks, unless you're immunocompromised. But I was at CVS getting your stuff the other day and asked him, and he said 2 weeks. I think he said 2 weeks. So I'd be time frame then.
Yeah. The World Health Organization is like basically saying like, why are you all going for a third shot already? Like you're being selfish, basically, because half of the world doesn't have access to it.
Well, did it not get the memo because we're America? Because we're America.
I know.
That's why.
I'm conflicted about it because I'm like, I want it because, you know, I mean, I don't know.
Well, WHO, they were compromised by China anyway. Their credibility is kind of a little bit there too. Because when they were in China, China wouldn't let them do anything, but they kind of went along with it. It's kind of like you should have spoke out against it. They weren't let you get in the spots and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's like Jamaica. I saw this thing. Since we went to Jamaica, I follow these pages in Jamaica, and there was this one thing. They were like, America sent 60,000 COVID vaccinations, or vaccines to give our people. Thank you, President Biden. And I'm like, I don't think he made that decision all by himself. Like,
right?
Like, don't just thank you, America. But.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jamaica would be nice to go to at this point, but I don't know. After the hurricane season, it'd be good to go to. Gilbert said, drinking on a Beyond the Pale Yummy Northeast Pale Ale and a fresh bottle of the Wild Turkey 101. I haven't had 101 in a while. I do like some Wild Turkey, though. Paul says, Ottawa Brewed Eric. Nice. Look at the Canadian brews. Yeah, why aren't murders just decapitated? Well, the problem
because we're not in. We're
not in the Middle East. But here's the problem. Here's the problem with like the whole death sentence, because as they're finding out, a lot of it is very slanted on how it's done. Because a lot of people weren't guilty as they find out from a lot of the DNA type stuff, and there's problems with the whole history of the things that have happened to people that are actually on death row, and they're fighting. That's why the whole justice. Whatever I can't remember the name of the group and everything that puts all the stuff out there, they find out these people weren't the actual people that committed these crimes. And so in the past, they've killed, I'm going to say, a good amount of innocent people. And that's why there's hesitancy in a lot of stuff now.
Did you see these 5, I think it was like 5 black men that got convicted of rape, like back in the 50s or 60s?
Mm-hmm.
And they got executed. But
and that is, this got pardoned in Virginia.
They didn't say they weren't guilty, but they didn't get a fair trial.
Yeah.
So they kind of like overturned it, but they didn't. But I mean, they're gone. But people were fucking fighting for that, and they were like, even the attorney, I'm like,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, just the history of America, that causes issues.
And, if you got them on video killing them, fucking.
Yeah. It's like. The thing with like the rape situation is obviously a lot of times you're pulling the DNA. So you got the DNA evidence and stuff that matches that rapist that you're getting versus like sometimes like the murder type thing. So
right.
Yeah.
There's still and believe me, I can't imagine a woman saying she's been raped when
it's not even just the murder stuff too being found. There's a lot of stories with a lot of cops that have made up stuff as well. So that's been issues. They found a lot of police departments. They just actually arrested a couple other cops. They found them making up case. Now the cop gets one case, he gets arrested for it. Now they got to go back and review all the cases that cop may have worked on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all fucked up. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no. That's what me and my dad were talking about today. I'm like, people want to make it black and white, but I promise you, there's way more gray in the middle than there is black and white.
Oh shit!
Black and white that way.
Usually, it's just me, you. Shannon, but someone's a blast from the past that finally
don't get mad at me, Rod.
Took their head out of the sand And
Just
actually,
Don't get mad.
King
Don't get
to
mad.
join us.
God, I'm so happy you're here.
What is going on, brother?
What is going on?
Oh
Been-
my God.
It's been like what pre-COVID years since the last time we saw you on here.
Been
I
a-
wanna hug you. I wanna
It's-
hug you.
It's been a long fucking time. Let's just say that. Been a long time.
That was my fault, Rod. Don't get mad at me.
I did contact Todd and I said
I'm just teasing.
I want to
What's going on,
surprise.
Joe?
I want to surprise.
No, great surprise.
I'm doing well. How's everybody doing tonight? Specifically,
Doing
just
good.
tonight.
Doing good. Glad to see you back there. And
Oh, I
sorry,
missed your face.
you were a big surprise at Beer Palooza. I didn't know you were going to that as well. I spoke to Matt.
That was awesome.
I couldn't make it because that same day was my mom's like 75th birthday. So I was actually in New Jersey, but couldn't get up to the Beer Palooza. But then I saw you in the pictures. I'm like, well, I know now. And I came up the next day and caught up with you guys before you headed back to New York.
So you're blaming me for your lack of your
No,
absence.
no. I'm blaming Matt on bad communication.
It's his grandma's fault.
Yeah, we understood and everything, but we were Kyle was specifically disappointed because he really wanted to meet you. But yeah, I didn't know I was going to go either. It was kind of last minute thing, so I was feeling good at that point. So
yeah. Well, how do you feel now?
Up a little bit.
Why is my volume low?
You can't hear him?
Oh, maybe it's just me. I'm a little hard of hearing.
He just loves your voice, Joe.
I will scream at the top of my lungs. No,
No, don't do that.
You need some earbuds.
well, I don't know unless I'm low on.
No, you're
probably
good.
just me.
It's just
Okay.
Shannon.
I'm feeling pretty good. It's been about 2.5 months now, so
You look good.
I'm allowed to drink beer again. So I'm drinking.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
in
You
moderation.
got moderation, right? Yeah.
What's moderation?
No, wait, like when Joe says moderation, he means moderation. When we say moderation, we're like, moderation.
Yeah, when I say moderation, if it's not moderation, I just might not be alive anymore. So
Right.
moderation is what we're gonna go with.
A
Yeah.
lot more on the line for you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
no, in fact, I just got done. This is a Treehouse Beer 3. I picked some up. I went on vacation to Saratoga Springs, and they have a new location that's only a couple hours from there. So I went and picked up some Treehouse and dropped some off for Kyle on the way back because he's in Albany.
Yeah.
And we did a live review, or not a live review. We did a review that he's going to post on his channel, and I was like, I'm going to join tonight because I'm going to. So I did, and
Awesome.
awesome to see you guys. It's
I got
far too long.
I got one of your favorite beers here that I was actually drinking.
Graders.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
The peach milkshake
Milkshake?
IPA. Yeah.
Yeah, I still think Braxton's one of my favorite in that general vicinity when we went. I liked what they do, especially the Dark Charge series. That was we got pretty saucy.
Especially when you get it for like a nickel a piece.
Yeah.
We should have wiped out the rest of them. Well, just give us all the bottles of that's the price.
Yeah, I'll just take the Dark Charge. I don't care about anything else right now. But yeah.
No, speaking of Kyle, No Hype Beer Reviews, for those of you watching that don't know Kyle, check out his channel. He had a great video this morning. He caught me off guard. Like, he's doing a Thirsty Thursday like idea type thing on his channel. And so he had a thing this morning about beer tubing, is it advertising type thing. So I took a listen to it and watched it. It was really cool, but having like an advertising degree and kind of doing a beer thing, I was like, oh, I got to respond to this and stuff. But I like the idea of what he's doing there. So
yeah, it's definitely a good topic to have because
yeah.
I feel like more advertised and marketed in beer is kind of aimed towards the Instagram crowd though. Nowadays, like you see so much of it, like even friends in my feed, and like it's crazy. Like how many breweries send stuff out and like have specific rules for people. Like you got to post 3 Instagram posts per week. It has to be this. You have to be doing this, and it's just like you see all very similar ones when you're scrolling on Instagram. You're like, oh, hey, that looked the same as the one from before. Like it looks like I said the same stuff.
You know, that's a good thing there. So when you've gotten it sent to you, have you had that? I've never gotten that. Like when people reach out to me, I'm like, well, I'll do a thing on your beer, but I'm going to give an honest review. Just know that up front. And if you're comfortable, that works.
Well, both you and I get Hot Butcher from Jeremiah from Hot Butcher is the one that reached out to us. Yeah. And the thing I love about Jeremiah is he's actually a true fan of BeerTube. Like he watches BeerTube. Like he doesn't just send it out for whatever. Yeah. And he's sent beers to BeerTubers that have like 300 subscribers. If he truly cared about marketing and advertising, he wouldn't be sending it to somebody that has less than 500 subscribers. Like,
Right,
he
right.
just wouldn't do that. He
Yeah.
likes beer tubing, and I've never like when he sent me, he's like, you don't even have to review everything. Like, just review what you want. If you want to review anything, I'm like, that's cool. Like, no rules, no strings attached, nothing. Just here's our beers. Hopefully you enjoy them, and out of respect, and I feel obligated, even though I'm not to review each one of those beers, because hey, a brewery sent me free beer. Like, I'm gonna pay it back.
Right. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing is their beer is delicious. I want to hate some of the beer. Like, I want to. Like part of me is like, I hope this beer is horrible so I can just trash it. Because everyone's like, not all their beers can be delicious. And I'm like, well, like 90% of them are. Like, I was
gonna say, pretty much all the ones I've had in there has been pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Hot Butcher.
Yeah.
Have I ever had a hot butcher?
They're in Chicago.
I sent Todd some extra ones. Where it was like a half dozen of them, or like 4 to 6, and like Todd's like,
If
these
they
are
were
delicious.
out
I'm like,
games, I won't drink.
No, they would
Yeah.
know, but you wouldn't try them though. I'm asking you.
She
Yeah.
drinking
it's
her, was it Miller Lite? Is it Miller Lite or Coors
she
Light?
got wine tonight.
This
She's
is
fancy.
wine.
I got full
Oh
of tonight,
boy.
baby.
Okay.
You were drinking cab. You switched it up.
No, I wasn't. I
She
made
was
that
just-
up.
Oh, you were
Sure,
just saying
yeah.
cab.
Yeah.
You're trying to sound fancy. Well, once you
That's
say
why I said I moved
Franzia,
out of the way so the lightning can strike down.
Yeah.
I missed you guys, man. That's
Yeah,
so
you
long.
too.
Holy shit.
We missed you so much. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm glad. Good times. Good times.
yeah. And so for those of you watching, for those of you watching as well, so you guys may not know Joe. If you don't know Joe, check out the Beer Patrol, check out his channel, good stuff. But Joe's one of the original ones with here and stuff. Because I know I get people to ask about getting up here and stuff with us, but well, usually it's just something that we actually run. But Joe is part of the original crew, so Joe's always, when he's freed up. His thing couldn't get here before because of work and different stuff like that and everything. So
And then this year I had some health issues.
health issues,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
And here
Yeah.
you are. You fucking
Yeah.
rock star.
I'm so happy that I'm alive.
And I may have to ask you to stand up because you wore the iced tea with the
Yeah,
ice
you gotta,
cube
like-
and the iced t-shirt.
Still rocking the shirt.
I'll hold it up. I mean, it's Ice Cube and Ice Tea. Like, it doesn't get any better.
I feel like he knew he was going to be here and he put that shirt on. So it was like,
Yeah.
if I'm coming
There's a
back,
part of me.
I'm coming back.
Yeah.
There was a
Yeah.
small part that yeah, no, for sure. I was like, yeah. He's
Yeah, two of the hippest things. Joe's got the ice cube and ice t-shirt, and Kyle has a Tyrone Bingham beer glass that he had made with David
Yeah, he
Bell.
Yeah, he does. I want that glass. That glass is fantastic.
Joe, I just
that's
had to
all-
look down at my phone and I saw that a message and I was like, oh, wait, well, I don't have a message. And I scrolled over, I was like, oh, there it is. And I was like, oh, shit, Joseph.
And then he told me, like, yes.
I sent the message and I'm looking at Todd on camera. I'm like, when's he gonna look at his phone? Is he gonna look at
I
his
know,
phone?
and I
Think he's
did.
gonna
It
look
was,
at
like,
his
it was
phone?
like 3 minutes late, so it wasn't too bad, but it could have been way worse, though.
Yeah, it could have been.
Let me get some of these comments here.
Joe
Wayne, is
your
that?
comment reader. Joe is back.
Oh, Joe, you're back. You are
Oh,
back.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Shannon's putting you to work,
He's
Joe.
like, shut up, Shannon.
Hey, come on, Joe. If you're going to do
Great.
it, you got
No,
to
I have witnessed Rod doing a fantastic
No.
job at reading these comments. So
Please just read a couple. Just a
Yeah,
couple.
but
listen, I'm still healing, so I can't. There's just certain parts
Yeah,
of
you
the
can't
job
go
I
all,
just
can't
can't
go
do.
all in on it right
No,
away.
it's just
What's your
it's
sign
hard.
Again?
Do what?
What's your zodiac sign again, Joe?
Leo.
Really? And you don't want to
Mhm.
read the comments? I don't understand.
It's not that I don't want to read the comments. It's that I'm not. I mean, I've seen
Oh,
I've
he's
seen Rod.
itching.
I've
He's
seen
itching.
Rod has took it to levels that I can't even comprehend. So
Maybe the Germans will show up tonight too. That'd be awesome.
yes, you
Oh.
can have like 70 people watching at once, and then we can't read all the comments. It takes 4 hours.
Joe's like,
I remember that
Joe's like,
night.
screw it, I'm done. I'm not reading no more.
I vaguely remember that night because I was like, "What's going on? Like, why are you like so like flustered?" And it was like they bomb you, and they just like comment. And they like go to different channels. I'm like, okay.
I think we literally sat quiet for like 45 minutes while you just read comments.
That was the most insane thing I think I've ever been part of a live stream because I didn't know what was happening and I was reading the comments. I'm just like, I can't. I'm just constantly behind.
Like, keep up. Keep reading.
I'd love to get the Germans back in again. But see, Wayne's drinking a Frigate Ale Kolsch from Plankauer Brewing in Boiling Springs, South Carolina.
I don't mind a call.
Nice. I've tasted the Naughty Nurse. I like the Blonde Hooker better. Those are two. Two of the beers that Vanessa has from up in the north.
I mean, can you go wrong with either of them? Naughty Nurse or Blonde Hooker?
Well,
I mean,
you do your best. You do your best.
I mean, one might cause long-term issues, but the other one,
They both could.
but I guess they both could.
Mick's in the house. What is going on, my friend, over in the UK up late tonight? I'm trying this Brewdog shit. That's from over there. It tastes like penguins. Sample for a fertility test. Brewdog ain't good. Well, what do you get the Brewdog from over where you're at though? Like not from where you're at, but over from Scotland.
Where's he? Oh, where's he at? In Scotland?
He's in the UK. But Brewdog's out of Scotland, but we have him in America as well. Like, did you get an American can of Brewdog? That'd be interesting.
I feel like it'd be weird. It'd be weird if Brewdog that brewed here would send stuff over there. Like that.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me though, honestly, if that's what happened.
Like you are concentrating on the wrong part of that comment.
Yeah.
Does it taste like penguin's piss, or?
And I think we're focusing on the right part.
Yeah. Paul says, "I heard hooker. I'm back."
That's the bat signal for Paul.
Yes, shots.
It totally is. It totally is like the shot in the sky. There he is.
There's certain words that bring that man back.
The dungeon might be empty right now, so Paul may need to fill it up. So yeah.
I said, naughty nurses.
I said on some anti-vaccine channel that since I got 3 shots now, they're if I grow with 3 heads, you must address me as Hydra. There you go.
I do like the spelling mistake though, because 3 shits would be a little bit confusing to me.
Oh, there was jokes that I didn't even get a chance to get down to when you try to say something.
That's when I was waiting backstage.
Yes,
I think.
It's the Innocence Project. I couldn't think of the name, but yeah, the Innocence Project.
Oh yeah.
Otto got some great brews, middle through. Most rapist kits I've never tested. Well, that's a problem. Like down in Texas, they said we got stuff that are rapist kits that have been longer than 6 weeks. So
6 weeks.
Yeah, like they had
for years.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's like the whole thing about them saying 6 weeks is crazy. That's in black and white. Everything is a continuum. Let's see here. Hey, Beer Patrol, Vanessa says.
I see Vanessa all over the place.
Yay, son. Yay. Yeah. Whoa, it's a party tonight. Skip's in the house. What's going on, Skip?
Is that the actual Skip Bayless? He likes beer too?
No.
I always wondered that too, Joe.
Yeah. If every like my mind blown at that point. Like Skip Bayless watches the Rod J Thursday night show. Like, what are we doing?
Skip likes to come in here and try to get us to do shots all the time. So yeah.
I would like to see you guys do shots. I am not able to partake, but I would like to see it happen.
I don't know,
what's going on?
Rod and I had some bourbon last week though.
Yeah, we did at the end for a nightcap last week. Mallory and Perfectly Meat Crafts, welcome. If you don't know Mallory, check her out. She's got a newer channel. Her and her husband, Chu, actually run that one and putting out some decent videos.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, Skip says, that's ironic. I just came across the Beer Patrol today. Watch this Sparkle Puff review. Oh, there you go. See?
How does Skip? How do you like Sparkle Puff? Because that is a very polarizing beer for a lot. Because it's a triple IPA from Flying Monkeys. I think you've seen it probably, Rod. And you're not.
Well, I've done that one. Yeah.
It's very polarizing because a lot of people. I am getting a call on my phone.
They're like, are you on Rod's show right now?
Whatever, not a big deal. Anyway, so what happens is I'm gonna let it go. I'm just ignore me. Read the comments.
Sure you don't want to get that.
Should phone across the room.
Right in front of him,
I forgot to take it off of airplane mode. That's on this guy because I haven't been back at BeerTube in a long time. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm so happy you're here.
Gotta relearn it all. That's okay.
Yeah.
He says, hi, Mallory. Cheers. We got EB in the house. What is going on, EB? Cheers, homie.
What's up, EB?
Nice.
Part of the CAFC, the
Is
Cuss and
that
Fuss crew.
Is that Alan?
Yeah, that's Alan. That's Alan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't notice the change of the.
Yeah, part of the Cuss and Fuss crew over on the Warzone when you see us play. Cheers, EB. Break out the 750 milliliter format session, son. 750 milliliters beer size.
Yeah.
Sounds like a shampoo. I think I had a shampoo and conditioner for 750 milliliters.
Might probably is.
What's up, James? Hi, gang.
What's up, James?
Beer Patrol. There you go. Vanessa put the link up there for him. Nice. Can't stay long night. Computers in his shop and livers on vacation. Man, we could put our livers on vacation.
No kidding.
Foamy head in the house. What's going on? Cheers. Enjoying the pure Stoke Hazy IPA from Independence Brewery Company. Cheers.
You all right, buddy?
Nice, Foamy.
I successfully airplane moded the shit out of my phone.
Foamy's got some good stuff on this channel. Foamy, if you haven't checked out his stuff, he does a lot of tours. He's in Arizona, but he does a lot of his videos sharing his stuff around Arizona. Some really cool stuff he comes across. So read the comments, other half sniper. Gilbert wants you to read them too.
Eric Gilbert and the other half sniper horse shit.
What did you do to your microphone? It's like you're back in the shower or something.
I'm a mess. Leave me alone.
It has been a while.
It's been a while. And I've drank a single beer and I'm probably hammered right now.
Chew and I are at Kings and Convicts Ballast Point right now. Oh, drinking Tough Town IPA. What is that actually like there? Because that's a whole weird type thing, right? So for those of you that don't know the story, Kings and Convicts purchased Ballast Point 2 years ago or last year. I think it was 2 years ago, before the COVID thing.
Yeah. Pandemic.
And the way it kind of happened was on a golf course where a guy who talked to one of the guys that was the lead equity person or whatever with them was kind of like, hey, what do you guys think about getting rid of Ballast Point or selling it or whatever? He's like, what are you talking about? And they made a deal. They bought it away from Constellation. Constellation's like, okay, we'll take that hit and we'll sell it off. And Convict and Kings and Convicts are like 6 guys that just like beer. They're not even they created their own little brewery. They're like equity traders. They created their own brewery just because they like beer, but yet they have Ballast Point now under them. So
I'm not 100% sure if we even get it here anymore.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you guys get that? Because I don't know if I've seen it.
I don't
lately.
I haven't to be honest with you, I don't know that I have either. I mean, I don't necessarily look for it, but I don't remember seeing it on the shelves.
No,
I see it once in a while.
Because you'd always see Sculpin, like for sure, like any of their variants and whatnot. And I haven't seen that in a long time.
I haven't either.
Now that you mentioned it, I haven't seen a Victory at Sea in a good amount of time. And I do like Victory.
All right, well, such a good deal on the golf course.
For as overpriced as it was, I'm not that afraid or ashamed or sad either.
Ballast Point was actually sold to Constellation as one of the highest purchases for a craft brewery.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were basically discounted away by Convicts and Kings. I think it was like 500 million or something, or 400 million, whatever it was. But when they were purchased, they were $1 billion. So
yeah, they lost a lot of money in a short period.
That would be a Rod J deal in the beer world. Right. We got a brewery on the Rod J deal.
That's the one thing that I loved about not being on the show for a long time. So I don't hear about Rod J deals anymore. I love it because all it does is piss me off. Is homework for the class that we got to go look for Ballast Point now just to see if they still are on our shelves?
I think so. I might have to check it out and see this weekend sometime.
Oh, we got Violent in the house. Cheers. Other half for the win. Other half's always good. Can't go wrong with other half.
I did not know FTW meant for the win.
Really?
I've never even seen it. It looks like...
I prefer to use it for fuck the world, but either way you look at it, it's a great acronym.
That's probably better.
Yeah.
Probably better.
Violent might do that too as well. So yeah. I have permanent high tier. She does that. Yeah.
Everybody has diarrhea sometimes.
Yeah, things do happen.
We talked all about all kinds of body parts tonight. That's just something different on the show.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. We need to talk about that stuff. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. Everybody has that, you know.
Yep.
So Mick says they do get the American Brewdog there. There's a few stores here to keep the USA air bases stocked up for the guys to feel at home. That's interesting.
They should send better beer then, I would
say. They should. We got you some Brewdog. What? I don't drink Brewdog.
I'm so glad I'm here tonight. I was on the fence. I'm so glad.
You should be here every Thursday night.
I know, but you know.
You got to pace yourself. I know.
She can only handle you so much, right?
Well, every
Like,
other
No.
every other Thursday she's working,
Yeah,
but she
I
still
just-
get here in time to do it.
I
Though,
just-
so
I know I like fucking take over shit, and I just I need the audience.
I'd imagine a lot of the viewers on Rod's channel are okay with that. Like, that's
Yeah, they
probably-
love when Shannon takes over shit. They always
I
ask
feel
for
like they are
Shannon.
too.
They're
Yeah,
not
they're
gonna tell you
fine
if
with
they
that.
don't, which I'm okay with. That's how I do it. So like I give them their face. If they want the show without me, and then I'm like, well, you know what? Fuck you. Now it's my turn.
It's usually what happens. People when you show up are like, "Yay, Shannon's here! All
Yeah.
right, party on time."
You know.
They're like,
Screw
Todd,
those guys.
they're like, Todd, slide over, Todd, slide over.
Yeah, they're like,
Get in.
"They have so much screen." Oh, yeah, okay. Always.
I heard Hooker, and now I need a toothless meth gummy, Welland style. Is that what the hookers are in Welland?
You need to get your
Yeah,
finishes
they
out
are.
of your children.
Welland, Ontario is
Welland, Ontario, rough, huh?
It is a place.
But if they're gummy, I'm just saying.
That's fine. That's fine. Gummy girls need to be needed too.
I mean, girls.
That's fine.
See what you walk into, Joe.
I see things have changed
Welcome
on
back,
this
Joe.
a little bit. Yeah, this show's
Welcome
changed
back.
just a little bit since I've been back.
Just a little, maybe. It's kind of just a free
Maybe
for
for the
all
better,
now.
though. Like-
Everybody has their place in the world.
Yeah, maybe for the better though. I'm still processing.
Flying monkeys from Wizard of Oz are batshit crazy. Now you put it like a dot in there, you can write shit. It's not going to block you.
Is that
That's
a
you're a
beer?
moderator.
Maybe she doesn't like it because of the diarrhea.
She's talking about the flying monkeys from the Wizard of Oz. Remember the flying
No,
monkeys?
the
They would
actual
get-
monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't understand.
Flying Monkeys is a brewery in Canada
They
as
are.
well.
Oh, that's what I said. Like, is that a beer?
Yeah, Joe did a review on Sparkle Puff by Flying Monkeys. We were talking about there.
I love. You know what attracts me to the craft beer world? Like, I have like 2 or 3 like craft beer styles that I like, and I feel like IPA takes over everything. But
Yeah, well, you're not wrong.
yeah,
IPAs and
but
stouts,
I
and
love
stouts too,
what
for
I
sure.
love about craft beer is their can art and the names they come up with.
Yeah.
That's what grabs me. Like, even if I'm like we went to the 1020 or no, the one before that with Muhammad Ali on the
Oh, how wire.
high wire, and they had these cans over, and I'm like, oh my god, look at that can art. Like, I'd drink that. I probably wouldn't fucking like it, but they'd get my $30 for the 4-pack, you know. So,
Yeah.
Joe, are you guys seeing 18th Street up your way yet?
We did. There's a place I want to say a couple months ago that got some, but I haven't seen any recently, like any new deliveries.
Just made me think of she's talking about can art, and I was drinking an 18th Street brewery.
Yeah, they have.
It's like
Yeah,
they're always,
they
always
have
have
some
cool
wicked can art.
that's not very cool.
Yeah.
I don't really care for that one. That
That's
looks
pretty
like
cool.
I
that
like
looks
that one.
like-
That's pretty slick.
I mean,
That-
it is, but I mean, and I'm not saying anything against the artist. It's cool, but like I feel like that's something like in the 10th grade, the good artist in 10th grade that had potential, that's something he would draw.
The one that failed is what you're saying?
That was like an
Yeah.
indirect diss on the artist. Like
Yeah.
a really good.
It kind of
like,
was.
15-year-old drew that. Like he's really good at it.
But no, but maybe,
Yeah.
but he was, but I feel like what he did was he was like, okay, I know what I'm doing here, but I gotta appeal to the men, you know, like this is what they.
Oh, it probably appeals more to guys, man. I can see
Oh,
what
yeah.
you're saying there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But I do have a thing about a label. I'll bring that up here in a second, too.
I do too. They did the same
Let's
thing
see.
with makeup.
Well, I mean, that's probably more for the women than the men, but there are men that do like the makeup, too. So, you know.
I love a man that loves makeup. I mean, I don't. You gotta be careful, but you know.
Well, go to Atlanta. You'll find a lot.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, drinking on a Bellwoods Juicy APA.
that's a good beer. I've Bellwoods is one of my favorite. Or used to be
Yeah.
one of my favorite Canadian craft brewers.
I need to actually try that. I get Bellwoods now. Jungle Gyms. I haven't picked up any.
What the
I am
fuck are you doing,
perfectly.
Rob? What are you doing?
You've seen Jungle Gyms. You know how much beer we
I
got.
said, what
You
are
know
you
how
doing
much-
Bellwoods? You got
He doesn't
Canadian
pick up a
viewers.
lot of stuff, Joe.
Yeah, I know this, but you got Canadian viewers. You gotta humor them a little bit.
I've done stuff. I've done Canadian beers. You just haven't been here. You haven't been
That's
here.
true.
I've done some
It's
Canadian.
true. I haven't.
I got love for Canada.
I've been having my chest crack completely open and my breastbone just ripped in half. I haven't been here.
I like watching hockey too.
Hockey is amazing. Although the official sport of Canada is lacrosse.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
That's very like.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Isn't that the barbaric one?
Cross?
where they beat each other up.
No,
and-
cross is like
No,
ice
it's
hockey on grass.
What's the
Running with
one?
you catch the ball.
What's the one where
You're
they're
talking about rugby.
rugby?
Oh.
Rugby. Yeah.
Rugby. It's more
That's
Aus-
New
Australia.
Zealand, New Zealand, Australia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's
I
more.
didn't really
Yeah,
feel
it's
like
more.
Canada would be the barbaric ones.
Canada's pretty
I feel like-
peaceful.
I feel like I'm a Canadian at heart. I really do.
No, it's a little cross.
I know. Well,
Mo-
the conversation has veered into other.
Most of the Canadian folks that I have met, because obviously being so close to the border and going up there so many
Right.
times, they're all pretty nice, swell individuals.
Well,
I want to
There's-
be Canadian.
They're so swell.
They're so swell.
Let me see here. Vanessa says, I think I saw Ballast Point. And I will look
I think
around
Todd said it
here.
best though. Todd's like, we're not really looking for Ballast Point anymore. So like, it's probably
Yeah.
on the shelf somewhere. We just
It could
are
be
just
there,
like,
just overlook it.
yeah, it's just been like 3
Yeah.
years since we picked any up. So it's just like, whatever.
I'm kind of like you, though. I feel like I would have noticed it, but I don't.
Yeah.
You probably would have around here because there's not like if you go to Jungle Gyms, it'd be easy.
Well,
to
that's
overlook
yeah, that's
here.
that's
There's
different,
not as
but
big
not
of
a
a-
normal
right.
size liquor store. But I don't.
You're
feel like
right.
I've seen it,
You're
though.
right,
I don't know.
Foamy. I confused you with Arizona Time was. I don't know why. You guys have a similar, I think, avatar that threw me off there. But you're right.
Rod, you're fucking it up already, buddy. Well, I come back.
Because it's because
Messing it
you're
up.
Yeah, but you
here.
refused.
You-
You refused to read the comments.
It's
so
because
you,
you're-
you can't talk.
That is
You
true.
can't have an
I'm,
opinion.
I'm gonna blame. I'm gonna blame Joe. He's throwing me off. But hey, subscribe to Foamy Head anyway. Maybe one day Foamy Head will make a channel. And, you know, he'll have subscribers.
I'm just so happy Joe is here. I am so happy, Joe. I just love you so much.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
you don't have to say anything, but it's just like
Look, he's
I've
blushing.
always been
I am, 'cause that's-
love Joe so
No,
much.
Ice Cube
I've-
is melting in his glass right
yeah.
now.
Ice cube, this ice cube right here is not melting in anybody's glass. Where am I going? Right here.
Yeah. Is
The
Ice Cube
middle-
the one that's married?
No, that's what I was talking about. The Ice Cube on his shirt.
Yeah, the middle one's happy. He's probably melting.
Yeah.
But I just want you to know I'm so happy you're here. Like,
I'm happy. I'm
I've
back
missed
too.
you so much. Like
I've missed all of you guys.
I fucking love you so much.
I miss BeerTube in general and just being
Well, hey,
involved
you're
in
back.
interacting.
Yes.
It's good times.
Moderation.
Baby
About
steps.
moderation. Don't drink 6 other days. But when you come here on the 7th day,
Well, I
Have
mean,
at
just,
it.
just because of my medication and the blood thinners, I can't.
are you on
I could.
Coumadin?
Yes.
I knew you were on Coumadin with your yeah. That's such a old drug. Why are you on Coumadin? Like there's
What
other
they
I'm an
ones.
old
chose, I
person, I
guess.
guess. I don't know.
That's what the doctor scribbled down.
He was like, hey, do you want to not have blood clots
Yes.
from your
How
new
old
mouth,
are you? Okay,
Coumadin?
it's old enough.
I know this is. I'm just gonna ask one more question because I know this.
If
is
he got gray in his
fascinating
beard, we don't
to
even know his
anybody
age.
else, but
Yeah,
How many
I'm pretty
milligrams of Coumadin are you a day?
10 milligrams.
Are you fucking? That is high as hell.
I know. So, when I was
PTI machine.
no, I might get one. My cardiologist said not to because probably by early next year the insurance will pay for it because like a machine with like the testing things is like over $1,000. So he was like, "Don't spend your own money."
Should be.
Yeah, well, it's America. It's
Especially
healthcare.
like a
It's
blood
everything.
glucose
We're not
machine.
Canada. We're not Canada here.
No,
Right, yeah,
I-
just go up a few more miles and it'll be.
I have-
It's like
I've done pretty.
Yeah, and
I've done pretty good with the blood test to the point where now I only got to go every 3 weeks. So,
Okay.
and if
that's
I'm
good,
and if I'm good and if I'm good on the 16th, I think I'm going. If I'm good on the 16th, then it's once every month going forward.
Nice.
nice.
So I've done a pretty good job,
Joe.
like knowing what to do, like eating vitamin K to lower stuff. Like every day, I make sure I have some leafy greens like spinach or broccoli or
Yeah.
something like that. So, and you know, it's fine. I just can't
And there's
drink a lot of alcohol because it
very
can.
obvious signs.
Yeah. I'm doing
And
pretty
there's
good.
very obvious signs if you're going too much, but not if you're not going enough.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I don't eat too much of the leafy greens.
Yeah.
Only certain-
nobody
Only
nobody
a certain
wants to
amount.
do that.
No.
Yeah.
You're right.
I mean, and it's not going to do anything compared to your Coumadin.
Gotta get your
Yeah.
minimums in. That's about it.
Yep.
The Gilbert said Ballast Point replaced cigars was replaced by Cigar City around his parts.
Probably good nowadays. I don't know. They're
Yeah.
both
Yeah.
bought up by bigger places. So,
The
whatever.
Maduro Brown is still pretty good though. The High Life, take it or leave it. It's okay. It's just not as great as people made it out to be.
Right.
Appreciate that, Wayne. As always appreciate that. Yeah, I know you're in Texas. It was the whole logo thing threw me off and stuff. But yeah, I got you, Foamy. I got you.
I'm pretty sure I'm friends with Foamy on Untapped. He always
I probably so because he follows a lot of the beer videos.
Posts pictures with like a white background and he drinks good beer. So I think I remember.
Oh my God. Oh, Vanessa, thank you.
Oh.
Stop it up.
Vanessa.
Stop it up. Just, you know.
No, it's not anything. It's like I have a connection with Vanessa.
This is where the guys just sit quiet for a
I have
minute.
a connection with Vanessa. I really do. Like, and we all do because when the world ends, we need to know where she's at.
That's
so
true.
She can take care of us.
Oh,
And she can tell us what to do to help take care of her. We'll put our part in, but we need her to tell us what to do.
Well, if shit keeps happening, we will have to go to Vanessa's to get some like survival skills.
Food, fire, beer.
And nobody if that happens, nobody gives her no fucking lip. You just tells us what to do and we fucking do it.
Vanessa's 6'3". You think somebody's going to give her a lip?
Yeah. Hey, nobody.
You would hope not. You would hope not.
Nobody on this screen that would tell her anything different.
I'm going to be sitting there. I'm going to sit there drinking my beer like, bad move, dude. Bad move.
Yeah.
Be like, no, please don't.
But
Please
I feel
don't.
like I would be like, I've always been like, I need to start a cult. I need to start a cult to get some land. And, you know, I don't really want to be the follower. I don't want to be the leader.
Vanessa's the
But
person.
I'm like,
But do you want to be like the administrative assistant?
no,
That wouldn't be good for anybody.
I'll get the ideas to somebody that's smarter than me, and then they'd be like, "No, that's not a good idea. We probably shouldn't do that." I'm like, "Okay."
Rod, did you turn down Shannon and Todd's microphone?
I didn't. No, I think she backed up or something. Because Todd
all of a sudden it went
fine.
like cut in half. I was like, "What is happening?" Maybe
Todd was fine. Shannon went down a little bit or something.
Yeah.
Testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you come in fine. Yeah.
Am I coming in fine?
Now you're fine.
Nah, now you're fine. For a second there, it was just like you guys got your audio cut in half. Like StreamYard was listening to the rant, was like,
Probably
nope,
not
not doing it tonight.
You're not gonna do
Probably
it.
not a bad thing.
Well, you missed it. Sometimes they don't have it now, but it used to be a mystery microphone they used to have where all of a sudden it would like blast out real loud for like a second and then come back.
I would have to say it's probably the first time I ever saw where, no offense, Joe, but Joe's trying to jump in and say something. And he couldn't.
No, I wasn't. I was confused. Fuck you, Todd, but also I was confused that the sound. I wanted to be like, Rod, did you?
No, I know.
Yeah.
Like, it probably went down like 30 or 40 levels. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
But like, if I know I'm like, I get in there and but all you got to do is say Shannon, and like I don't take offense. Because I know
You can only go shh because you're not sitting right next to her.
Yeah. Todd, for you, that's ill-advised, buddy. Ill-advised. Yeah,
I cannot do that.
Yeah, you're not allowed. I would also never
No
tell Shannon
theory in
at
about
any
an
You
point.
don't have to say shush. Just do this, and I'm like, okay, I got it.
Be like, honey,
That might be even worse.
No, just don't fucking do this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't pat. Don't
That's
pat.
what he does to me. He'll be like,
So can't do that. That wouldn't work.
he does that shit. I fucking hate that.
Todd, in general, you shouldn't be petting people on the head, just in general. Like that's fine.
Well, I mean-
Especially
I mean, that's probably
maybe like a kid, like, oh yeah, good job, champ, or whatever. But
No,
like
not even
grown
that's
adults,
not today's age. I don't think you had a kid on that.
that's true. That's true.
Or-
Even your own,
yeah.
you're not allowed. That's right.
Yeah, pat me on the head and see if you have fingers left.
I only did that because I knew what the reaction was going to
I didn't
be.
know there was gonna be this much potential violence when I showed up.
That's what happens.
Yes.
I like it.
He knows.
I just
Oh,
did
he
that
knows.
on purpose because I knew it was happening.
Well, I think we've all had barrel-aged stouts, Vanessa, and I've actually had wine-aged in bourbon barrels too, so which is tasty. And I've just come in that amount for. I've just come in that amount for a 4-pack. 4-pack of Flying Monkeys craft beer for old men who want to want to.
Eric Gilbert is like the oldest young person I know.
Right.
He is like the old man that yells at a cloud. Like any new beer styles, Eric Gilbert hates. Any old school beer styles, Eric
I
Gilbert
feel like
loves.
Eric Gilbert, though. I feel like he's kind of like he wants to like get under people's skin, But I feel
Oh, yeah.
like if he was sitting across from the table, we'd have a connection and we'd be like, had such a good conversation. Don't you
He
think?
is-
Like,
Gilbert's a poke the bear type of person.
He's
so.
a troll. He's a troll, a friendly troll.
where's does he live in Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we could be in Yosemite.
If we come
We
to
could-
Canada, can we come
We
to
could be at
Canada?
Yosemite Park in the car, and we could say, Gilbert, do not get out and pet the bison. They'll hurt you. It was like, oh, we'll see about that. And he'll get out the car and try to pet the bison.
He'd already be outside the car before you even finish that sentence.
Right.
No. I mean, maybe. Yeah.
Did we
but-
talk about this? I was
Yeah.
thinking in my
Okay,
head.
so Eric, I don't know why you would want to come to America, but if you did, you could stay with us.
He's probably been here, I would think. Maybe. I mean,
Not recently.
not recently, no.
Not at all.
No.
No.
I don't know. Do you want
but-
Gilbert come to Indiana?
God, why would I mean
Ooh,
like?
what?
so
Please.
you made America
I say-
doesn't work.
Well,
he
Shannon
want to
said
come to
she would love to have him here, but I'm like, is Indiana the representation we want to
She's
have
like
for Gilbert?
inviting Gilbert, and Todd's over here like, no, do not allowed.
No.
Todd would be like, at least it's not Kansas.
True.
I mean, I really
Right,
like
Toto.
this. I mean, there are a few states that I'm like, I don't feel like are worse than Indiana, but are at this. Like,
Indiana's not a
Iowa.
terrible state, though. I'm just joking. It's not
I
a
mean, she's
terrible
only
state.
talking out of like the 5 that she's been in.
Right.
So.
Like,
I like how we went. I like how we
love
went
that.
with Eric Gilbert coming to America to now ranking the terrible states. Like, what just I
Right.
transition. It's like he's
This
gonna
is
come.
what
I'm not to
happens.
Indiana because it's shit.
Every
What?
state is a little terrible. But
Well, what would
Florida, I should say
what would be
Florida.
like the terrible? Like I've had friends from Nebraska, and they say it's pretty terrible out there. Like
Yeah,
Nebraska will be
Indiana.
one.
I've been to
Is it-
Iowa. Iowa pretty much sucks.
Iowa,
Rod.
Kansas, Indiana, Ohio, kind of. Maybe
Is
not
it-
as bad as
Is it
Indiana.
terrible or is it Charles Barkley terrible? Which one?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
But then, like,
Bunch of knuckleheads.
Florida, but then you have Florida and Texas, and it's like, this shouldn't even be America. Like, we're
But
bad,
Florida and
but we're not
Texas
that
have
bad.
they all have like sites and stuff you can do there, despite
Yeah,
some of the
well,
other
Yeah, but
things.
then you're
though.
going to get a disease and die.
What in
You
Florida?
can't get an
Definitely.
abortion.
Well, yeah, well.
How are the comments
Probably.
looking? Rod?
Probably. I mean, it's a very highly good chance.
How are the
but-
comments?
But
That's
I
good.
do want to make
Really
this
gotta
clear, and then
wrap
we'll
it-
shut up and let you all go back. But my thing is,
Really?
I'm not pro-abortion at all. Like, I could never get an abortion, but I don't feel like it's my right to tell other people what to do. Like, I
Where'd
have
that
a,
come from? Because you're talking about
because
Texas?
yeah, the state. Yes.
See how it transitions into
Yes.
something they wasn't even talking
I'm
about?
just trying to do little squishes of Ice Cube's head. That's all I'm trying.
Yeah, squishing your head.
But you're almost free. You're right there by Canada. You're almost free.
I know. I swim across the Niagara River and I'm home free.
Were you like 20 miles, 20 minutes? That far?
Yeah,
Well, you
I'm
can go to
15,
Canada.
20 minutes.
You can go to Canada now because you're fully vaccinated.
Yeah, if I want to spend money, you got to get a test and whatnot, or the COVID test.
Oh,
And
do you? Oh,
you got to
okay.
pay for it yourself. Well, it's
So,
money
like,
that I
where
didn't have to
our-
spend before. I used to have to spend $4 to cross the border.
You
That was
are
it.
not a Leo. You got some Virgo and some other shit in your chart because a Leo
Well,
is like
My heart isn't natural, so there is a part of me now, a part of the heart that is mechanical.
There you go.
I'm
That's
not
true.
fully a human anymore, so
Not
I'm
all,
like 98%
right.
human.
Joe's our first cyborg on the show.
Hopefully
Very
you're
true.
last. Just saying, hopefully
Yeah.
you're last.
Could be beginning of the future, you know.
I do like hearing it though when I can hear it. It's a lot of fun.
Dragons are nice on labels. Everybody loves the dragon's milk.
looking at the comments, getting ready to read them.
He
Get the
was-
bell
I'm not
words
reading
right,
any
Jay.
comments. No comments are
he
being read.
wanted to so bad. He's
Think
like
about it.
biting his tongue.
He's-
Like, nope,
he's-
nope, not gonna do
He's
it.
fighting the urge. He's fighting the urge.
I just know Rod gets really behind on the comments, so I'm seeing how quickly you can catch up.
You know what it is, Joe? This one,
Joe.
this one I'm about to catch up. I get knocked back.
I know.
like the
It was
Godfather.
you were
Just when
like-
I thought I was out, they pull me back in.
You were
Back
within like
in.
5 from the end, and then all of a sudden it was like a 6-minute discussion, and now you're like 20 behind again.
Because I can shut the fuck up.
I didn't say that. I didn't say it.
You
Todd
don't have
did.
to, I know. It's okay.
Not in so many words.
You don't have to. I'm
Uh,
okay with the truth. I'm okay with the truth.
Hockey was fun live. The Whalers bailed
I-
on us.
Red
Yeah.
Sox.
The Hartford Whalers logo is still one of my favorite in hockey history.
American. Yeah, I mean, it is. It takes some of the rules and stuff. I guess, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
when you look at it, it's kind of that way too. So I guess what? We had the forward pass and some other stuff. You know, you look at rugby, you look at football, they have some similarities. So,
Yeah.
Bart, whoops, man, I flew. Whoa. I slid all the way down there.
Come on, Rod, get it together.
Let's
Joe was
see.
thinking I wouldn't have done that.
Bart's.
I saw Nestle Quick, and I'm like, I'll have some Nesquik. I'll have some strawberry Nesquik right now.
All right, Bart, have a great Friday as well on the weekend. Yeah, Bart, I got a chance to meet with Bart in New Jersey when I was up there.
Nice. Yeah.
So he came out to meet with my buddy's brewery Spellbound, and we talked and stuff. So that was cool.
Yeah.
He gave me a couple of beers. So I will have the reviews. I've actually recorded the reviews. I haven't put them up there, but Bart wanted me to check out the Pabst Extra and then the Ballantine Ale. So I did do the reviews. I have to put them up there.
Nice.
Which I thought Ballantine was going to be a New Jersey beer, but it was actually from Wisconsin. Also owned by Pabst. Nestle Quick did try some Southern Comfort. Not bad.
Dolly
with a
loves her
cola.
Nestle Quick.
Yeah, the Southern Comfort, that was a Janis Joplin favorite. So, yeah.
Give me some Nestle Quick. Like, just give me the Nestle Quick.
Southern Comfort with some Coke. There you go. Oh, I got some of that tequila here.
Cola, not Coke. Cola.
I'm going to use Coke. I'm going to use Coke for cola. I mean, who puts cola on it? Kroger in a big K. That's the only one that says cola. It's usually it's
But
Coke
when
or
somebody
it's
says
Pepsi.
Coke, I think of cocaine. Not.
Well, the
Cola.
original Coke did have
It's
cocaine.
happening.
I know, but we're not alive for that. So
Anytime you hear Coke, you specifically think of cocaine.
She goes into Tony Montana mode when she hears Coke.
I mean, I've never
that
done
true?
it, but whenever people say Coke,
she's like, Yayo? There's Yayo here?
I've never done cocaine. But
Oh,
like when
that's good.
other people say Coke, I think they're talking about, because I think everybody does drugs. So I'm like, they're talking about cocaine.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
Get the Yayo. Oh,
shit.
got Malt in the house. What's up, Malt Muser? What's happening, brother?
We need to come
Great
up with
channel.
a name. We need to come up with a catchy name like this. Why are we just Todd and Shannon? Like, we need to come up
I
like
used to put shit show Shannon.
I'm
Catch you know.
I'm gonna get a
The Yayo twins?
Cola, Coke. Yayo.
We call you Coke and a Smile.
Oh,
What was that,
nice.
Manhattan Social Club?
Boulevard. Nice one.
Yeah.
That's it up with some nice.
So that's them
Tasty
trying
in your
to mimic a Manhattan in beer
Yeah.
club, right? Did they do it?
See what Todd thinks of that one.
So I've had it before.
And if you haven't checked out Malt Muser, check him out. He's got some great whiskey reviews there too.
You want to try it?
no. You said what? Bourbon, whiskey? No, any kind of aged in anything. I don't even like wine that's been in an oak barrel. No, I don't want anything that's associated with.
She was no
It's
wood.
gonna sound bad because I do like some kind of wood, but I don't want alcohol aged in wood. I
She's
don't
a-
want oak. I don't want barrel aged. Like, wood is reserved for a specific.
Are you saying you don't want?
activity.
Are you saying you don't want Todd's wood right now?
No, I am saying I do. That is the type of wood I do like. That's my drinks.
They say when you're on a heart-lung machine, things happen to your brain, and that's happening. I just can't process what just happened. We're struggling
You
over here.
can't. No, but that makes sense. You can't understand that a wife would love her husband's wood. Is that what you're saying?
Hey Joe, welcome back.
I just
Welcome
it was so
back.
casual. It was so great. It's not that I don't like certain types of wood. She says. She says.
Well,
Wood-
I
wood-
get you want like the kind of wood I like. I get that. But
Maybe
if
I
you
like
do,
Todd's
that's
wood.
fine too. I'm okay with that.
Todd, I do enjoy your wood. I'm just gonna
Todd's
let you
got some good wood.
know. He's
Speaking
got
of
fantastic
Joe
wood.
being back, this actually fits Joe being back. The double two-hearted.
I do not have two hearts, as far as I know.
The double?
You kind of do though, because you have
your heart muscle, and then you had.
You know what?
Did you have bovine? That you had a valve replacement, right?
Yeah, I had mechanical thrown in because I'm
mechanical. Okay, so
They
then you're
said
really just.
Yeah, I'm a
It's not a
cyborg.
cow
It's okay.
or a pig. It's
Yeah,
mechanical.
yeah.
So you're
had
still
to-
just you. You're a little bit of robot.
And plastic.
Yeah, slightly. A little bit. Just a little bit of a robot.
Amen for modern medicine.
So
Well,
I shouldn't say amen because
at
that's
beer-
not what my
at-
beliefs
at-
are, but like, you know. But if amen's good for you, then we'll go with amen.
at Beer Palooza, like when somebody was sitting down, did you reach down and say, "Come with me if you want to live"?
No, I didn't.
Where'd that take place at?
I did. There's enough jokes about my valve that weekend. I don't think I needed to bring it to that level around.
So where'd everybody meet at, Joe?
Holy fuck! What?
It was all at Matt's farm, right?
Yeah, Matt's farm.
Matt has a
Massive
huge
beer
farm.
reviews.
Yeah, massive beer reviews. Big farm.
You know what, Joe? Like you all went out with y'all met up with your dad and everything I hear from the people that were there, like you and Joe's dad would have been like this.
Yeah, how is
Oh,
Jack?
oh.
How is your dad?
You
by the
and
way?
your dad would have
Pops and you, Pops and like I couldn't handle. It's just not gonna happen.
Oh, me and
We were just Todd and I were talking. We're like, we'll have to be as far away as possible from them too. It just you guys would. I don't know. I want to see what would happen. Like I kind of do, but not really.
Can you imagine if Braxton only sat back and had the camera going?
Nope.
It was your dad and her sitting there
Nope.
talking.
No, I don't imagine it. Do not imagine it.
It would be classic. It would be classic.
Try, yeah. No, I would have
I
been.
feel like one of my
Now
goals
Todd-
right
now
now
Todd's
is
mic
to meet
is
Joe's
down.
dad.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I need to meet Joe's dad.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, your mic was down a little bit there when you were talking, but
Oh, okay.
But,
no,
like,
Jack
I need
was
to
awesome.
meet Joe's dad.
How's he doing?
He's doing fine.
Good.
Doing fine. Yep.
Yeah, he had a
He's,
blast. I think he might have had the most fun at Braxton. Outside Braxton at Party
Yeah,
Source
he
than any of us.
he got liquored up pretty quickly. That was record time. It was like 20 minutes, and things were off the rail.
He was even funnier on the inside when we were doing.
Well, yeah, we were on the inside
yeah.
and stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
It
it was. That was a great time, man. That was a great
So,
time.
but I'm so pissed because I wasn't there.
Whose
because
fault is
I'm
that,
like-
Shannon.
Give him the line. Give her the line,
Oh,
Joe.
that-
Give her the line, Joe. You know the line.
Whatever. You sacrificed to drink beer.
I did.
I think what Ryan is referring
Well,
to
we'll have to make
that's
it
on you.
That's
You might be right. Yes.
once, and hopefully everything gets better at some point. We'll have to do something again for sure.
But
'Cause that was a lot of fun.
but we don't have to go out to places. Like if we're all
No.
vaccinated and being careful, then we could all like just meet up. Like, because I promise you, we could all get together at our house and have just as much fun. Because it's not about where you're at; it's about who you're with.
It's true. That's true.
Yes,
It's
and
true.
so
And
like,
if I'm with you and my dad, you might want to be outside on the deck. Just saying. Just saying.
would
And
you-
I don't know who to
like-
blame in the situation. We'll figure it out when it
feel
happens.
like-
But
I'm not sure in that situation if you could blame either party. It'd just be kind of down the middle.
yeah.
But I feel like I know all about his dad, but he's probably doesn't have any idea who I am. So
Yeah. No, it's gonna be it's something else.
Yeah, that would be
Something else.
that would be something to see for sure.
Yeah.
That would be
I would I feel like we have to make sure we record it, but we never post the footage.
yeah.
I
I can see Joe going out to the farm behind Todd's house. Okay, I'm gonna go out here to the corn stalks and just walk
Yeah.
around because
Talk to myself randomly and just
yeah, I'm not going out into the corn. Like I'm a free spirit, but I'm not going out into the cornfield with like.
get some fresh air for my new mechanical valve. Just breathe it all in.
You know, that weekend, the funniest thing that weekend was the lady coming back to pick us up 2 times in a row.
Dude, yeah.
yeah.
But she made sure she picked up the second time. Yeah, she saw.
We
yeah.
had to make sure we had like the talk to her the first time, like we'll be all right. We're not gonna be pains in the asses. Like we'll be all right. And she I think eventually got that. We were all right.
Yeah, she was a good lady. Canadian lacrosse isn't on grass, but it's nasty and better bring it. Lacrosse is played in the hockey rink after the ice is gone. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Bow's playing grapefruit sculpin available here in Six-Tail Keg. So in Connecticut, you
Yeah,
can
dude,
still get it.
I'm going hunting for Ballast Point in like the next couple of weeks. I'm
I'm
pissed
agreeing
off.
with Joe. I think I'm gonna have to look this
Woo!
week because I'm gonna go out and look for some stuff.
We'll
Where
text
you
each other, dude. I don't see any either. What
I
happened?
know, I know. Now I got a gift card for my birthday, so I need to go. spend it
Yeah. Yeah, you
at
do.
the store.
Shit, I got a gift card for one of the
The
breweries
price-
myself here.
For a monthly heart monitor for me was wow. That's a lot.
2,000, yeah,
Yeah, for
over
me,
2,000, yeah.
for the INR meter for me, it was like I think the meter itself like 700-800, and then you have to buy like enough things for 2 years, and they're like 250, and you got to rebuy those there. So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, but I bet if you were in Canada, you wouldn't have to.
I bet
Just
if
saying.
I was in Canada, everything
Just
would have
saying.
been hunky dory. You know what I mean?
He's
Right,
like, no,
yeah.
it'll just be a couple months.
But everybody-
But we got you on the
everybody's
list.
worried about
We
the
got you on the
taxes.
list.
My surgery got delayed anyway for 6 weeks. So it's the
Well,
same
yeah.
thing right now.
Probably wouldn't matter.
Gavin said vitamin K decent for blood clotting. There you go.
That's one thing leading up to
Yeah,
the
vitamin
surgery
K.
that I educated myself on the vitamin K content for different
Yeah.
foods and stuff, so I know what to take. And I found out Cheetos are actually high in vitamin K. So
Oh
There
God.
you go.
3 ounces of Cheetos, 45 mcg of vitamin K. You eat a bag
There
of
you
Cheetos,
go.
you're good to go
Fucking-
each day.
No
So
kidding.
I
But
was like-
our jalapeno Cheetos.
But now we know what's
Doesn't
in
matter, any
Cheetos.
Cheetos, any
Vitamin
Cheetos.
K's in Cheetos.
Cheetos?
Now we
When I told
know.
the cardiologist that, it blew her mind. She's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah," but I didn't.
Yeah.
I
Like
would have never known that either.
Me either.
It's not all.
Me either.
It's not all just plastic. Get some vitamin K in there.
I was like,
That's what we need to do.
Listen,
We
on
need
one
to get
hand-
a junk food that is a health food.
it's
Yeah.
like, it's like,
Cheetos
it's like
with vitamin K.
jalapeno cheddar Cheetos, kale. Jalapeno cheddar Cheetos, kale. We're not going with the Cheetos.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, Vanessa, you're over your compliment quota for tonight.
No, but they do mean so much to me because
I
I see
know.
my good side. But yes, thank you. Thank you, because I don't believe everything somebody says, but I believe what Vanessa's saying. I believe I bring her a little bit of joy, and that makes me happy.
Well, we appreciate that, Vanessa, as always. Vanessa's
Love
such a
you,
good
Vanessa.
soul.
Yeah,
She
Vanessa's
is.
one of the few commenters that I see on a lot of live streams that always has positive vibes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Vanessa is a
Always
superhero. Yes.
Why do the sort of people attempt to live, pat them on the head and watch them
Right.
Karen out?
I am the least caring you will ever meet. But,
Hey, what's
if
up,
somebody-
Tex?
If somebody did, I'd probably punch them in the balls or their stomach or their tit. I'd punch a bitch in her tit if she tried to carry me.
You would tip punch a woman? Is that even a thing? Is that a
like
thing?
ball punching, I think.
Listen, I am a very...
listen, randomly you just said I would punch a bitch in her tit. That's what you just said. I'm here for it. I don't
feel
know.
like that should be in a t-shirt when she said that though. It came out the way it did.
she like did it on top. I'll punch a bitch
But
in her
I
tit.
But
I will tit punch you.
I have very large tits. Floppy and old tits, but it's like, but it hurts. Like if somebody gets you in the right way. And so I'm like, if some old Karen,
Tit punching is.
I would tit
Jenna's trying to kill me. Oh,
I would
God.
get her a vagina punch first, but I don't think sometimes it's not easy to get there. The tits are right there. I could just like,
I can't laugh.
Poor Joe, go to the doctor. What happened, Joe? You were doing fine. Oh, I went on a live stream with Shannon.
She talked about she wanted to punch a bitch in her tit, and all of a sudden my breastbone ripped in half again, and here I am.
like I can.
I can see like Shannon in,
Welcome back, Joe.
Shannon in
No.
a t-shirt. I will punch a bitch in the tit and on the back.
Yes.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Yes.
I think Rod J is printing up the shirts as we speak right now.
Go to RodJBeerVentures.com and where
I'm getting angry thinking about the scenarios where I would have to punch a bitch in the tit.
I'm gonna die.
I'm getting angry.
Oh. Hey.
I almost want to make the title of the show. I will punch a bitch. But- oh my god.
Oh.
You have a list on the back.
I don't know.
That'd be a
I don't know what's
great
happening.
picture right
The only
Yeah,
thing I know is you are behind on comments again.
I know, but I think for Todd, Vanessa pulled the mic closer because Todd's like down on his mic.
Todd is dominating the mic over there. So what's happening?
Or maybe the system's cutting off Todd. They're like, we're just gonna go with
Cut me
Shannon for the
off
rest of the
'cause
show.
he's like, "Bitch, shut
The
up."
show is like, we're going with Shannon. We're gonna go ahead and phase Todd out. Like, you guys got an executive producer in your computer there, like, we'll phase him over here.
Don't say that about Todd.
Vitamin K jab. You're gonna bruise. I guess you're gonna bruise if you take too much vitamin K, or
No,
I
if you don't take enough.
vitamin B shots are like Energizer Bunny shots. Yeah, vitamin C. She's trying to make sure to say shots, not shits.
If my levels get too high because of the lack of vitamin K, then you're at risk.
Yeah, vitamin K.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hitting your elbow on something for somebody is just whatever, but for me, it could be like a life-threatening situation.
Well, I'm not life threatened, but I get bruises. Everybody thinks Todd beats me because I get bruises everywhere, and then I like burn my face, and they think I'm beat, and then I fall in. Oh, did you hear my story about? Yeah, I fell in a fire pit and burnt my face and my. Yeah.
Wow, that's terrible. When did that happen?
Because my babysitter wasn't there.
Her protector. Oh, you missed about the whole protector when they go to Jamaica and how the guys call him security and stuff. You weren't here for that.
All the Jamaicans called Todd the security guard because I would go and I'd.
Did he have that one earbud in? Like he was actually talking to people in the back? He's like, we got a situation here.
So, Joe, I'm going to try to make this story real short. And I'm going to try my best. So we were in the ocean. You're making it longer.
You should let him read the comments first, just because he'd be like 800 behind.
We were quit worrying about the comments, Joe. Just be in the moment. Be here. I'm going to tell you a story. And so we were in the ocean in Jamaica, and I saw puppies running down the beach. And I'm like, puppies? Like, he's been with me. He should
not puppies like we think of puppies, but puppies like actual puppies.
Just dogs. No, not my puppies. Not my puppies.
So not actual puppies, but dogs.
They were dogs. I mean, but I was like, puppies. So I ran down. I got out of the ocean, which took me a couple minutes to get out of the ocean. So he maybe should have noticed I was leaving the ocean. And then, so I ran down and I chased the puppies to the end of the beach. And then I was like, oh, puppies. And so then I was sitting there with the puppies. They found whoever their owners were, whoever they got to. And then I was petting them and I was like, hey, you got a joint? And so they gave me a joint. These Jamaican men gave me this joint. And I was having puppies, pot, paradise. And so, yeah. And then Todd comes walking up and he's like, you didn't tell me where you were going. What are you doing here? And then so after that, everybody that saw Todd called him security guard because, he was my security guard. Yeah.
He was very protective. That's a good, I mean, that makes Todd that sounds like Todd's a great guy.
Oh, absolutely. Todd is a great guy. I agree with that.
Sounds like you may have been inebriated beyond belief.
No, I wasn't beyond belief.
Well, after the pot,
no, I was not beyond belief. Because when I am beyond belief, I cling to Todd. I'm like, I'm safe here.
So it's the opposite then. Like instead of leaving and running and chase puppies, you're like just attached to him at the hip.
He becomes your Linus blanket.
Okay.
Yeah, like if I don't feel like I can handle it, I'm with Todd, But yeah, and then all the guys were like, security guard. Yeah, security guard. So they all called him security guard.
And Todd's like, no, husband.
And then
Todd's like, no, husband.
Tell me where you were going. Yeah, he's like, I'm like, I told you puppies.
Mike, my wife is gone in a foreign country. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Puppies. I'm with the puppies in the pot. With the puppies in the pot.
I'm just glad you were safe. Things could have happened. It could have been bad news.
No, I mean, I'm glad. But I'm thankful.
He was worried sick about
you. She was in Shannon World, so she didn't have any idea.
Oh, it's heaven. Puppies. And then when he came and he was like, what are you doing? I'm like, you got $5 to give these guys for the joint they gave me? And he's like, I don't know. Yeah. I'm like, I'll pay you back later.
He had the earbud in. He's like, hang on, I got to call that.
We got $5. She thinks Shannon dropped it too low on the mic. Maybe Shannon, where did you put the mic at? Vanessa said you put it too. Is it? Oh, it's the headset from the thing. Okay, so it's just Todd's got the other headset. Okay.
Yeah, we just split one because we couldn't. The sound on your iPad is low, so we put the earbuds in.
We're in the Apex, ride to Buffalo. Tex got a great gaming channel. He's part of our crew there, plays Warzone.
Nice.
A little bit of good
I might
stuff
need to
there.
Come back this weekend, I guess.
You need to come back. Sorry, don't talk in person, just me mug.
That sounds like Eric Gilbert, just a lot of quacking.
Yeah.
But if I saw Eric Gilbert and he tried that shit on me, I'd poke him in the stomach and be like, try to make him laugh.
Are you calling
Bitch,
him
leave
a
me
Pillsbury
alone.
Doughboy? Is that's
No.
Well, I am. I am allowed to, so I'm going to because I'm fat. So, Eric, you're the Pillsbury.
Vanessa's been all but
You know
5
that?
states.
Who gives a fuck? That's not where your worth is.
Gilbert said Indiana. Fuck. Like,
Yeah, right. Indiana. Oh, I fucking hate Indiana. What the fuck?
Oh, is the food as good as New Orleans?
No.
No.
I mean, Todd.
No,
Todd
I've never been there.
Todd
And just,
I mean, you get what do you get? What's the
Probably
dish?
not, but-
Is there a dish for Indiana? Like,
Actually, you know what? If we go like 5 minutes from here to Louisville, then it'd be really good.
Yeah,
I
we're
feel-
real close
I-
to Louisville.
I'm sure Louisville definitely has.
I feel like Indiana's like the corn dog state or something. I feel like corn dog or something that would be
Yeah,
Indiana.
corn dogs
Like,
are
this
fucking
that
delicious.
corn dogs are delicious.
but I think that
That's
that
like a
Oh,
dish.
right.
And we
Yeah.
really never that we don't eat corn dogs very often.
I'm not sure if it's a corn dog thing. It could be.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what food would be for
I
Indiana.
just look at Rod's like, I feel like it's the corn dogs.
I feel like, but that could be them. It could be that could be Iowa or Nebraska as well. So I mean,
I'm
but
gonna Google that and see what the.
if somebody said
The
the state
food
food
of
was
Indiana.
if somebody said state food of Indiana was corn dog, I'd be like, that fits. That fits. You know. I think the next time anything will take a shot
special. There's nothing special about Indiana at all. Like nothing.
Larry
Nothing.
Bird, French Lick, Indiana.
That's
Todd-
fucking sad as hell. That's
Listen,
sad as hell.
You and Todd reside there. It's special in my
I'm not even
It's
sure if I
so-
can read this out loud or not.
Oh,
Please,
what
my
is
lord.
it?
State food of Indiana is the sugar cream pie.
What the fuck is a sugar cream pie?
What the fuck?
I never heard of a
chocolate
sugar cream
pie.
pie.
I never.
Also
I like-
known as
I
Hoosier
like how-
pie, is known as the unofficial state pie of Indiana. The state nickname.
I like how Todd said that, but he didn't believe it in his own voice. He's like, it's sugar cream pie.
But I'm
You-
also kind of like,
The pie is made with vanilla, cinnamon, and butter.
So you need to go to
Sounds
this.
delicious to me.
You need to go to Meyer or Kroger's on this weekend. I'm like, hey, I want to get an order of Hoosier pie. Like, pick up a Hoosier pie. It's Indiana. It's your state food. You should have it at all your stores. That is not buying it at all.
Just read the
Indiana.
comments, Rod. Jesus Christ.
You know what comes to mind when you hear that is on the Revenge of the Nerds, and they do the cream pie.
Oh, that's
Oh.
corn. That's corn.
Nerds.
That's porn.
No, it's in the movie where
They're talking about porn,
it's his girlfriend in the bottom of it, which is naked,
which is porn.
possibly. But it's cream pie.
Indiana's like Cleveland, hit the gas and look away.
The difference is the Colts have won a Super Bowl in like the last forever.
Oh, we did
Like,
go. No, we did go to a Colts game because, like,
The
Louisville.
last 20 years.
Yeah, but like
Moonshine.
Louisville's right. We don't go to Louisville much, and like because that's the closest city. We'll go to Cincinnati or Indianapolis, and we went to Indianapolis, and we went to a Colts game. Give me your earpiece. Oh, and so we went to. Well, I don't want to disconnect because I got important things to say. So, so anyway, nothing. Don't think I have important things to say.
I was like, the Todd just walks away.
anyway-
Whatever.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to Shannon's
No.
channel.
But do you remember we went to the Colts game and we sat next to this cutest little guy, and he was like 18 years old, and I made friends with him, and he was a foreign exchange student. And I'm like, I need your face. I'm like, you don't ever have to speak to me, but I want to see where you're going, you know. And he was like, you know, a Christian, and he was doing all, and I'm like, that's fine. Like, you know, maybe what I don't believe, but like, I feel like you're going to go places and you're going to do things. And I still see him on Facebook, and he's like in other countries. And
Oh,
he's,
really?
yes. And I fucking love it. It's just like, you know, you never know. Like, you meet, like, I just
love
So
to
you're
meet different.
just stalking a guy you just met at a football game, basically.
I mean, I don't stalking, but he comes across my. No, but he loved me and I loved him, and we had a connection in the moment, and it was just like, I just love to meet other people that are not like me. Fucking hate people like me. Fucking hate them.
You hear it, Eric Gilbert? You're a piece of shit.
No, Gilbert's not like me. Gilbert
What?
is not like me.
Oh,
No,
okay.
he's not.
I thought that's why you want to hang out with them, because you guys.
I think most people aren't like you.
One of a
That's what I
kind.
love. That's why I love you, because you don't think I'm like anybody else. I love that he thinks that about me. But I'm like
Plus
a lot
he's-
of people.
Plus, on top of that, he's your security guard, so it's the best.
Yeah, you know, right?
Oh, I know. I know. Like, I
we-
know
when
what
we-
I have here.
I feel like we're gonna have a remake of My Bodyguard coming out pretty soon with these two.
when we hung out in
Wait, you said
Cincinnati,
Kevin Costner?
Todd was also our bodyguard, so it worked out for us too.
Yeah.
He is the responsible one. He's very responsible.
Somebody was looking at me the wrong way, said, "You want me to go choke him out?" I said, "No."
He's not going to choke nobody out.
I said,
He's going to stop me from choking somebody
I
out,
said,
which
put the
I'm
beer
not a
muffins
violent
away.
person, but
Plus, that kid was only 12 years old, so we can't do that.
Vanessa said moonshine shots. I'm not doing any moonshine shots.
I'm trying not to
tonight.
die. Not looking to die.
oh my God, Joe,
Gavin-
I'm so happy you're here.
Gavin and Kitty, one of my mates tried
I
doing
am
coconut
happy
rum
that
and the
I'm here
other
to hang out with you.
spirits.
Dude, I
It
love
kind
you
of
so much.
exploded.
I gotta go get
I don't know why. I don't know why it
It's in here,
exploded.
so go off.
Maybe it was shaking or warm or something.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've heard of beer exploding like that.
Yeah. Came up with a channel name. It just happens to correspond with my name. LOL, Gavin. It's all what kind of wood.
How far behind on
Oh.
the comments are you? At
I
this
was
point?
trying to get close. Actually, about 23 minutes now. So, Southern Comfort, sweet enough and tastes like cherries. Easy drinking. Yes, Southern Comfort is easy.
Fucking Eric Gilbert. It's nice to see.
Easy like Sunday morning.
Bought oak this past weekend. Good wood, extra thick.
Yes.
Potato wine, if you're struggling.
Yeah.
That might have been helpful
Potato
during the
wine.
potato famine back in the day for the Irish.
Pretty dandelion wine. I don't know about
Would
potato
this be
wine.
pay-per-view?
We're talking about my dad and Shannon together.
Yeah.
We record it, but not post it.
Oh, it should be paper.
We'll put it on-
we
we'll
can
put it
make
on-
all kinds of money on that
We'll
one.
put it on Patreon and just, you
Yeah.
pay for it.
Drinking on the Son of Kent Juice Box IPA.
On a
Yeah.
He's drinking on a Craig Juice Box IPA?
Yeah, Craig Juice.
Ugh.
The
I would
juice
like
is
to
good.
drink on some Craig Juice, let's be honest.
Roll the Cheetos up.
In the kale?
In the kale.
Oh, that's too
Oh.
much vitamin K. Too much. I can't.
Yeah, it's over.
The blood clots
You'd
would
be
form.
good.
I'm not.
But you'd be
gotta
good for
pick
the
one or
week
the other.
though if you did. You'd be good for the week if you did that though.
Maybe if I have a single Cheeto and it's rolled up in kale. Each a day, that's what I'm allowed to have.
Vanessa's tip punch, LOL. Like when you make Vanessa laugh, she didn't come up with that. Like Vanessa's like, hey, how did I miss thinking about that before?
All I know is Shannon's telling a lot of stories and talking, but like when she got angry and said she's gonna punch a bitch in the tit. That was another level. That was another level.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Ranged weapons are the first resort. Close up becomes edge weapons and blunt force trauma weapons. Yeah, there's a science to it. We try that on Modern Warfare sometimes. Play with them nicely, but go for the face. But a warning: the last is do punch and take the tatties. Todd is awesome. Yeah.
Well,
he is
thank you,
awesome.
Vanessa.
Ian also is awesome. Todd's brother. Shout out to Todd's brother. He's a fantastic.
If it's not serious, there's a waiting list. You can still be paid with crap coverage in Canada. Canada's healthcare is half broken because the government's deadbeats with our tax dollars.
Well, luckily,
Damn
my
government
insurance,
everywhere.
my insurance covered almost all of it, so I didn't have to pay
Nice.
too much.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Right elbow, a
It was
firearm,
pretty
or
much.
mostly titanium.
Seeing the
bump it
bill,
and the pension.
it's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of money.
Yeah, see, Vanessa's part cyborg too, so she's titanium.
Nice, Vanessa and I.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
My heart is prosthetic, and your right elbow.
I mean, technically, when I broke my elbow, they had to put screws and stuff in. So I mean, I got a little metal in there too. So you know,
I mean, mine
your
actually
cyborg sister right there.
Yeah, all the cool kids are doing it.
Mine opens and closes, which is pretty fantastic. That's what I like.
Yeah,
it's like a work.
Let's see here.
I can barely hear it.
That's a dog, isn't it?
No, there's coyotes out there somewhere, and our dogs are going crazy.
Like that's my
Puppy's smirking. Yeah, puppies make everybody smirk.
That's like I'm
Are those like Gary Lawler puppies?
Side look was priceless. Yeah.
Nice.
You always got to catch the looks. Awesome show, Rod. Good to hear everyone hanging out on Toss One Back Thursday. Well, thanks, Aubrey. Appreciate it, my friend. Aubrey, excellent guy. He actually plays band with Blake and JV.
Nice.
I love the name Aubrey.
Corn dogs in Texas. Maybe Texas? Is corn dog the state of Texas?
Yeah, Texas isn't even like.
I feel Texas is like barbecue, right?
Texas isn't even part of it.
Barbecue. Yeah. Hello, Miss. Well, Aubrey's actually a guy, but you know. That's all right, Gavin.
Whatever floats your boat.
In Indiana, there's more corn than people. Probably
and it's
so.
Delicious corn, Eric. Delicious corn.
Oh, the 5-knuckle shuffle, lads and lasses do it. Don't say nope, lasses.
True.
Lots of laughs tonight. You know what? We need to laugh more in the world with all this shit happening. So I'm glad everybody's getting good laughs.
Just for me, we can't laugh too hard. A little bit.
Yeah. Shannon almost had.
Got to keep it down low just a little bit.
Joe's like, call 911. We don't want Joe going into like. We don't want Joe going. Joe goes into Fred Sanford. This is the big one, Elizabeth. This is the big one, Elizabeth.
About 3 weeks after my surgery, someone said something and I started laughing and it was so fucking painful. It was ridiculous.
Oh, I bet.
How painful it was from the laugh. Because same thing with like a sneezing or anything like that. But like I couldn't stop laughing and I'm just like holding my chest as I'm laughing. I'm like, if I stabilize it, it'll be fine. But it hurt a lot.
Gilbert said, I'll go to Indiana once Trudeau lets me leave, but Ontario is way better. Never drink a Sunny can again. Jesus, fuck Joe. Now you got him. You got his head, Joe. You got his head.
Eric's not a huge fan of that Craig juice, but I don't know why he wouldn't.
I will not be live today without my 4 health programs, and 4 are not enough. Yeah, depending on what's going on. That bad, Eric. Well, we actually know Craig from Kent Beer Reviews, which Vanessa, you know Craig from Kent Beer Reviews. So Joe was kind of making a joke tying the two together.
I can't
basically saying it was Craig's juice.
I can't wait to hang out with him and the UK guys. They're all right.
Yeah. They're always a blast.
We're coming to the UK.
Let's see, what did Gavin say? Aubrey's known as the last name. I feel sorry for the lad. Sorry.
Oh, don't feel sorry for him.
Aubrey's all right.
Except for his name. That's all I'm saying. I bet he's just fine, but don't feel sorry for him.
Hell should be European style and it costs anyone pennies. There you go. Yeah, richest country in the world, but we're not picking up your health care.
No, too much money to be made,
and it sucks. Like for somebody like me, I was born with this. It wasn't like it developed or I did it anything to it. I was born with it. Like
against you more.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like the way it is. Yeah,
because you don't have a job when you're 2. What's happening, and then you go to a job that's a pre-existing condition.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Assume ass out of you and me. So we got to rush those assumptions.
When I went into nursing school, that was one of the first. Like I went to nursing school like 20 years ago, and they were like, "Do not ever assume anything because assume it makes an ass out of you and me.
Yeah.
Don't ever assume anything."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, especially.
I stuck in my head after these years.
Well, you know, it's just catchy.
I don't, and maybe that's why I'm like so like okay. Well, maybe.
Speaking of catchy, I caught up on the comments. So,
what a
miracle in itself.
I can see
I did a math. I did a mass sprint for when I had a little bit of time.
Relief in Joe's face right
Todd, you don't know how happy I am that Rod has.
No, I
has
can-
caught
I
up on
can
the comments. Like it's.
I can see
I'm
it.
proud- I'm
Like,
proud-
you're
I'm like- I'm-
totally relief.
Even though Rod's older than me, it's like I'm a proud dad, like a comment reading dad. I'm like, Rod, you did a great job. You caught up. That's all that we ask. That's all we ask.
But what are you going to do next time? You're going.
But in the next 15 minutes, he'll be like 40
It's
behind
okay.
again.
It's not Rod's fault.
It's not
my
his fault.
It's my fault.
Usually, yes.
No,
usually.
it's
I'm okay.
it's totally Rod's. It's Rod's fault. Blame the man. It's his fault.
He's got control, so it could be.
But he's being nice to me. He's not saying Shane shut the fuck up so I can get the comments, even though he's thinking it, he's not saying it.
No.
He doesn't
Totally
like
is
you if you
probably
take
But
it
see,
there.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It is up for sure, Gavin. Way more than that as well. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, okay.
I feel like Ron, it's only 10:45.
what are you looking at? Oh, she's looking at the clock over there. Okay. I'm like, where's she looking at? She's off in the yonder.
Where is she looking? At a clock.
Yeah. You want to read?
How did you tell time? I was looking at a clock.
Well, all this time I was trying to get to the comments so Shannon can ask a question from the question book, but I finally got to
That's
the
what
end
he's
of it.
trying to get. He's trying to clear the path. is what he's
There's
saying.
more women, more corn than people in Ontario too, but the sweet corn is so good here.
Oh.
We have a lot of sweet corn in New Jersey as well. What do you want?
Joe, let's let Joe pick the number. Joe, pick a number between 1,000 or 1 and 1,001.
1 and 1,001.
Yes.
Between.
Just because of that awesome label that reminded me of the devil, 666.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. That's nobody's ever picked that question, I don't think.
Some people are afraid. It's like Candyman.
Don't say
You
it
get-
third time.
Listen, you get a little bit of confidence when you're not 100% human anymore.
And I feel like
I'm
that.
sure, yeah,
I
you
don't
should,
know
you
that I've
should.
ever read the question, but I feel
What-
like
Wouldn't it be funny if it was a devil question? It'd be like, oh shit, this is too close.
If it was, I'm leaving the internet for the rest of the week. I'm done.
I don't feel like the people that I don't think this was. But here's the question: to what extent do you trust people? Explain. Rod goes first, then us, and then
To
Joe
what
goes.
extent do I trust people?
Yes. Explain.
New people see the thing, like new people I
No.
just met,
Well,
or is it
no, it's whatever you think it is.
I trust people that I know. With new people, I don't trust them up front because I just don't. I feel like I don't know you. I don't know if I can trust you yet. So I got to know you first. If I know you, I trust you pretty good. I mean, if you get into my inner circle is a little bit smaller. So if you get into the inner circle, I pretty
what
much
was the-
trust you.
What was the
How long
question?
does it take to get into your inner circle?
Oh man, that's a good question. It depends. It depends what we're.
Years
Go on.
to get into my
It
inner
depends.
Go on,
How,
Jimmy.
it depends how we're rolling. I mean, we pull off a caper. We could pull off a caper together. You might be in pretty quick, but
If we pull
What was
off
the
a
question again?
caper,
We-
what is
we
it,
pull-
1927? We pull off a fucking caper for the guy.
but no. I mean, if it's something that's kind of like you just know when someone, I guess, kind of gets in. It's just not something off the bat because I feel like we'll use the vaccine thing. Like when they said they weren't going to mandate all kind of stuff. Like I knew America was going to fuck it up because you can't trust Americans. You can't trust us to do all the right shit all the time. So for me, the trust has to be there. It has to be earned. Depending how good. I mean, I'm going to say that to be a few years. I mean, it could be pretty quick depending on how close you are, over a period of time. What you do as a person and how you act will get you higher in the trust thing. Not what you say, but what you do. So that's
good answer. I don't know about capers, but the rest of it was
yeah. Like if we hang out at Braxton and throw some beers down, you might get in a little quicker.
we did that. So I guess
Yeah.
hopefully Rod trusts me and Rod.
Okay. I'm gonna go next. I trust no one.
What are you, X-Files?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No, but my thing about me is like
Shannon trusts no
always-
one.
I really don't like, and I've always been like the person that
The music.
The truth is out there. Go ahead, Shannon.
but I'm like, when I go out, I make lots of friends, and I'm like, and I'm always like, tell me about yourself. Like I'm always like, tell me. I want to know. I feel like people trust me but nobody ever asks me about me, which is fine because I'm not.
What did you do to the mic? Your mic's down.
Todd walked away with the probably mic on his part of the headphone. I like how Todd just gets up and leaves in the
Hear you a
middle
little
of Shannon
bit.
talking.
I gotta
He's
let
like,
the
oh,
dog
Shannon
in.
talking? I gotta go do this.
You see how it is?
Can you hear me now?
Lil, we can hear you, but you're in the background because he has the main part of the mic there.
Okay.
Todd.
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you a little bit more. Did y'all change mics or something?
No.
Can you hear us better now?
We can hear you better now.
So let me ask you a question. Is
I
there
feel
no-
like the mic that Todd has should be in your ear
Wait, hang on.
because it's in the middle between you two.
Is there a mic
She's
on
the
the
one that
cord?
talks more than anybody.
Is there a mic on the cord? Or
No, they got
There's no cord. They're the
your wireless?
earbuds.
Yeah, it has to be on yours then. Has to be on yours.
yeah.
When she
Okay,
talks,
so-
Maybe.
Todd, do a 180 with your entire body and just point it at her.
Spin
Like
around.
face the window.
When I'll be closer to her, then.
No, completely turn. Yeah, that's what you want. You want to hear more of Shannon, clearly. Now you
Oh,
just-
more that way?
Not like
So
that.
can you
right
hear
there.
me better now?
Yeah,
Yeah, we hear you better. That's why his mic
All right,
should
hit
be
me out,
his mic
trade
should
you.
be in your ear. You should
Okay,
put that in your
let's
because that's
So what
between
what
that's
you're
between the
saying
two
is
of
Oh,
you.
that makes sense.
They
So
want to hear
you
you
know,
more than me, so.
this-
I mean,
Because
depending
closer,
upon.
we'll both be closer.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Can
maybe.
you hear me better?
Oh, much better.
That makes
Yeah.
because that one was
Don't
in
say that.
no, because that one was in that car ear and this one was not. But now we're
Todd,
close.
I like listening to you sometimes.
Sometimes.
I
Just sometimes.
like listening.
Well, now
to
Todd's
Jonathan
low,
that
though.
never talks.
Well, nobody. I have nothing important to say, so it's okay.
So
Are
anyway,
you answering a question? Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying. I'm trying.
We figured out
So
the
I don't
microphone
trust
issue.
anybody.
You don't trust anybody.
I don't trust
Yeah.
anybody, but like I feel like I'm so like aggressive when I meet a new person. I want to know everything about you, and it's just like all about you, and nobody ever asks anything about me, which I'm okay with because I really don't want to talk about like, which may,
I don't.
but I'm comfortable here, and I do here,
I don't think it's true though.
but
You don't trust anybody. That's not.
no, I
that's
do.
not true.
No, not anybody. I trust people. It takes me years to trust people. Like
Yeah, Todd.
Emily, Heather,
Todd,
you.
she finally trusts you, Todd, in 2018 after all those years.
Finally.
Finally.
That's probably true.
Yeah, like-
That's probably true, Joe. It's probably true.
And it's not that I don't trust people because I think they're a bad person. I don't trust people because I feel like they're human beings.
She
You know?
and Joe, she didn't trust me until COVID hit and we had to be stuck together for so long. So
No.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
No.
And now,
I mean,
and now
I
you
trust
can't
you
break
as
that
I-
trust. That trust is
No.
unbreakable.
Yeah.
No, and I do,
unless
like-
you go punch me in my tit, then it's unbreakable.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
were a woman, she would really punch you in the tit. Like, but since you're a
No.
male,
and there's still a point where I'm like, you know, I
Punch him in
trust
the
him
tit?
with certain things, but not with everything.
Yeah.
So you don't fully trust anybody, kind of like Rod said, until you get to know them properly.
And it's probably trauma that I've had.
So say yes or no. Answer Joe's question.
What was your question?
When he paid no attention to you.
It don't matter. It's too
Oh,
complicated.
I'm so
to go
happy,
on for
Joe.
hours.
Here, that she doesn't listen to me. No, I said, so it basically takes you a while to trust somebody, like to develop trust years, kind of like Rod said. Like,
It takes me years. Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes me
I don't
years.
think that's uncommon though. I think that goes for a
Yeah.
lot of people.
I mean, and it shouldn't be uncommon. Like,
Mhm.
you know, like with my deep, dark secrets, like I'll trust people to do whatever, but like not have deep, dark secrets. But like if I'm going to trust you with something that could hurt me, then that's going to, you know, but I feel like I'm the one that people tell shit to and I don't tell shit to anybody else, which
Yeah.
is
How about-
fine with me. That's my safeguard.
How about Todd?
That's
How about Todd?
yeah.
Huh? How about you, Todd?
Oh, you trust people way
You got to
easier than
speak
I do.
directly
No.
into her left ear, like you have to speak into her left ear.
No, that's what I was going to say. Is I trust people probably more than you do, but at the same sense, if somebody tells me something, not tell anybody. I don't tell
Yes, and that's
I
a
don't
problem
say
with
no.
our marriage. That's a problem with our marriage because I'm like, if somebody tells me something, fucking Todd is the first person he knows all my secrets. I'm like, oh my God. And then he will not tell me, like,
I thought you didn't tell anybody.
I tell Todd.
Well, you're telling somebody.
Because Todd and me are the same person, basically.
Somebody tells me something, I don't tell my wife.
Well, maybe it's a male-female
It
thing.
might be, because I'm the same
Yeah.
way. I was like,
And then it hurts my feelings, but when he doesn't tell me shit, but it's like, that's a him thing. Like, but I tell him everything. Like if somebody tells me something and it's like he's seen this, which I hope nobody's watching that, but it's like everybody's like
Nobody watches this channel.
Well,
Not at all.
I
Not at
hope
all.
my closest friends don't,
it's just
because
a form.
they're like, "Are you on speakerphone?" And I'm like, "No." And I'm on speakerphone with Todd in the room because I'm just like, "Yeah."
So
I'm like, "I'm
so they
gonna tell
can't
you
trust
anyway."
you then they
They
can't
can't-
trust you because you're lying to them.
You're lying to them right there. You're on
Right?
speakerphone.
I am.
But then again, are they not smart enough to
Then I
realize
feel
you're on
like-
speakerphone? Because
Yeah,
I can tell them
Well,
now.
just
I
saying-
can tell.
Yeah, you can. But they believe because they trust Shannon. You see, even if you can hear you on
Yeah, don't
speakerphone,
call me
like,
if you don't want Todd to know what you're telling me,
that's-
because I'm just like that's what's. And I'm not saying that what I'm saying is makes you.
No, I know, I
But
understand.
I'm
I know-
like,
I know-
I share everything with Todd, and like,
And I've shared stuff with you
I
before,
know,
too,
and I'm
but-
okay. Like if that you when
I mean,
you
it's
like a
respect that
marriage
boundary
like
with your.
counseling session.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Making sure
A
everything's
little,
okay.
a little touch of Dr.
There you
Phil.
go. There's a lot of trust things going on. People get
I'm
punched in the
not. I'm
tits.
not
There's a lot of
angry
things happening.
with him. I'm not angry with him for not doing the same thing I do.
Don't go
but-
that deep.
Oh, bitch,
But
punch-
what I
punch
do would
bitch
get
in the
angry
tit.
with is like he's
I
thinking
haven't
I'm
even
keeping
got it.
secrets, and I'm
That'll
like,
never leave. That'll never leave.
Oh, that's a
I will
good
punch a bitch in the tit.
I-
That's automatic.
As far as trust goes for me, I trust people as far as I can throw them. And considering I'm not allowed to pick up more than 20 pounds currently, you got your
Not
answer.
very far.
okay, Joe. But Joe,
Just-
do you
just
have
that.
people in your life that you don't have
Oh, yeah.
to throw, that you just trust them?
Yeah, of course.
How many
Family
people?
members. Oh, I couldn't tell you exact number. I'd have to think about it, but a handful, yeah, for sure. But then there's people that I thought I could trust, and then turns out I can't, type of thing. So,
And that's why you
Yeah.
end up like me.
no, not yet. Soon. I don't want to punch any quote bitches in the tits yet. We'll get to that. That's one of the
Well, then
best.
you've
quotes
not
about-
been betrayed.
You need to go back and clip that little section. When you just turn to Todd and you're like, I'll punch some bitches in the tit. And like you like actively like
But
did
you
it
know
to
what,
them.
Joe? But
I
you
love
know
it.
what?
It's so
I'm
good.
not punching anybody in the tit. I want to, but I won't.
No, she will.
She said she wants to, but she won't.
I'm almost a pacifist. I'm almost a pacifist.
Here's the thing about, I feel like over the years, trust has went down. Like the percentage of people you could
I
trust.
agree with that. Yeah.
I think with
Yes.
social media and avenues to talk to people, even
Right.
close friends and family, it's much easier to break someone's trust than ever. Just like
Yes.
you know when they talk about like people cheating on one another, like couples and they're, you know how easy it is to cheat on someone nowadays.
Oh, I
compared
fucking
to-
know how easy. Yeah.
So it's crazy, and it goes same thing with trust issues. It's so easy to be blabbermouth all over social media and think you're, okay, someone says don't say this to anyone. Well, I'll just tell my one friend because he won't say anything, and then all of a sudden he blabbers about it on Twitter, and now
But
everybody knows.
Am I being bad about telling my husband these things that people tell me not to tell? Because I trust Todd not to say anything.
I don't know.
Should I not trust him?
I mean,
It's
I think
it's not that you shouldn't trust them. It's that if someone trusts you not to say anything to anyone, including Todd,
No, I know.
then you
but
probably shouldn't, because then you're disobeying.
you're breaking that trust.
Yeah, you're breaking that trust.
But
So
I don't.
That's technically
I
true.
know. So I should keep
But I-
secrets from you?
But I get where you're coming from.
Oh.
You
Should
should.
be a pol-
He say,
I
no,
don't
you
like-
shouldn't.
I like look. That's how crazy craft beer has become nowadays. Todd just holds up a Neapolitan beer to the fucking camera and just goes and pours it. Doesn't say anything about it. It's just like, Neapolitan beers, they just exist. What the
Yeah.
fuck is happening?
It's the white stout.
It's a
It's
white
the
stout. Too.
yeah, it's the white stout one, which is okay. It's not my favorite from it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's so weird. Neapolitan white stout.
I know you're right.
Yeah.
You're right, Joe. You're right about that.
It's like you just
It's
move the
weird.
beers. You just move the beers through nowadays. But
But
let me
who
get
can
let
I
me get
share
the
shit with if I can't share it with you?
With me.
well let me get the comments
You
here.
can change
So
that.
and shout out to you, Foamy Head, and
I'm sorry
cheers
if I
to you
disappointed
with
Joe.
the double two hearted. So nice to see you're enjoying one as
I
well.
want to say
That was
Foamy
great.
Head's name is John. If it's John, please respond, Foamy Head. I want to say it's John.
Joe, have you seen that one? Have you had that one? The double too hardly?
Yes, Joe getting his health rating.
Who you asking, John? Who you got? John? John
I'm
had it.
asking Joe if he's had the double too hard.
Oh, Joe.
Yeah, I have. I reviewed it, I think, on my channel.
This
I don't
year.
remember, but I
Yeah,
not this year. No, I
think he's
I
asking
haven't-
that this year.
yeah, I haven't had
Yeah.
it this year. Yeah,
It's Joe's fault getting his health right and shit. Yeah, right. It is
yeah, that
Joe's
was
fault.
stupid.
Yeah.
I should have just
So
fucking.
happy.
I should have just like let it ride and just see what happens. All right.
Embrace our cyborg
I am
future.
so happy you are here, Joe. Like you do not know how happy you made me. Like, yes,
Trust.
Joe.
Trust. I am paranoid as
No one should be
heck.
that
Trust
happy
comes
that I'm-
over time.
You're too happy.
I agree. It does come over time.
That is
I appreciate it.
Yeah, over
Good.
20-something years. Sorry, right. I'm
Wow.
sorry.
Wow, that was kind
I
of
heard
directed
your
to you.
huff of this. I'm sorry.
Did I hit a spot there? What happened? Go by face value to listen to them and think about it. I think you have to watch people's actions and stuff too, because you can't fake your actions. You can fake your words. So
Yeah.
still waiting on Joe's next other half reviews, son.
Eric, wait
Oh,
about a week and a
son.
half, and it's back in the
I
swing.
used to hate the sun. Suns. I'm like,
I
don't
love
y'all
it.
come
What
up
up,
with something
Suns?
better?
Yeah.
Now that Joe's back, I get it.
Very little audio volume. I think Shannon's is louder than Todd's now, but then
Well, that's what
said
she says.
heard it
'cause that's
now.
just like-
Yeah.
Of course, she's always louder than me.
Character, morals, and values speak louder than words. I agree. Switch earpieces so the earpieces sit next near each other.
Hey,
Well,
Todd, how about
they're both in the middle now.
Todd, how about you go to the fucking store and get a better setup, okay? How about you do that? You can do that.
It's always my fault. Always my fault.
way better.
So,
Yes, usually.
okay.
Yeah, it's a Todd too low. Don't trust America. They're all about weapons of destruction, Trump,
Yes.
and dementia, patience, eating ice cream. Yeah. Don't forget
That's
eating.
right. Yes, they're both like.
Don't forget about
those
eating
are the
horse
two we had to
dewormer.
choose from.
I love how he didn't say
That's-
Biden's name. He just
Yeah.
described him.
Well, you gotta remember
But
those
we knew who we were talking about. He knew.
the eating horse dewormer as well. Just saying.
Listen, I'd love to eat some ice cream right now.
Get someone drunk, you might see their true side. That has happened when people have been drunk. You know, people say
Yep.
there's truth when people are drunk.
Yep, I've seen it firsthand.
Too many secrets. Ask anything you'd like, but you best be ready for the end because Vanessa won't hold back.
Right.
She'll blow
Right.
your mind.
Vanessa called him strong.
Complimentary sets make bigger unions. There you go. Yeah, if you compliment each other in your strengths and cover the weaknesses. What is that one, Todd? That's the Neapolitan stout, the white stout.
Who's that from?
Sagatalk.
Oh, is that the Sagatalk?
That is-
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
They got
so
they got the
wow.
white stout, the white stout, the regular stout, and the imperial version.
Yeah,
You can get all three in a kit.
Right.
I
I,
like- I like
know.
the
I picked
regular-
that one.
Yeah.
Yes. So Todd, we do this thing. Like Todd will be like, I'm like, you need a beer? I'll go downstairs to the basement. I'm like, you want a certain beer? You just want me to pick one out for you. And but he doesn't think I pay attention to what he said about beers. And I remember I'll go down there with all the beers and I will think about
Better.
what he said. And then I remember him talking about telling me about
Like
this more
cherry
than once,
vanilla.
the Neapolitan beer. Yeah. And I'm like, that's the one Todd wants. I'm gonna
Foamy
get
said,
that
yes,
one.
Joe, it is John S. on Untapped. There you
That's
go.
what I figured. Yeah, I
Nice.
He takes some sweet pictures on tap.
I'm trying to think if I'm connected with Foamy on Untapped. I'd have to look at my
I
phone to
definitely
see.
am,
All right.
Find
So you want to ask another question here? We'll do one more question.
Give me a number 1 through 1001.
Oh shit.
777 Vegas style, baby.
How dare you?
777?
111 me?
777.
Okay.
7.
Oh my God, this is the biggest question ever.
Oh, perfect.
What do you want?
What do I want?
Yeah,
That's
that's it.
it.
That's the question you picked.
That's the question.
I could
Dude,
totally write this book.
You sure you got
What
the
do
right
want?
book?
If you would have asked me on like June 23rd, I would have said a working aortic valve.
What do you, well, there you go. That would, yeah. I mean,
There you go. True.
And you got it.
If you
I could-
ask me now, it's just my health. That'd be nice.
I could say financial security and retirement, but technically, I still want a PS5. I really want a PS5 right now.
Make it happen.
Rod, if you had financial security, then you could have the means to find a PS5.
That's true. That's
You
true.
could pay for like $1,500. You
Yeah.
could do it.
That's kind of what I was thinking, Joe. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Kind of
Oh.
goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
So you just
Now,
want a PS5.
One thing you can buy on eBay is an aortic valve. I checked. Yeah.
Really? You can buy that on there?
No, I said you can't. I can't.
Oh,
I
you
couldn't.
can't.
Yeah, I said you
I had to go through other avenues.
Well, I mean, you probably get one sent from Mexico.
You could have got one from somebody's cooler.
No, I think
I
if I had to
mean-
say,
In this moment, not in your whole. Like I have one thing in my mind that I want in this moment. In the moment, not like just in this
In the moment, not
In the
Yeah, we
moment,
get it,
I
we
know
get it.
what I want.
Magic moment.
I would say, it's kind of a vague answer, but yeah, I would say financial security, financial freedom.
that'd be my answer too, honestly.
You know what I want?
Puppies. More puppies.
Puppies?
I bet. No, women's rights in Afghanistan.
Oh, okay.
That seems very specific. Like,
Women's rights in Afghanistan.
yeah,
It's
very
what I
specific.
want in this moment. I want
Welcome
women's
all,
rights in Afghanistan is
If
what
you
I
choose
want.
over Texas?
Yes, yes, I do because those
But
fucking
you-
women can't even go out without a fucking. Yes, that's more important than abortion. I feel in my heart.
Okay. All right. Just
They
saying,
need to
you
be
know.
able to walk outside without a fucking.
I'm just
They need
saying
to
you
have
can.
education. They need to be able to do whatever the fuck they want. Like, yes,
I'm just saying you're outsourcing that one. That's all I'm saying.
women's rights in Afghanistan. That's
It's your one shot.
But see, you're always a
what-
thoughtful. You're always a thoughtful person, so I can understand that.
yes,
For
that's
me- for-
that's what keeps me up at night.
For me and what I've experienced over the last 2.5 months, I would just say my health, like fully to be fully
Good health. Yeah.
good health.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you
that's
go through a
true.
surgery like that, you realize how like
Right,
How big
and
of a
you've been through
surgery it is
shit we
and-
haven't been through.
Well, it
Yeah.
hits your mortality, right? When
It's
you
no
go through
matter
something
how
like
much money
that.
you
Yeah.
have, you don't have your health.
Right, yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, open heart surgery, even though it's come a long way
Yeah.
with modern medicine, it's still a fucking huge major surgery that you can die easily.
Yeah. Well, I didn't say anything to you when you were undertaking a lot of stuff, but one of the guys here was big in the beer community. He actually had to go in for a hard thing as well. He didn't make it through. It was like it was supposed to be a
Wow.
routine type thing, and
crazy, dude.
he ended up the doctor did something or snipped something, I guess, and
Wow.
he didn't make it out. Like, so the beer community here was like huge because he was like one of the huge ones. He's actually the one that got me involved in a lot of the beer fest type stuff back in the day.
Mm.
And so
I
everybody
forgot
knew
about
him.
that.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just like, this is supposed to be a routine type thing. You just never know. You just
Well,
never know.
I
And a lot of
No, you
and-
don't.
You think about it, it's still a human in charge of a human. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
there's
And people
always-
Yeah.
fuck up.
there's always
Yeah.
a chance for a bad day or a
Yeah.
And sometimes things just happen that it's out of the surgeon's control. Like things happen.
Yes, but Joe, here you are.
Everybody's different. Well, that's the thing is like, a lot of people, as the surgery was coming close, I got a lot of messages from a lot of people, and I appreciated them all. And it was crazy how many people reach out and they would say, "You're going to make it. Everything's going to be good." And even though it's nice to hear reassuring stuff like that, I still knew deep down like it's a major surgery. There's probably like a 1 or 2% chance that I don't make it.
Yeah.
And that's 1 or 2 in 100 people, but I could be that 1 or 2. So it's like,
Right.
You know,
But Joe,
Yeah.
do you not feel more thankful for your life right now than you
oh
did
yeah.
before?
I mean, I was kind of blown away at like how quickly my body recovered to the point where it's just like I
Right.
can't even like believe like honestly within about 3 weeks I felt about 80 or 90% like fully healed. It was crazy like how my body was just like modern medicine plus the human body is like a beautiful thing. It really is
Mhm.
just
But-
crazy.
yes.
And it's so crazy too. But yes, I'm much more thankful for my life after having
Right,
that
yeah.
done because I actually had something that was fixable. Some people don't have things
Right.
that are fixable.
When you have
Right.
But
appreciation-
doesn't it make your life better now that you've been through that and you know what you have instead of
Yeah.
just blindly
sure.
going through life? and now you're like, oh my God, like I'm so thankful.
Well, it's
Like,
it's on top of that
you
too.
appreciate what you have more now.
It weighed on my heart, no pun intended, that
I saw what you did there.
for a long time, like it was always in the back of my mind, no matter what would happen. Like if I started feeling bad or whatever, it's like, oh, is it my heart? Is it my heart? Is it my heart?
Right.
And for the last 5 years or so, it kind of like, mentally kind of fucked with me.
Well, of course.
So now I don't have like, what's great is like after the surgery, going with the mechanical valve. I know this sounds dumb, but like outside of even the blood thinners, whatever, the one thing that I was hoping is that I couldn't hear it because there were like, I was doing research before, and like I said, within the last couple of years, knowing that I was probably going to have to get replaced at some point in the near future. And there's a lot of people that like after 6 months are like, I can't handle having the mechanical valve because I can hear it. And I'm like, oh shit. Like if I hear this fucking thing 24/7, I'm gonna lose my mind. And then after the surgery, I hear it like once or twice a day, usually when I go to sleep. And it's reassuring knowing that I'm alive.
Right.
Because
that's a good thing to hear.
And it puts me to sleep. It's like ASMR from my own body.
Yes.
It's just like, oh shit,
People are
it's
going
great.
through life.
So you're saying it's working like
people are
clockwork.
going
You're saying
through
it's
life
working
now.
like clockwork.
It sounds like someone has a wristwatch on right next to me. It's pretty fantastic.
I can see that though for sure. Like reassurance of like, okay, I'm gonna live now.
It's like, oh, I can hear it.
Like,
I can hear it
I go
opening
to
and
sleep
closing.
and now I'm gonna wake up.
Yeah.
I feel like Joe
Yeah.
has more of
Yeah.
appreciation
Oh,
for
yeah,
life
yeah,
instead of just being blind and like, okay, I'm here
I
and
do.
I'm living my life. But Joe realizes like my life is gone.
Well,
but
yeah,
I'm
that's a
here,
life-changing
I'm gonna
event.
fucking be happy and I'm gonna
Well,
like.
it's like
It's not
there's-
the stupid shit that
So-
everybody takes for granted. He is appreciative of the
that's-
things.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
After I had the surgery, like, especially, people asking if I'm going to come back to beer tubing and whatnot. And I'm like, I hope I can, but if I don't, then whatever.
Right,
Because
you're
it's
still
just,
alive living
I
your
love
life.
it, but it's just beer. Yeah, it's just beer.
Right,
If I can't drink it
exactly,
anymore,
yes.
I'll find another hobby. But thankfully, I am allowed to drink it in moderation, and I can return and bring my channel back and talk with people and have a beer,
we're
and
so
if that's
happy you're
cool.
So what is the definition of moderation for you?
I can't have more than a couple beers whenever I drink. I am no longer able to basically get drunk because not only because of the INR levels, because the INR levels sometimes doesn't even affect people when they drink. Like
Right.
everybody's different, but they don't want you to get drunk where you can fall down and hit your head or get a bruise or whatever.
Yeah,
Right.
because
You're more
fucking bleed
susceptible
out.
to doing stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cut it down from where I was. I didn't drink a lot, even though I have a beer tubing channel. I'd have like a beer every day, like one beer, or I drink a couple one day and then I wouldn't have none the next.
You wouldn't have any for a while.
But
Yeah.
do you look at it like this, Joe? Like we like, and I try to look at it from like, I'm always so grateful, and I'm as grateful as I can be without knowing to be in your position. But I'm like, like you're grateful for that one beer, but your happiness, like maybe our happiness and our fun times is doing that shit. But your happiness is maybe like, you know what, I can have this one beer, but my big happiness comes from I'm here.
Yeah, my
You know?
happiness is I'm alive, and that's what it comes down to. Like
And
I'm
I
just
feel
happy
like,
I made it,
but I feel
and
like you
everything's
have
okay.
more. He's happier than us being through the sadness and the tragedy he's been through,
Well, yeah.
but he's more grateful and
Well,
appreciative.
I was only
of
asking
his
what
life.
your moderation meant was because I've got a cousin that went through
A kidney transplant. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he can drink like wines or have a beer here, in moderation. So I was wondering
Yeah.
what like it meant for you.
Yeah. It
Because I know
basically
his is like you can have like one, maybe two, depending on the ABV or whatever.
Yeah,
or wine,
I'm-
or glass of wine or whatever.
I'm probably so I
went.
went to the Beer Tube Palooza and hung out with all those guys, and obviously we probably opened like 30 beers in the course of the day. I was drinking literally 1 ounce pours of everything, and not everything. I probably drank half of the amount of everyone else in terms of what I selected. So maybe I drank over the course of those 2 days 5 total beers in 2 nights. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I was drinking them throughout an 8-hour period on Saturday. Maybe had like 2 or 3 beers throughout that 8 hours.
Right.
I was drinking.
Yeah.
I was eating. I never got to the point where I was even buzzed, which was the goal, right? But yeah, I don't worry too much about it. But yeah, I'm going to keep it actual moderation. Where when I do review, let's say I do a review session, I'll drink a couple beers and that'll be it. And then maybe take a day or two off and have a couple more beers, and that'll be it. Like, and that's fine. I used to post a beer review every single day on my channel. That's probably not going to happen anymore going forward. So But maybe
But
like
I
3 to
feel
5
like
times a
maybe
week.
before this happened, your joy was in having drinks, getting drunk, and then you had this life
Partly,
altering
yeah.
event that happened, and now you get your joy from being around people. Maybe your joy comes from something more substantial
I
than
think
the beers.
I think my joy is the same. It's just more. It hits me more. You know what I mean?
Reality
Like,
based.
yeah. Because before it wasn't never like even my channel's not really about the beer. I always like having a beer tubing channel, and I know Rod can speak to this. Is the interaction with the viewers, the people who watch your channel,
Right, yes.
people like yourself, where we're chatting. Like,
And I
this is
felt
the
that
fun
for you.
part. Yeah, that's the fun part. Like tonight, if I did not have a beer and I was just drinking my water out of the coldest water bottle, I am not sponsored. But, if I was just drinking water, it would have been fine. I would have had
And I
just
feel
as
like
much
you're
fun
more
tonight.
enlightened because of that. Like I probably would sit here if I didn't have drinks. I would have a good time, but like I have a good time because I'm drinking a better time. But I feel like you've been through what you've been through, and you don't need that anymore. Like you're just thankful you're here and communicating with. Like, and I envy you for that. Not that I want to go through what you've been through, but
it definitely, yeah, it changed.
Your eyes were opened.
It changed a little bit of my outlook. Yeah, outlook on how to perceive certain things, and this would be one of
Which
them.
I thought you were special before, but even now, like, wasn't in your control that you had these issues. But now I look at you even more special because it's like,
well, we all know. Wait a minute. We all knew Joe. We all know Joe was special. We all knew he was special.
You're a piece of shit, Rod.
Everybody thinks I
helmet or not, we knew he was special.
Like I just see a spirit.
Julie, have you seen my baseball? Have you seen my baseball?
I mean, I really don't care.
Read the fucking comments, Rod. Read the comments.
Oh, I make everybody uncomfortable. I make them feel something. They're like, no.
No, you make me feel good, and then Rod say that I wear helmets, which maybe I do, but like, don't point it out. Just read the comments.
Wear your fucking helmet. Wear your fucking helmet if you want.
I probably should have one on right now after a single beer. We don't know what's gonna happen.
No,
I should be like Bubble Boy in a full fucking bubble suit.
No, you're doing no bubble needed. If you need one, that's fine.
Well, Vanessa says my aortic valve is breaking down and there's an aneurysm at the aorta right next to it. Wow.
Oh shit.
Well, quit fucking doing everything, Vanessa.
Well,
like sit down and relax.
Well, yeah.
She keeps her doctors on their toes. I know.
Well, the thing about that is I did not have an aortic aneurysm, which happens a lot with people that have mine because then they have to replace the aorta. But they had to. My surgery is almost 5 hours long. They actually replaced the valve, and it only took like an hour and a half. But the surgeon realized that the root of my aorta wasn't big enough to hold the valve, so he had to actually enlarge my aortic root, and it took him like another 3 hours to do so. So I actually have an enlarged aortic root that I guess is prosthetic too. So yeah, it's awesome that he saw that. Like he did say he's a good surgeon, I guess, because he realized what was going on. So
damn. I don't want to say amen for science because I'm not totally for the amen.
How about yay for science? That's the way I like it.
Yay for science.
High five. Had 2 grandmothers pass away from dementia. I can see body at early stage and said it. I don't know if I've seen that yet, but he's that stuttering's coming out a little bit more.
Well, how old is Biden?
Biden is like 78. He was a stutterer, yeah.
There's a lot of people that are almost 80 that just are forgetful, and it's not even dementia; it's just old age. Like, I think people fail to realize that.
He's fucking 80-something years old.
Oh, it is.
Well, they're giving him a lot of. No, he's 78, but they're giving him a lot of stuff to read on a teleprompter. Yeah. I mean, Bernie's 80, but look at Bernie's 80, and he don't seem like he's all about his wits, right? Compared,
but he don't want to be the
body of a 40-year-old. He's ready.
Bernie be the scary one to sneak up on you somewhere and be like, "Boo!" and you jump out of the seat like, "What the fuck, Bernie?" Because he's wearing those soft shoes where you can't hear him coming. So
you'll be feeling the burn all right.
He's like
sneaking up on him.
We're like, damn it, Bernie, quit doing that shit. This is what I want. And Gavin says, new Fire Stick or other things, platforms with Cody repositories. All the Arab countries prevent women from going outside without male relatives. Yeah, there's a good amount of them. I don't think they all do that because I think some of them are free. I think like some of them, like Saudi Arabia or some where they're more yeah.
To what degree?
To what level? Yeah. But
And
I
that's my
did.
thing. I was telling my dad, I'm like, I did nothing to be here. I did nothing to, and my dad's like, well, you worked hard to do. I'm like, yeah, but like some people don't even have the opportunity to work hard and to get that. I'm like, why am I here? I feel guilty for being who I am and where I am. I'm like, I don't deserve this more than any other female in the world. I'm like, why was I born here? Why do I have this opportunity? And then
You're
I'm
born
sitting
because
here,
your
I'm like,
ancestors came.
right. It had
Yeah.
nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with me.
What's his answer on that?
He was like, well, he was like, you worked hard. You did. I'm like, I really didn't fucking work that hard. You know, like compared to, like, I mean, I did, but it wasn't that hard. Like, I didn't have to fight for my voice as a woman.
I don't
like,
think he understands.
no,
what
he
you're
does. He
saying.
just sees me as
No,
a
I
good girl.
know that.
Yeah. And I'm like,
But Gilbert says, I want more Belgian quads to sell her. Never a bad idea to have Belgian. I've got some down there myself.
no.
The U.S. withdrawal thing was a shit show, and the
Yes.
UK got most out. Yeah, without any intel from the Biden lot. Yeah, they actually got more Americans out today as well. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
There wasn't much about the news that maybe like 1 or 2 stations covered it, but it was always going to be a bad thing coming out.
It was.
But it was the way it was handled. Like, but then again, I was reading other reports.
We
Like 19 times.
underestimated the Taliban.
No, hold on. 19 times we told the people, "Hey, you need to fucking get out of here." 19 times they told the Americans over there, "You need to get out." You know. So was it 20 times that's needed? I mean, there's only so many memos you can send to people. So
That's the American way.
But I could totally be over there and be like, "You got to get out." I'm like, "No, I'm not leaving until all these women are safe." And then
well, that's like one
stuck over
American
there.
didn't want to leave. They said because they had the Afghan people, and it's like, okay, well, we're pulling out. So I mean, so it's
right. I mean,
to go from the numbers we got to like under 200, and the more came out today. Yeah, but it was terrible. I mean, the optics of the whole thing was just terrible. And then, of course, with the soldiers getting blown up, that was just right there. But because Taliban, their security is not like our security.
No.
It is, no,
they're not like Todd at all.
No, they're definitely not like the TSA. There's nobody checking them down like TSA.
Oh, if Todd would have done that, he would have killed himself. Like I failed. Like he wouldn't. He's like yeah. And then we'd all be fucked because he'd be like a president kill ourselves.
So. Well, that took a turn. But being on death's door.
I know. I'm sorry.
The awkward silence that came
That's fine
after.
to jump in the shark big time right there.
Yeah, Vanessa, being on death's door does give you a better view in the world. I agree.
Yeah, it does. Speaking from
Yeah.
experience, it does.
And let's see here. The Biden law didn't talk to the UK for 2 days, but by then we had most of ours out of Kabul, which is good there, too. Because, I mean, you got good intelligence in the UK.
Good for the UK, yeah.
And I'm turning 60 soon. The very fact impressed me greatly. I should have expired years ago. Yeah, Vanessa wasn't supposed to live as long as she actually lived, they said. But
I know, but she's
don't
gonna
doubt
live to be
Vanessa.
100.
Yes.
That's awesome that she's still going, man. Keep.
I go to Vegas and what do you want to bet on, Vanessa Kitty? I want to bet on Vanessa Kitty.
Yes.
All in. I'm going
all in. As long as you ain't pissing brown pea, well, that's not a good thing.
Well, let me tell you a story.
You probably pissed around.
So after the surgery, I definitely peeing some blood.
Because you Coumadin wasn't right.
But then that went away, and I've had no issues since then.
That's good. That's good.
So you're actually peeing brown?
Yeah, you probably had blood in there.
Well, he had blood.
Yeah, I know, like legit blood in the urine. It was something. And since I was in the hospital and I had to actually pee into the thing. It was after they took my catheter.
The catheter or whatever. Yeah.
And like I'm peeing into this thing, and they give it to you. You go whenever. And I went and I like put it down. I'm like, "Hey nurse, this doesn't look like the appropriate
Don't look
color."
right.
Yeah. She's like, "Oh," she's like, but it was like I did it one more time and it wasn't as bad, and then next time it was fine. So whatever was the issue.
Start freaking out like.
And I was like, I was freaking out like savage.
I didn't have Kool-Aid earlier. What the fuck?
Like, oh yeah, that's in the A-B section of the form you should have read.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gilbert said his grandfather Charlie had a double bypass in the 60s, lived to 93. These days, doctors are so good. Yeah.
The weirdest thing that I did in the hospital is I had to show them when I took my first poop and second poop. I had to get the nurse. I was like, and the first poop I took was like a magical poop. It was like the best poop ever. And I was so proud of it. So I went to go get the nurse and I'm like, I did it. You got to go look at it. And she walked in. She's like, oh, you did a good job. I'm like, that I did. And then the second time,
it's like you were potty trained all over again.
And then they make because you have so much of the painkillers that make you constipated that they make sure you go. So the second time the first time I was super proud. I was like a proud papa of my poop, right? But then the second one, it was awkward.
Mr. Hanky, hi, yo.
I was like, I already showed you. If Mr. Hanky would have came out of there, it's probably because I was on painkillers. But I was so proud of the first one, but the second one was awkward because I was at that point where it's like I already showed him my poop once. Like I'm pooping hard now. Like
how many times we don't see it?
Yeah, I was like, do I have to show? Like, I have a second one. I told her to come in. I'm like, yeah, I guess I have to show it to you. She's like, yeah, you don't have to do so anymore. I'm like, yeah, okay, because that's weird. That's awkward. It's awkward. Yeah. I don't care if you're my nurse. You're a human being, and you probably just don't want to look at other people's poop too often.
I made a poo, so you need to see it.
But the first one, I was like inviting like my roommate in. I was just like, everyone come and look at it.
Yeah,
look at this.
This is a work of art over here.
I was like, someone take a picture and put it on ratemypoop.com. I'm pretty sure it's probably at least a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Maybe one day it won't be so taboo. Like, you know.
The Picasso of shitters.
We all poop. We all poop. Some just look better than others. What are you going to do about it? Right?
You had corn with lunch, huh?
No. The other day.
Mine was perfect, Rod. Perfect poop. Like just picture perfect poop. Like I don't know what to tell you.
But do you remember the other day?
Hey, dude, it was like the perfect spiral. It was like probably like 12 inches. It was like the greatest thing ever. It was.
So you're talking about periods. We're talking about pooping. We're
talking I walked out.
Everybody should talk about this.
I walked out of the.
So the other day, I went to our bathroom in the hallway, and I was like,
segue.
And I came out, and Todd was like laughing his ass off, and I'm like, did you hear me fart? And he was like, and he's just like fucking about to throw up. He's laughing so hard. And I'm like, what's so fucking funny? Like, people fart, you know? He's like, I'm like, we've been together for fucking 20-something. And my fart's just so funny.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
It was freaking hilarious.
He was just like laughing his ass off. And
must have been a good one.
All of mine are good ones. All of mine are good ones.
Sounds like, is there a train coming? Are we near a train tracks now?
Yeah.
There was some bad weather coming this way.
I'm glad I can still make you laugh.
Oh,
and apparently gag on the farts.
Yeah. And Vanessa said, glad you healed up, Joe.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so glad too.
I said, lucky the liver and such can redo itself. Don't give it a hammer. Yeah, you gotta watch that liver. You only get one of those.
You don't have to watch the liver because the liver can fucking take care of itself. It's all the other.
But you can beat up. I mean, after you get cirrhosis, right? You can beat up the liver too much if you're not careful.
Like you can get
you get 2 kidneys, you get 2 lungs. I felt like a pocket liver would have been good as well. But yeah, I'll give you 2. Give you 2 livers.
We kind of got fucked in that area.
Yeah.
Like we're missing another liver. What happened? Maybe down the line.
Just need a certain just in case.
I don't know. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but that would be interesting. So Biden will be replaced by Harris during 2022. I think Biden's okay to make it through 2024. I think when it comes to re-election, that's going to be interesting for the election year that year.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. Like, I feel like I know a little bit.
Well, hold your question. Let me get the rest of these real quick.
Okay, I'll forget my question.
Tell Todd again, like you did last time, so he'll remember for you. My first time in Vegas, I won 4,000 nickels with just $2 in nickels. I thought I broke the machine. Hot mom over here. When the chest tubes were pulled out of me in '93, it was the best feeling in the world.
So the most painful thing in the hospital is when you have
chest tubes are the worst.
The drainage tubes. I had one in my lung and one in my heart.
Oof.
And I'll just tell you how bad the pain was. Like what Vanessa said is like now it's harking back to me.
Give me your thing.
It was so bad that they were giving me a painkiller called Dilaudid, which is a fucking crazy painkiller. They were giving it into my IV. So like I would feel it within like 30 seconds. I would
but it don't last long.
No, but I would be like talking and be like, oh, hey guys, oh shit. Like I'd be just like totally out of it like instantly. and it still hurt so fucking bad. It was like on the exhale, when I would exhale, the one in my lung, it was like someone was taking a knife and just jabbing me in the lung every exhale of breath. And people kept on telling me, the nurses and doctors, oh, wait until you get your drainage tubes out. Everything's gonna be great. I'm like, that's fucking cool. When am I getting them out? Like, don't tell me about it. Just come and do it. Soon as they took them out, my pain level went from like a 9.5 to like a 4. It was instantaneous relief, like Vanessa's saying.
Yeah.
And, like those tubes are just like hanging out like around your lung and stuff, and like you can't get comfortable, you can't move, you can't do shit.
Yeah.
As soon as those came out, like everything, like within a day, I was like ready to go home, even though I wasn't allowed. But
I love we're here. I love that we're here for your story, Joe. I fucking love it.
It was an interesting just experience, I guess is the way to put it.
Well, it probably felt like Christmas too. Like
I had to stay in the hospital for 8 days though because of my INR level didn't get high enough.
I know.
Poop uncontrolled mostly for 2 decades. Nerves at the end of the cold. I died. Yeah.
That's that sucks.
So that's had a lot of stuff go on. Joey Diaz poop, son. Best pain med is the morphine, Demerol, and Valium.
I think I was on the morphine like right after I came out of the
but they're
surgery.
very
I don't remember anything.
short-lived.
Yeah. So I was on a they would give me 2 Percocet like mouth tablets, and then 2 hours they would give me the Dilaudid, and then just rinse and repeat for the first 2 days. But I'll tell you what, by day 4 on Monday, I was only taking Tylenol by itself.
Oh, that's good. Wow.
Tylenol.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they got pissed at me. The nurse got pissed at me because she had to put the order in, and the fucking pharmacy in the hospital was like, doesn't he realize you can take Percocets? Like, why do we got to put this order? I was like, because I don't need Percocets right now. Like, I just
Good for you.
They're like angry at me. I was like, what? I was like, I'd never be angry about not taking painkillers.
He's like, don't you want to take them home and just keep them for later in case?
which I ended up doing, but you know.
Right.
Yeah.
All my ribs broke into 5 or more pieces. Both lungs collapsed because the tops exploded. Oh, ow! Oh, shit!
Oh,
Damn, that hurts me.
Been through some shit.
Biden has been open warning letter from the UK to feck off from the EU and Ireland thing. Yeah, it's not helping relations there as well. So, but neither did the last guy didn't help relations either. I mean, it's kind of like,
oh, Jesus.
You know.
Don't fucking get me started.
We haven't had a president that's helped relations, and
just no, not everybody's with the guy. The guy in office, not everybody's always with that guy. So they give you the cocktail every 10 minutes for 5 days. Wow,
that's crazy. Yeah.
She did a lot of stuff to pull through there. So
yeah, for sure.
All right, what was your question, Shannon? Or you gonna say?
I don't remember.
You didn't tell Todd?
No, I didn't tell Todd. Because I thought I could remember, but I don't remember.
All right.
I will say though, the open heart experience was not as bad as I thought it was going to be, if that makes sense. I thought it was going to be real bad, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought you know what?
Usually, what happens is we build, and that's what I try to tell my daughter. She's got all these big ideas about how horrible things are going to be, and I'm always telling her, I'm like, you know what? I promise you, you build them up in your head, and it's way more horrible than the reality. Yes,
yeah.
Like when it happens, any situation is never going to be as bad as you think it's going to be in your head.
Yeah, I expected the worst, and I'm glad that it wasn't as bad as I expected, because the worst part about it was knowing that I was healthy to go home after 5 days, but I had to stay an extra 3 days because of something nobody could really control at that point. Like you just have, like they were giving me high dosage of warfarin, and my INR just took too long to climb. I actually had to go home.
3 days are torture.
Yeah, and when I went home, I actually over the weekend had to give myself Lovenox shots into my belly.
Yeah.
To make up for the lack of
my
INR level being, which wasn't bad. It was probably like someone giving themselves insulin shot. It wasn't too bad, but
right.
I just remember when the doctor asked me, he's like, he just came in like Kramer style. Like this is all I remember the surgeon coming in. Like he slid into my fucking room. You know how doctors just have doctors speak when they're talking to.
I was thinking Kramer, like.
Yeah,
Fraser. I was thinking Kramer of Seinfeld, but never mind.
Remember how Kramer would slide into Jerry's door slide? It probably exaggerating, but I like in my mind, I just remember him sliding to the end of my bed and going, "What do you think about giving yourself Lovenox shots?" And I'm like, A, I don't know what the fuck that is. B, okay. Right. C, what is that? If I give me something, do I get to go home? He just like instantly left. explain anything. The PA comes over. She's like, I'll be back in a little bit to talk to you. I'm like, yeah, because he's a surgeon. He's just not a people person, I guess. He just doesn't talk regular. And she came in and explained it to me, and I was like, no, I can totally do this. She showed me, and then I got to go home that day.
The fuck out of this.
And I was like, I'll shoot it wherever it needs to go. Like, just let me get out of this fucking hospital, like right now.
He was like, giddy up.
Yeah,
Joe, I wish you would have lived here. And I mean this in the most like human to human people. But
human to human people.
Human to human experience.
Is there non-human people?
Oh, well, people like things like I don't look at I mean, I know that people are female and male, but I'm just like I connect on people with, they need my help, so I want to, even if you don't need it, because I know most people can do it on their own, but I'm like, if I can help them, like I wish you would have been here because I would have been like there and I would have because you are with a few people in my life, which you probably don't think I do because everybody thinks I connect with everybody, but I don't. Mm-hmm. But if you were here, I would have been like, call me. I'd be there I'd give you your shots. I'd be like, I'd be like, it's going to be okay. Like,
I would have had security by Todd. Like everything would have worked out perfect.
Would have been great.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that couldn't be me without Todd.
That could be his company, Security by Todd.
Yeah.
That could be the company name right there.
Yes. Yes.
You don't need that ring. You don't need that ring doorbell. You got Security by Todd.
Thing is, going forward, whenever we meet up in person with Todd, he has to be wearing fucking earbuds. So he's a pretend security guard or an actual security guard. Yeah, there's no other way now at this point.
No, but in real life, like Todd would be such a stern shit show without me, and I'd be like such a shit show flailing in the wind. So
so you guys compliment.
We make a good person. We make a good person. So, yes. We make an ideal person together. He's so great. I just love him so much.
County Mayo family. I don't know what the County Mayo family is though, but as a politicians always have a little bit of enemies out there, or people that don't like them. In 2001, my right arm bones were pulverized, hence the titanium inside.
God.
Yeah.
Vanessa's just been through some shit, man. Oh, Christ.
Yeah, well, Vanessa, I tell you, she was like the Terminator. Remember the movie The Terminator? To get away and the reach and the arm got taken off. That was Vanessa. That was Vanessa's arm. So.
I feel like Vanessa could make me a harder person.
I'm glad she's doing well.
Oh, definitely.
Stuff. Holy crap.
Over the years, learned so much from Vanessa too, just the different things. So yeah. I have a family friend whose kid has a certain rare hemophilia. They take a med. The med they take is the rarest in the world. Wow.
That's crazy. And saying something like that's the one thing when I was going through everything, I always thought to myself, it's like other people have way worse shit than what I'm
going through.
That made it easier. It's like, oh, my chest hurts today. That's cool. Somebody else is going through something way worse. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Todd, security and comfort.
Yes, absolutely.
I would reverse those.
Yes.
I think he's comfort and security. Like he's comfort.
Both. Absolutely. He is. Like
he's
I
like
couldn't be me
bear.
without Todd. I don't know about teddy bear, but
he's my teddy bear.
I'm glad he can be that for you.
Todd will be there for you.
I like big hugs all around is when Todd's around.
Todd's the brain, and I'm the feelings. Don't you think?
I don't think anyone has ever called Todd the brains.
Yeah, he's the brains. Like I said, he's the brains of the caper.
The fucking caper. I can't believe you used the word caper tonight, Rob. What the fuck, man?
Caper. I fucking hate capers. Capers taste like shit. I hate.
She's actually talking about the food.
She's talking about the food caper.
She's talking about like felonious capers.
Is there another capers besides?
We were talking about a different kind of caper, like a crime. That's a whole different thing, But we'd have to have Shannon there because, if Todd's security and comfort, then Shannon's got to be there to punch a bitch in the tit. So they all got jobs to do.
But just so you know, I'm the one to talk. But
I didn't hear what you said because you were low there. What'd you say?
No, I said I would do all that on my end just to see that.
You would do what?
Full of caper.
Whatever, just see you punch a bitch.
You would hit on a girl. So
Not me.
You just said I
I
would.
didn't.
I'm
because
not
that
sure
would
what's
be all the
happening right
comfort,
now. No idea.
Whatever. So you just
I would
Well,
only punch a bitch in a tit if I thought she was
Oh,
gonna
Mayo,
take it from
Ireland.
me.
Okay, got you. Well, he is Irish, though. As far as I know, I think Biden's pretty much Irish.
He's an old white man. He's as much fucking Irish as I am.
He's got. I mean, if his family's Biden's an
I
Irish
got
name. I
Irish.
think.
I'm Irish too. He's an
Well,
old white
yeah,
dude.
maybe he's your cousin. You don't know. Maybe.
I'd rather be his cousin Trump's.
Oh man, I must say I'm glad I showed up tonight. What a good time! What a great time! It's been great.
I am as well.
I mean, like Joe Biden's got the heart. He has got the heart, but like,
Trump is a cheater, man. So Joe gets his vitamin D from.
Yeah, I did. You know, I already saw some of the other episodes, but I did the ancestry thing, Joe. So I'm 5% Scottish as well, and 3% Irish, and I do have some German, 3% German, and 1% English. So
I
yeah,
don't believe it. I just
Yeah.
don't believe it. For some reason, I just don't believe it.
Joe, did you ever do the like ancestry or?
No, I was
23andMe?
actually thinking about doing it. It sounds
yeah, I
like
did it there.
Oh my! I did both of them. You totally fucking need to do it.
I'm gonna be 2% cyborg. It's all right.
Listen, the day I was
Good
able to walk
for
on a fire
you.
range
Good
and hold
for
my
you.
SW629 to fire successfully with the greatest feeling, still able to fire the revolver. It is my oldest firearm. That's what she has in her avatar. Security and comfort is trust. That could be
Right,
Todd's
yeah.
motto. That could be Todd's motto. Todd Security. Security and comfort is trust.
That'll be the name of his. That's the name of his company, Security and Comfort.
See that on the side of the
I'm the
van rolling
comfort.
by.
I'm gonna get a shirt that says that on the front, and then the back that says, "If not, you're gonna get punched in the tit."
Not my wife. She's gonna punch you in the tit.
There's an ample amount of tit punching happening this evening. And,
There is.
I'm here
There
for
is.
it.
Which is funny because I've never punched anybody in the tit.
I was gonna say,
Like I said, if we can just go back and isolate those like 7 seconds of her just turning to Todd and be like, I'd punch bitch in her tit. Like,
That might have to be a. That
gotta
might
do
have to be. I have to make a short
That's
side of
my
that one.
fucking man.
Yes. Yeah,
That is mine. Don't fuck with him. Like I will
Dana.
take you down.
You will get punched in the tit, basically, is what you're saying. I get
Oh, Danish, English, and Sue.
it.
Do you think I would do it? Do you think I would do it? Like if somebody was trying to
Is
take
it
you
more
from
than
me,
five
do you think
away?
I
Met
would-
enough, yes, you
I
will,
would
I
fucking.
say.
I'd be like, I'd be like, hey, I'm Shannon, and then if she ignored me and she's like, I don't care about you. I just want to get to know. I'd be like, bitch, you're going down.
And the first instinct is tit punching because that's what I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, I don't know the whole thing is like the 5 generation live. I mean, I've heard like 5 for relatives, stuff like that, or something, but I don't know. It's like if you look at a thing, there'll be like, you could be like Irish American or Italian American, African American, English American, you know.
But does it matter? Like I'm fucking living in Indiana. How special am I? You know,
Oh, you might be
Fucking
special if you're in
Indiana.
Indiana. You might be special if you're in Indiana.
I'm not that fucking. I'm not that kind of special. I mean, maybe I am that kind of special.
I don't know. Do you like
Maybe
sugar?
I am, and I don't know it.
How much do you
God,
like
I
sugar
hope not.
cream pies? Is the
Yeah. I mean, if you never had a Hoosier pie, are you really can you say you're from Indiana if you never had a Hoosier pie?
Are you talking?
Because you never had the state food.
Todd, hey,
Oh, wait, are you talking helmet short bus kind of special?
Todd's had Hoosier pie. Todd's had Hoosier pie. Yeah, yeah.
I knew exactly what she was talking
Yeah,
about. I'm
yeah.
confused. He was very confused about the
Did
situation.
you though? Did
Sure,
you?
you're not from
She was like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. He's like,
You
oh,
had Hoosier.
yeah,
I
I
haven't.
knew what she was talking about.
I haven't had Hoosier pie. Which that
No,
makes
you've
you
had-
lesser of a human being than me because I have not had Hoosier pie. But you
She's
have.
she's more the corn dog gal.
I might have had Indiana corn dog. I might have.
Did it also have a
Dog.
crunchy exterior? I hope not.
No, I realized when corn dog. Corn dog.
Maybe you had a Hoosier hot dog. Corn
Maybe
dogs are a whole different
maybe a
thing.
Twinkie would have
dog.
maybe a Twinkie would have been better.
A Twinkie or a corn dog? Like we're talking about Todd corn dog.
Right now.
Well, one has a filling and one doesn't. Well, I guess they both have fillings, but one has cream, one doesn't.
I've
There's
had.
no comments
I
to read,
knew
I
I shouldn't
assume.
have had
Let's
wine
go.
tonight. I'm sorry.
I don't know if wine would have really the effect of it, but yeah.
Probably not.
Mine are considerably higher up in the air. Reaching up to them may be difficult. Well, you're 6'3", and when you put the stilettos on, you're 6'9", Vanessa.
So are you punching
Vanessa,
upwards,
you
then? Is
are
that what's happening?
Vanessa.
You forget
Joe,
long story,
okay, I
three
have a
words.
question for
Well, hey,
Joe.
but Charles Barkley does too, but he's still black.
I don't know.
You know what?
Okay.
You know what get me, Kenny? You know what get me, Kenny? I'll tell you what get me, Kenny. Go ahead.
Which I feel so bad for those. Like everybody thinks money is but all those.
How do we come
big
back to money all the
stars.
time with you? Like look, somebody
Because
gave me a bunch of
everybody
money.
thinks money is happiness, but it's
I'm gonna be
not.
pretty happy if I get a bunch of money dropped off. I'm just saying.
Honey,
But are you
honey,
happy now?
Money or honey, but money doesn't buy happiness, but it sure as shit makes life a lot easier.
It
That's the way I
does.
look at it.
Okay,
What's
okay.
gonna equate to happiness?
Yeah.
But like, Rod, are you happy?
Yeah.
Satisfied?
With money, if I got it.
No, your life.
Oh, I'm happy now, but I'd be happier with some more money.
What would make you make you happier?
Do whatever the fuck I want. I don't have to work. I can relax, just chill. Just do YouTube channels all the time I want to. Go around the world. Pick up. Hey, let's go to San Francisco for lunch today. All right, let's go out here and get in the jet.
Yeah.
Get in
And
the
then you go
G5
out
and shoot
there.
over.
Could you imagine how
The
great it
G5.
is?
Yeah. Just, maybe
For
get
a
in the
little
helicopter.
while.
I would,
Yes.
It'd be a lot
for a
of
little
fun.
while.
Yes.
I'd probably,
For a
I'd be
little
good with
while.
it. No, I don't know about that. I just keep rolling.
The key is to be rich but not famous. That's the key.
No, but I don't feel like I could be any happy. Like we're not rich by any means, but we are like, and that's the thing with us. Like I don't feel like he would ever be satisfied with but I'm like, we have a nice home. We never have to worry about groceries. We never have to worry about a roof over our head.
I'd be like, you know what? I feel like a delirium tremens today. Oh, there's some downstairs. Nah, let's just go over to delirium and get some. That's what I could do.
But that makes me sad.
I don't know why you'd go over specifically to drink that beer just at that
But
point.
that
I'm
makes
just throwing
me
it out there.
sad for you guys.
Like I want to guess, but I want to Guinness where it was made.
Yeah, I want to go over to the pub and Guinness. I want to go to a little town in
No.
Ireland and enjoy a Guinness or
No, I do get
beer.
what Shannon's saying, but in
Yes.
general, like I'm always of the belief that money, like
I have
because
enough.
there's a shit ton of people who have a lot of money that are just always depressed and not happy. But that's
You're right.
not specifically because of the money. It's because they haven't
depression
found
they
happy-
put on them and the
Well,
families.
yeah, but they
and
also
stuff like that.
haven't found happiness. A lot of those people just haven't found what makes them happy in the world. But
And to be grateful
money-
for what you have.
but money is a necessity, and more of it, I'm always welcome to it
Yeah.
because it will make everything in my life easier. You know what I mean?
Now,
It's easier.
now, if I had a
But
bunch
what
of
do we
money,
struggle for? What
if
are-
I had
what
a-
are
I'm still
our
happy
struggles?
without a lot of it. I'm still happy.
well, yeah, still life is still good. But if I had a bunch of money and I couldn't get to it like
But
Britney
Rod,
Spears, then I
Rod-
wouldn't be happy. I'd be like, that's all my money and I can't get to it.
Rod, do you struggle?
Do I struggle with what? No, I plan my
Money?
money out. Not really, but I would
You
want
don't
more.
struggle.
But I would want more. I'm not saying I'm happy all the time.
but
I'd
don't
be
you think-
happier.
But don't you think that the key to happiness is appreciating what you have?
I think that comes into play, but I'd love to have a lot more still.
And
I can do
maybe-
what I want to do, but I still would like a lot more because I can do other stuff.
I mean, don't get me wrong. When I have to wake up and go to work, I'm like, God damn, I don't fucking want to get up and go to work. But that going to work and maybe it's because like my work is like something that feeds my soul, even though the days I'm like, these fucking crazy people are driving me nuts, but I'm
That's
just
what the
like,
nurses were saying about me for sure.
no, I doubt that, Joe.
This piece of shit. Yeah, ring the bell. Ring the bell one more time, you asshole. I'm like, oh, well, I can't. I felt so helpless when I was in the bed afterwards because you can't do
Yeah.
anything of her body. So I actually I was basically in the recliner like the entire time in the hospital because I felt so bad hitting the nurse the nurse button.
That's
So they
me.
would
I'm like,
come
I'll
and, like-
fucking do it myself.
Yeah, they come and reposition me in bed because I'm not allowed to pull anything. And when I did, it hurt real bad. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just be in the recliner. Because I felt bad for them. Because I'm like, they're dealing with all these fucking crazy, like you would have somebody hitting the button like every 5 minutes. And
Yeah.
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 And
I'm
they'd
like,
be
when
like-
I was in the when I
They-
was in
they-
the hospital, I was like, I had issues with my daughter, and I'm like, and then I had the C-section. I'm like, I'm like, I can do it. And so like went up and stood on the toilet and I'm like, I don't need these bitches. Like I can do it myself, you know,
yeah,
like
you're about to punch him in the tits, right? I know it.
Yeah. Good
no.
There
No.
was a woman in I guess
Todd's telling nurses, don't get an arm.
the next door room. like it was crazy. It was crazy. So the nurse that was take care of me the one night, she would take care of me, my roommate, and like a couple other people on the floor, including the next door. There's I guess a smaller woman, like a 5-foot woman. They said real tiny but like feisty, and she just had open heart, and she was ripping out the drainage tubes like up to her body.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
And like every 30 minutes, it was just like, oh shit! Like the alarm would go off. She's like, the nurse would just leave whatever she's doing
Right. Yeah.
for me. And I was like, man, I feel like an asshole hitting the button here so she could reposition my feet. Like, what the fuck am I doing?
Right,
Meanwhile, the
yeah.
person next door is going fucking ape shit, doing all kinds of
Right.
crazy stuff, ripping out tubes. She was like ripping out tubes and walking around the floor and stuff. I'm like, what is happening? Like, I felt
Yeah.
bad for him. I really did.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
I
know why
get the
told the
shit
story,
beat out
but
of me all the
for
time.
some reason.
Like I got punched in the head, and like I work with dementia patients. You know,
But
so they fucking try to fight me.
Not in the boobs. You do not get punched in the boobs.
That was the question.
No.
That was.
But I would be
that
okay
was
if
question.
they did that. I'm like,
Yeah.
you don't know
I
what
mean-
you're doing, you know.
I feel Shannon would probably prefer to get punched in the boob and then in the head. Like if I would imagine I would as well. Like that's not a great time.
I think you should
But-
have though, haven't you?
I've what, been
That
punched?
real tall lady that
Little
punches in
speed
the
Oh,
bags.
Elsa. My favorite patients are the feisty ones that want to beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I love
You
the
like-
feisty ones.
You're like, let's go, let's do it. Put up your dukes.
No, but I
time.
connect with them. Yes.
Who's your
No,
pie? It's the state food of Indiana, Vanessa.
According to some.
Finger pie? Euphemism?
Finger pie. Hey, men underestimate the power of a finger pie. Just saying.
Is who's a pie similar
Wink,
to
wink,
cream
nudge,
pie?
nudge, Todd.
See where that's going now. Gilbert getting involved.
Yeah.
How much money
No,
is
it's not
enough?
similar at all. That's a you thing and a us thing. It's not similar at all.
Enough to
No.
be. Don't have to worry about anything. I guess not to be comfortable.
No, money does. Yes.
Look, I work in the
money.
I work in the investment world. So you give me enough, I'll invest that shit, and I'll be good to go.
I think
so.
the key word there is comfortable, right? Where you could pay all your
But
bills
it
on
makes
a
me
monthly basis
sad.
and have enough money to not have to worry. Like that.
Why
is-
would it?
makes
Yeah.
It makes me so sad because I feel like one of the most happiest, most grateful people in the world, and I'm just so satisfied with. I don't.
Well, it's
want
not wrong with being
anymore.
satisfied. I can just be more satisfied.
No,
What?
that's not.
What do
the
you
same
mean,
thing.
though? Yeah, it is.
Might be. How do you know? We've never been there, so you don't know.
I'm here.
We never been there.
Todd's like, wait till we
And-
come up with like $50 million and we'll figure it out.
But I'm like, I don't.
I'll work.
No, but I'm like, if we win the lottery, I'm like, well, then we'll have he'll be so rich, and all these women will want him, and I'm like,
No, think how much you could help other people if you.
yeah, but you
That is
wouldn't
true.
want to. You'd want to keep it.
Why?
Todd would just want to.
Wait a minute. He said he'd be so rich, all these other women would want him. Why is he gonna worry about other women? If you won the lottery.
Because that is just the male and the female thing.
Well, I would
But
want
you
Todd
know
if
I
he was
want
rich.
you-
Don't
but-
I tell that much.
Yes, but you know I want you.
I want Todd
I
right
want
now,
you
and he's
because
not even rich.
of
So.
you. I want you because of you, not how much money you have.
Well, he's not
That's
going
a
anywhere
good
because he
thing.
won a
That's a
bunch
good
of money.
I think I'm like, listen, and I know I'm speaking from a point that isn't what everybody has. And like I'm saying, we don't have a lot of money, but we have enough.
I'll tell you what. Money can make things complicated.
You're all not fucking listening to me.
No, I'm listening to
Inches,
Gilbert.
that's a
I'm-
little
I'm-
bit excessive, Eric Gilbert.
I'm reading Gilbert too.
Drop the Indiana style, and you might go somewhere.
Yeah, replace the 4 with 3, and you're good to go.
I like delirium as well. My brother, I drank it on New Year's Day. Yeah, I've actually got it red to do a review on here. It's like liquid candy. Pretty sure Biden forgot he had his first wife. Oh, that's terrible.
You all fucking forget about the first wife. Yeah, it ain't just Biden. All you fuck. Eric, how many wives have you had?
I don't know if Eric's been married. At what point does seeking more money become a limit where you realize striving for enough? Well, I've got comfortable in life where I don't have to strive. I don't strive for it anymore. I'm just saying, if I were to come into it, I'd be okay with it.
I'm afraid of money. I'm afraid to have too much
money. The thing is, money does complicate people that allow it to complicate them. I think
I don't. I'm happy now. I don't.
You talk about Todd. I know women would come after him. If Todd was a piece of shit and he came in money and he let that happen, then Todd was a piece of shit all along. He just let the money become a piece of shit. Yeah. The lie. He was underlined
because
Todd isn't. But Todd isn't a piece of shit.
Just because people come after you,
Todd would be probably the same person he is now, just with more money.
Oh, I would still be a. I would still be a dick.
Cloud his judgment.
I don't think so.
If I had a bunch of men coming at me, like he's seen me for 20 years, he's like, all right, maybe somebody might see me as like, hey, she's a hot, but he's seen me in my fucking pajamas, barfing and doing all this shit. And then I see and so like when he sees me at my prettiest, he's like, well, it's old news to him, but he loves my soul. And then some other guy sees me and he's like, oh, she's hot and all that stuff. And then I'm like, oh, well, that guy appreciates me for, but then you would go into the same cycle if you were with him so long. But it's just brain chemistry.
I think it's more of a security thing or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I'd be the same. I'd still be a dick. I'd be like, I don't know you. You ain't getting shit. You ain't getting shit. Like my wife never worries about me going to a strip club because she's like, I'm not going to be tipping a lot of money out unless they're, So it's just like not going to happen. They're like, yeah.
I never really I had a big problem with him. Like when we were dating and he went to Florida, I'm like, just don't with all his baseball buddies. He was in I'm like, don't go to a strip club. I'm like, I'm not giving you a problem about going to Florida. And he went to Florida and bless Todd. So me and my friend surprised him at the airport. And the first thing he got off the plane, I'm like, go to strip club. I mean, we were just dating like maybe a year. And he was like, wouldn't say anything. I'm like, you motherfucker, you went to strip club.
Strip club ain't nothing. Strip club ain't nothing now. I'm like, why get worried? Why even get worried about that? I mean, if he's coming home to you, it don't even matter.
I was like fucking 20 years old. Didn't know. And so then we went to his next ball game and all his friends were like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, they were all apologizing to me. And I'm like, you don't have to apologize. Like, he's his own fucking man. Like, you're not making his decisions for him. Like, I'm not mad at you. Like, I'm fucking, and now I'm like, you know what? Go to the fucking strip club. Why would you do that? Like, I've never understood men going to a strip club when they can't get laid. Like, let's all get worked up and then like, okay, bye. Let's give you all the money, but I can't get laid. I'm like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
The smart ones go to the ones that do the side offers.
Yeah. I mean, there's strip clubs and then there's strip clubs. So some of them you might end up getting that, like down in Atlanta where all the NBA stars went.
Strip club.
The one in Atlanta.
I guarantee you, he didn't give enough money to get laid.
I ain't got Robert Kraft money either.
The one in the 90s that all the NBA stars went to, the one in Atlanta. They were talking about like that club. I have friends in Atlanta that said that club. Yeah, there's things that happen behind closed doors. So.
I've heard about that one before.
Yeah.
But I'm also the type of woman that's like, if he goes to a strip club and he feels like he needs to have sex with a stripper, then like you're fucking up because like you're gonna go have sex and throw away everything we have. I know, and I'm not holding that against you. Like I look back now. No, but I look back now and I'm like, Shannon, you were being unreasonable. Like I do know I was being unreasonable. But now I'm just like,
and women go to Chippendales and strip clubs too. So
I went to one of those clubs and all these male dancers, and I was like, I felt their chest, and I'm like,
oh, see, whoa, guys can't touch in the strip club. Guys can't touch in theirs, but the women can touch just fine.
Even before we dated.
That's okay.
See, that's the thing. That's why she's confused. She thinks guys can. She
No,
touched.
it was
She
before we were dating.
well, that's fine. But you touch guys, and at a guy strip clubs, you can't
because
touch
he was
chicks.
like, but you know what turned me off is like
It's a different story, though.
he was like all
The
up.
sweat?
I was like
The sweat.
fucking 17 or 18 years old. I was still in.
What?
The sweat.
I was in high school.
Oh, you were
Are you
underage
gonna
even going in.
I was
Yeah,
in
I can
high
hear you.
school.
You were high school. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so, like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's cute. And he came up and he was dancing on me. And I was like, feeling his chest. And I'm like,
You're in high school thinking that. I don't.
and then I was like, this is like, your chest isn't that. This is what I was thinking in high school. I'm like, you're fucking conning me. Your chest isn't that smooth. Like, I felt the stubble. And then I was like, sit down and talk to me. Like, I want to know who you are, why you're
Sit
here.
down and talk to me.
I did. I was like,
There's no way you thought that in high school.
I promise you.
Like, no, that's nasty. I don't want to do that.
No, because I didn't want him to come up on me, and then he did, and I was like,
So that's
you
when
fucking
shit.
you're a fucking fraud. Like, sit down next to me. Do you not think,
No.
do you not think I said, sit down next to me and tell me how you got here? Do you not think that's what I did?
I don't know.
I
You know this.
Oh my God. Sit down and talk
Driving
to
and
me.
said, if you don't get me out of here now, I'm gonna punch you in the tip.
Imagine one of us going into
Oh
a strip club,
shit!
randomly touching the strippers and then being like, sit down and talk to me. I don't think
No.
that's gonna go over that well.
So we're
That's
getting
not
we're getting thrown out by Ty because
Yeah,
he's
because
security.
that surprised you.
Todd is
Todd's
throwing us
security.
out-
He's throwing us out.
Todd is throwing us out the front door like Uncle Phil. Like, we're done. Done.
Oh, but that's my weakness. That is my weakness.
Oh
And
God!
I'm like,
Holy
tell me,
shit.
how
I
did
mean,
you
I
get
wasn't
here?
there, so I'll take your word for it.
Oh, it was awful.
She
It
broke
was
out to a Dr.
fucking
Phil
awful.
episode at the strip club. That's
Holy
funny.
Christ. That was great.
And I'm like, you don't have to sell your body. Like, how did you get here? Tell me how you got here. Like,
Oh, let me
He's
see.
probably
what
like,
you-
I just want the fucking tips. That's all I want. Why are you talking
I'm
to
like,
me?
quit pressing that thing up against me. Like, I don't.
He's like,
Yes, yes.
you got a 20
No.
that you want to part with? What's happening?
family
those
and friends
poor
is the key
men.
for
Those
sure.
Poor men.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I
and
said,
some of the
those
families,
poor
when you get
men.
too much money, try to leech onto you as well. So,
Yeah.
Money.
let me get the rest of these comments here. My oldest sister was a nurse. She had been on disability due to a firearms injury that happened at work.
They are
can-
magical.
Fingers are magical. And then out of
underestimate
then
the
Vanessa throws
power
her
of
curveball in.
You fucking men.
For us, hands are magical.
Your
That
hands
includes
are
all the
magical.
fingers. Includes all the
It's
fingers.
not about your dick. Like, your dick has magic, but your fingers have more magic. Just so
And
you
the
know.
whole hand has a lot of magic.
But all your self-worth is in your penis.
It
So
breaks it down.
Goes back to Boy Scout training, starting a fire. Starting a fire.
Whatever. I'm not even fucking hammered. I wish I was.
listen, believe in your fingers. Believe in your fingers.
When I'm in the hospital, I'm like, keep the morphine coming and sneaking poos. That would be Gilbert.
Yeah, that is Gilbert. He's playing fucking
Yes, I am
But fingers
listening.
are better than morphine.
Oh man, how about a longtime friend? Some nipper bottles of Jameson. There you go. I have a Las Vegas wife. She sends money from hidden wrist shoes out at the ranch, maybe. LOL, Shannon.
Love you, Vanessa.
LOL, when women drink. LOL, yeah. Todd would not do that. I don't think Todd would either.
I don't think he would either because he's always like, this is my problem with Todd. Not a problem, but he's like,
Oh boy,
you know.
I think we need to cut it off right now.
JV
no,
says,
no.
Stop it now.
And tell me if I'm wrong. I'm open to opinions. But he's like, my friends want you there when he goes out. And I'm like, I think you overestimate how your friends want me there. And I'm like, you go out with your friends, they don't need me there. Like, but I feel like he thinks I'm this like fun, like,
Yeah, but you said need, not want.
well, One.
Well, you're pretty fun. I can see where the friends would want you there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm also kind of like men need to be men and have their time.
It's like the motorcycle guys.
Well,
You'll
that's true,
see like
too, though.
yeah.
5 or 6 motorcycle guys riding, and one will have a woman. That's like Shannon. Like you can bring Shannon. None of you other fuckers can bring your wives, but Todd, he
Yeah.
can bring Shannon.
And that's fine.
That's
And that's
probably
fine,
true.
but I don't want to impede on Todd's male time, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe he loves me so much and he thinks I'm so great. Maybe everybody else doesn't, you know? So I'm like, you go out without me. Like, you go have fun and, like, you know. He's like, but yeah, you
Yeah,
make
but
it
you're not
fun.
like most women.
And I
Most
appreciate that you
women.
think that about me. I do.
Do
I
you think
appreciate, and
that's
it makes me happy.
How often do you think
But,
they'll hear
like-
that statement this year about Dallas? Well, watch Dallas almost win.
That's gonna be a lot. That'll be a lot.
Probably
Yeah.
like 9 to 10 times this year. Or...
Yeah.
Yes,
Poor Blake is out there like the guy in the Geico commercial chasing the dollar bill off the fishing rod. Almost got it.
I was hoping they
Oh
would
my
get Tampa Bay
God.
tonight.
Joe, I'm so happy you're here tonight.
Let's see here. Atlanta, Miami is
This
the
has
city
been a
for
lot of fun.
rippers. Yeah, Miami.
I
Yeah.
gotta go back because I'm just bad.
Let's see. Laughing so much, my husband is going to come back in the living room to see what the heck I'm doing. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, we get laughing that much. That's great. Forearms injury, figure 8, LOL. So now we got guys putting out tips. Do the figure 8. Do the figure 8 when you do it. You know. So yeah. Training on the magical fingers is a must. What are we? Oh, it's after midnight. I guess we went into the midnight hour now.
Yeah, they're over it.
It's past midnight, so here we go. Buckle in,
What was that?
kids, here we go.
What was that show on that old show on HBO? Like Real Sex. We turned into the Real Sex episode here. Hey, Vanessa.
What is this, 1996? What just happened?
Right.
Red Shoe Diaries.
Street interviews. Take 1.
Yeah.
And
What up? What up, Jason? What's happening, my friend? Probably get a wrap up here so we get to go to work in the morning.
I fucking hate to wrap.
No
up.
comments or no curtains tonight. I promise, no curtain jokes. Fingers crossed. I was hoping earlier Shannon would be here. Yeah.
Oh, I love you, Vanessa. Like I want to come and
And-
live with you.
That was pretty great, but let Brady come back and march down the field for the. Well, I think there's a lot of teams that said like, they let Brady come back. When Brady has a habit of doing that.
Yeah, he's done it a couple times in his
Brady,
career,
he's
maybe
still
like 2 or 3. I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
they were showing a guy earlier. Brady's 42 and the kid's like 21. So he's been in the league 22 years. He's been in there longer than
The kid's been born.
Kid's been alive.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
here's the thing about money. Like Brady is his whole worth is football and making money. Yes, he's had a great, but when it's over, he's gonna be fucking like have no worth. Like, you know.
No, he's got a lot of worse.
He's got a lot of work.
Yeah, but that's not where his happiness is coming from. Just
Why do
be
you?
happy.
I don't think. I don't. He's pretty happy. He's doing Subway commercials. Even the Subway commercial, he looks pretty
If
happy.
he's not happy with his life, he's
I
gonna send the money this way. I'm
promise
good.
you.
He's married to a supermodel. I'm
No,
sure he's pretty
yes,
happy.
But here, let me say this. Let me say this. Like, we can go out and I can pick up a guy and like I'll come out and I'll be like
I
getting
like where
dressed
this
up
is
with
going.
makeup and I'll be like, oh, I just want Todd to think I'm hot. And then and he's just like, you know, he won't. Maybe he does, but he's seen it every fucking day of his life, you know, so he doesn't pay any attention. And then I go out and some guy's like, oh, like you're prettier. I'm like, I just want my husband to think I'm hot or pretty, you know?
Look at
He's
Todd's
like-
facial expressions.
I have no idea where that was even
Todd's like,
going.
I don't need me.
What is
No,
happening
you're saying
right
he's
now?
married to a
Apparently, you know what
supermodel,
Tom Brady's
and
like,
I'm
because Tom
saying
Brady's pretty
that
charmed.
He
He's
doesn't even understand anymore. He's seen her for the last 10 years, and he's like, okay.
she's a supermodel. Yeah, he's seen her. A lot of people have seen her.
He sees her kissing and coming out, and then like,
And she still looks good.
not being
That's why Tom Brady's
fabulous
gonna play till
because
he's
everybody else sees
83.
her.
He's just
Yeah.
All
You can't
she
touch the
wants
quarterbacks
is
of the NFL. He's good until he's Joe
she's a
Biden's age.
supermodel. But I promise, he doesn't look at her and think she's a supermodel.
I'm pretty sure he thinks he's super. I mean,
Well, I I'm glad that you think that, Rob.
He's happy every time I see him doing stuff. I mean, hell, he's tossing around a Super Bowl trophy like it's just candy out there. So it's
Right.
like, you know.
Throwing around in the ocean.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh. Did I lose it?
a lot
Okay, I'll
of
buy
happy
another one.
couples
I'll buy
that
another
go
one for a
through
team.
In my life, like, you know. And then if you lived with her for 10 years, you'd be like, well, you're not so hot anymore. Like I've seen you every day.
I mean,
for years.
You can make that argument. You say, you know, like
though.
you said, like
I
Brad.
know,
If you said like Brad Pitt, who broke up with Jennifer Aniston, but he went up to Angelina Jolie, so he still did okay back then. Him and Angelina broke up. He's probably moved up to somebody else. I mean, he's still happy. He's still making movies. He's still doing all the good
glad
stuff.
he's happy.
They're
gonna
still
be
happy.
chasing happiness
They're
for
happy.
the rest of his
Who's
life.
happy?
I would say like Brad Pitt, like how he
Oh.
went from Jennifer to Angelina and now to someone else, but he's always been happy. He's been
Sure.
just, you know.
I just thought you were
Has
talking
he
about Tom
really?
Brady. I was just going to
Do you
scream
know?
out, fuck
Has he
Tom
always
Brady.
been
But
happy?
Yeah,
No.
well, that's always
I mean,
appropriate.
maybe.
Tom Brady's had too much of a good life, if you ask me. He needs a little
Right.
But I bet
bad
he's
stuff to happen.
miserable. I promise you.
I bet he's not.
I bet he's not.
I'm glad y'all
He's
think that.
out in the
Why
swimming
do you think he's
pool,
miserable?
and now he's like, they can't even touch me on defense. I got it
Because
made.
he's worried he doesn't trust anybody because all they want is his fame and his money. He doesn't have any real connections.
Yeah, I don't know that.
I mean, I might be wrong. You're right. I could be just.
I think you just think people that have money, like, I mean, there's a lot of people with a lot of money that were, you know. I had lunch one time with one of the Halliburton kids, and you wouldn't even know he was a Halliburton, as rich as he was, and he was happy.
I mean,
So, I mean-
maybe that's my experience in this world. I'm just
Yeah.
like, money isn't like I feel like I'm the happiest person I know.
No, you're right. Money's not everything, but it makes a lot better.
everything a little bit easier.
But I don't
It
feel
ain't,
like,
it ain't everything, but it
feel
fixes a
I
lot
don't
of
feel
shit.
Like I need any more than I have. Like I
mean,
do not strive for
Fucking
any
Aaron
more than
Gilbert.
I am.
I know what you're saying,
If
like,
Buffalo
and,
moved to
like-
Austin,
just
yeah.
trying to say that, why would you not want that much more? I mean, why would
But
you
what's
not want
more?
that?
What's more?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Like, why would you not want?
Even
more
Gab
than
was like,
that?
Tom is kind of happy.
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to happy, he's pretty
Yeah.
happy.
He's pretty happy.
He's feeling happy.
So Shannon is saying Brady isn't happy. He's feeling a bit
Aw.
deflated. Pun
Nice.
intended.
What a
That's-
piece of shit.
Well
Tom.
played,
Yes.
Jamie. Well
Maybe
played.
he is happy. I hope Brady is happy. I
He's a
hope
fucking.
he is.
He's a cheater, but he's
But I
also
feel like
happy.
when you have
Yeah.
everything, you still want.
Everybody wants more. Doesn't matter how much you have, you still want more.
I don't want more.
He
Is
might get
Vanessa-
another
Is
ring.
Vanessa
Yeah.
a Patriots fan? Please tell me no.
She's in Connecticut, so she was a Patriots fan for a while, I think.
So she's still
The more
pulling for
I
Tom.
want.
But she falls for Tom, yeah.
Got
I'm
it.
perfectly happy.
Fuck you, Eric Gilbert. I'm not even a Bills fan.
Buffalo's
All
gotten
po-
better, though. Buffalo's
Yeah,
gotten better.
All posturing too, like the Pagulas who own the Sabres and the Bills. They want to build a new stadium for 1.5 million, but they want the entire state to pay for it. It's like you're worth like $6 billion. You could probably fork over a little bit. You know what I mean?
That's
So
what
then they're
owners
like-
do now.
Yeah. So then they're like, oh, we're gonna maybe move to Austin. It's like, no, you're not. You're gonna probably end up splitting the cost with the state, even though you should pay
Yes,
for it yourself.
Vanessa. Yes.
Yeah, that's one of the funnest ways to learn when you're having fun and you
And I
tie,
want to learn.
when you
That is
tie
what
experience
I
to
can
it.
be happier about is learning. Learning is the thing that, like, I feel like I have such a great life, and I'm like,
Yeah.
but then it pisses me off because I'm like, I'm so privileged, and I'm like, I feel so guilty about my life, and I'm just like, I just want to do more. You
Who's
know?
playing
That's
piano?
what makes me unhappy.
Yeah. Does Tom think his balls are too small? Deflated? That's good.
Balls.
Balls.
Balls. Like, do you men really?
Is that how
worry
we end the
about
stream?
ball
Just saying
size?
balls? Just saying
Doesn't
balls.
do
well, let's go to deflate. I don't know if Shannon knows about Deflate Gate and everything with Tom
No,
Brady.
You don't even know what that means.
The Buffalo Bills want someone else to pay the bills. Nice.
Pretty much. They're like, hey, our name is Bills. We don't want to pay any of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Brady will have dementia, eat ice cream, and get in the calls at 9.
Well, at least
Yeah,
he was
bro.
happy
Yeah.
with his supermodel and his money.
He's
so.
like, I
Yeah.
can do
End of
3-step
his-
dropbacks and just not be touched ever. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, the way it is now, he's pretty much protected there for a little bit. So, but
That's
I'm
fun.
thinking he's got a happy life.
Yeah, he's probably feeling good.
I hope he's happy. I really hope. He's
I hope he's fucking just miserable.
Maybe he's watching right now. And he's like,
fucking Tom Brady.
She gets me. That
He's
girl
probably
gets me.
He's probably fucking like 6 other women.
Right now, he just won a game. He's happy. He's in the moment right now. He's happy. He's 1-0 on the new
I
season.
feel like
so
Joe knows what happiness means.
I wish I did.
I mean, that's up
Having
to
a
you.
new
not to
aortic
be,
valve
but
and a
I'm just saying,
pile of money it equals happiness.
Joe wakes up. He's happy now because
I wake
I'm
up like
the
holy
happiest
shit! I
person
can put my
you'll ever
feet
meet,
on the ground and I'm still
except
alive.
for the guilt of the people that don't have what I have.
See, I don't have that guilt.
Well, I understand why you don't have that guilt.
Why do you have that guilt?
Because I'm a fucking white woman. I totally understand. I totally understand. No, I do.
Joe's like, what happened?
No, I understand.
She
even though
is
I'm
a white woman.
She is. Well, technically,
I'm a white
she's
woman,
right there.
She is speaking.
Well, white women struggled too before.
Yeah, but
you didn't have right. You didn't have rights.
Not compared to you. I get it, but I would feel even more guilty. Oh my God, I couldn't live with myself as I was a white man.
Joe comment.
If I was a white man with a heart condition, then
Todd and Joe comment.
Yeah, I'm talking about Joe.
Fuck us, whatever. We're pieces of shit.
My life has not been that difficult, and I'm not saying maybe one day it might not get more difficult, but
you can't get this anywhere else, folks. I'm just saying.
No, nowhere else.
Is this the perfect night to jump back into Prey? I think it might have been.
When I see
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Fucking hate my life, but I love it.
My face is gonna hurt tomorrow by all the laughing.
Yeah.
Good exercise.
Joe, but I'm a happiest person, but you made me happier tonight.
Oh, I'm glad I could make someone happy.
You did,
Yeah,
you are
Dallas
one of
Stadium.
but I need to meet your dad because everybody's like, you
Yeah,
and
he's-
Joe's dad.
Yeah, Jack's
he's way
Jack's
better
the
than me.
man.
Yeah,
Jack's
way
the
better than
man.
me. But he still has all of his valves, as far as I know. So I don't know if
Well,
if he's
I
much
like
better
how
than me.
He's 100% human.
But yes, but you know what I get when you say that? It's like Joe's dad's a horny old man.
Yes, he is.
And he would love you.
I don't know what else to tell you.
I'll just say he fell in love with Jack Daniels the day he was down here.
When an old man is like, hey, I don't get offended. I'm just I'm glad I can be your enjoyment.
Yeah, he offends and he just doesn't care. So that's
He's like, Rod, you gotta come.
I feel like me and I don't
He's like, Rod, you gotta come see the Jack Daniels girl. You gotta come see the Jack Daniels girl.
Was it in the party store?
That was the
It
voice.
was. See this chair over here.
You're like, what? Where's Jack Daniels? No, the girl, not Jack. The girl, not
What are you talking about? I was like, no, come over here and see that. You gotta come over here.
Oh, it's great.
Everybody, everything is like you and Joe's dad, you and Joe's dad, you and Joe's dad, and I'm like, okay, I'd like to meet Joe's dad.
Oh God.
Joe talks about where I'd be worried about laughing if y'all got together. I'll be cramped up, bent over.
I will need another open heart surgery, but not for my heart, just for my breastbone. I will rip that thing back in half.
That's funny. Who's the Dallas Stadium funded by the lands they took to eminent domain and the taxing colonel people in Arlington? Yep. My in-laws are in Arlington. Cost over $1 billion. That's what they do. Cincinnati here, the people paid for the Bengals stadium, even though Brown had enough money.
Fucking
Brown's
money.
a piece of shit.
Is he thinking I'm a lucky son of a gun? Tom Brady probably is.
I hope he's happy because he should.
I haven't won a Super Bowl, but I have been drunk as Tom Brady celebrating the Super Bowl before. Right?
I think we've all been there.
Story.
What have you done to get where you are now, Shannon? It was through your efforts you got to where you are. That's a good thing.
I've done
What on,
nothing
JB?
but follow
You taught yourself to do everything. You went to school. You help people all the time.
But they help me too.
Austin would be great for the Bills. It's filled with cow transplants looking to pay their bills.
Fuck man, everyone in Austin likes college football. They wouldn't give a rat's about Buffalo.
Well, thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate
Rod
that.
J
Rod
makes
J
me
shows makes me happy. Thank you.
It makes me happy too.
And Joe, if you laugh too hard, your curtains will fall off your windows. That was a good setup, JV. You haven't been in a while, but it goes back to the curtains with Todd and Shannon and the lack of them behind them.
Just so
He
you
loves our
know.
curtains.
Oh, they literally, you guys, they fell off.
No.
The curtains are on the other wall, in the other window.
Holy shit! Now, if I laugh too hard, what will happen is my breastbone will separate. So there's it's not quite.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I gotta chill out.
Yeah, a lot of these days are paid by the
No,
residents.
it's about 90% healed, so I'm good.
Yeah, the racetrack. Yeah. I was blackout drunk when Tom was losing to Atlanta during the first half.
Oh, what a shitty Super Bowl that was.
But I'm glad Tom could be there for you guys.
No,
Like,
fuck
you
Tom
know.
Brady.
He's a part of your life, so.
An elbow in his neck.
Lived across the street when they took the lands. One lady's family farm had been there for a generation. They took the farm so they could build a stadium. Eminent domain. One of the things I do not like about our system here.
Oh my God. That's why I feel so fucking guilty.
I don't think they staple the sternum. What they do is I think they wire it back together.
Yeah. There you go. Well, I think it's time to wrap up because it's like 12:20 here.
That's not that late.
Well, you're off
That's the
tomorrow,
person
see?
that has to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I have to work tomorrow. You back to work, Joe, or are you going like disability or
Fuck
anything?
no,
Or?
yeah, no, I'm off
He's
by
off
the
to
rest
like
of this year.
next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I
So
got-
you're
I
back.
I got to start cardiac rehab probably the end of this month because they didn't allow me to go for it until they want my sternum to be like close to 100%. So 3
can
months,
me
3
and
months
Joe
after.
talk after everybody goes to sleep.
I mean, if y'all want.
I don't care if y'all want to stay on here, y'all can.
I'm an
But-
old man now. I go to sleep early.
Oh,
But-
Joe, I wanna know
I'm
what
a-
Are you-
that's about.
I
Are
was
you-
like yawning like the last hour, like I'm shot.
Are you coming back regularly now?
I'll
you
try to
back
pop
with
in
us?
as much as I'll try to pop in as much as I can if you still welcome me. That is, you'd welcome.
Well,
me.
you're
Okay,
part of the
so-
original show, so I mean,
That is. I do have a
Yes.
fucking spot here.
So Joe, like,
But you have to read comments if you come back, though.
yeah,
Fuck that.
you're
All right,
back.
I'm
You're
out.
back. You're
I'm
back
out.
with comments.
No, Rod is
because for a long
taking over.
time, after
Either
you left,
you read the comments or you wear a uniform like Greg has asked for years.
Fuck Greg. Fuck that guy.
Everybody gets so pissed off at Rod because he'd get behind. He's like,
Well, you're
Rod's
no-
30
you're no-
minutes behind.
That's the unfortunate thing. If I was reading the comments, Shannon would have been cut off about 30 times tonight. We wouldn't have had great stories. So that's why we let Rod read the comments. He allows her to do what she needs to do. I would have been like,
Well, you know
Shannon,
why?
Shannon, I got to catch up on comments like every 3 minutes.
I'm not trying to get punched in the tit. That's why I'm letting her roll. You
That
know?
is true. That is true.
I know. And listen, I am totally okay if you like Shannon. Like, I get it. Like, I don't get offended. It's like Shannon, like, shh. Like, I get it. I don't get my feelings hurt.
Gilbert's at shower curtains. The crazy thing is when the original satellites put up in the sky, taxpayers pay for it, then 2 years later they scramble all the channels and make you pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it goes. Yeah.
Thank you for the good show. Good to chat with everyone. You too, Vanessa. Always
Nice to see
appreciate
you,
you
Vanessa.
being here.
Yeah, it's
Vanessa,
good
you
to-
are totally one of my favorite people ever.
Rockstar.
You-
If
you
you're
too,
going,
Gavin.
ladies and gents. You too, Gabby. Yeah, definitely.
Nice
and
meeting you. Mhm.
yeah, me and Todd have to get up early tomorrow, go to work and stuff. But
Yes.
Shani gets to sleep in. Joe gets to rest up. So
Yeah.
Or they might
He's
talk
like,
to wee hours tonight. Who
Well,
knows?
no, Joe's got to go to sleep. But I really want to catch up with Joe really bad.
yeah. Well, you got him on Messenger and Facebook. You know, call him.
Don't,
Yeah,
no,
but-
I don't think I do.
How do you not have him?
That's not talking on the internet.
Oh, I value your contributions too, Vanessa. I more than
Well,
anything.
so we're just
Society
we're
in
just
general.
again, Todd. We're chopped liver up here. So yeah.
Fucking Eric Gilbert. I wish I had a pig valve, you son of a bitch. But they
No,
told me
it's
if I got a
mechanical. He didn't
they
get
said
it.
if I got a pig valve, I'd probably have to undergo open heart within the next 10 years. I was like, I'll go for the mechanical instead.
Yeah, they got the same headset,
not
and one of
bad,
them
though.
one goes
It's
on and
not
one
bad.
goes out or lower. So I think it's gotta get the balance
Todd
between
mutes
the
me
two.
sometimes.
Well, they said with
You got a mute switch for Shannon?
If I could just mute one, not the
Well, I
other.
ask him sometimes we're together and I'm like, am I talking too much? And he's like, no. If you weren't talking, no. I'm like, but I know I'm talking a lot. It's okay if you want to meet me. I get it.
Are you talking a lot or too much? There's a difference.
No, I talk too
Yeah.
much, and I get it, and I'm like,
There's a difference.
we're
There is a
just
difference.
together by ourselves, and I'm like, am I talking too much? Like, just
Everybody seemed to enjoy
Thanks,
the show
JV.
tonight, so
Appreciate
I
it.
think you're talking just enough.
Yeah,
See you,
it's
JV.
great. Yours says, good night, fools. Go Austin Bills, go.
I hope
like
Aaron
that.
Rodgers fucking breaks his scrotum tomorrow, okay? Or on Sunday.
I think Gilbert.
Tears
I
it
think
right off of his fucking body.
Gilbert's pulling for the backup quarterback anyway. So
Yeah,
he might agree with you.
He's gonna be right back on the Aaron Rodgers fucking. Fuck Aaron Rodgers. Then comes back. Oh, he's the greatest ever. It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
12 for life.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. So get some rest. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. Great having Joe back to the show. So thanks for
yeah,
making a return. And then Shannon as well. Thanks for sitting in again. And again, when it's Shannon, the title should be Shannon and the Pips because that's how it kind of comes out. So
If you don't rename this chat,
that's all right.
I'm gonna punch that bitch in her tit. Or
Shane
I don't
and
understand.
the titty punchers.
Well, it's toss one back Thursday, but I might have to put in parentheses punch a bitch in the tit episode. So
Yes.
Don't hit on my man, and I will punch you in the titty.
Remember, ladies, tits length away. So thanks for everybody that tuned in. I'm gonna sign off every Thursday, 8:45 Eastern. We cut up, we have a few beers, we talk about what you guys want to talk about most of the time, and then whatever
Most of the time.
whatever topics come up, we kind of do it until the train comes off the tracks, which
And it is
it came off a few times tonight, but we got it back on.
most random topics ever.
Yeah, you didn't even know coming in here you're gonna hear some of the topics you heard earlier. If you got in here late, you might want to go back to the beginning because see some of the topics we talked about because it was kind of crazy, but always a good time. Look forward to catching up with you guys soon. Also, if you're not aware, you can check out the podcast now on any of the podcasts, Rajay BeerVentures. Those are definitely more focused on the beer type stuff, and started rolling that out. Get that on any of the
one that specify on that. Is that
Where-
a beer centric podcast?
It is beer centric podcast with a few jokes and stuff like that in there as well. But this is beer centric, kind of. I mean, we're drinking beer still. It's just
like the first 15 minutes or so. Give or take.
Technically,
Sorry,
it's kind of like a pineapple wheat ale, and you're like, I don't get any pineapple. Well, they only put 10% pineapple into the wheat ale, so that's why it's not coming through. But they can say pineapple wheat ale because they put enough in to satisfy. So there you go.
That counts.
A weird analogy, but I'll take it.
Yeah, shout out. And great
Nothing
to have
but
Joe
love
back.
and happiness. Love
Maybe-
and happiness.
But
Maybe-
not money. No money.
Maybe
You don't
next
wanna be
week
rich.
we'll have Joe with the Oberon. Who knows? We're out.
That's what I was saying earlier.
Oh my